The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. It is Overreaction Monday, December 6, 2021, and today's show shall be ridiculous. Can't thank you enough for joining us here at youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. What a Week 13 NFL Sunday.
Man.
Insanity, comebacks, teams winning that we thought were dead, teams dying that we already knew were dead, and then teams thriving out of nowhere. There's a lot to talk about. We'll dive right into it. Today's show is a big show because not only do we have Kenny Moore, the third, second. Mm-hmm. There is a third in the NFL. We'll get to it. Anyways, Kenny Moore the second will join us today, fresh off of the first play of the game yesterday against Houston, pick, interception, and last week's Hard Knocks that basically showcased this dude to be the best human of all time. Cannot wait to chat with him. Jake Paul will join us today.
Problem child.
Yeah, problem child's coming through. There's a problem with his next fight. I guess Tommy Fury has backed out. Jake Paul now fighting Woodley again. This is Paul Woodley 2, and we'll talk to him in a couple hours. I can't wait for that. Darius Butler will be here. AJ Hawk is back, and hopefully some of your phone calls at 1-833-4 McAfee on this beautiful Overreaction Monday, and we have to get right into some family business. So last week, Tone Diggs hits a super boost on Thursday Night Football that set us up to go into a heater that we all knew was possible. A heater that was going to go ahead and take over the entire globe. A heater that was going to get so hot, it'd be like 2,000 suns.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's what we were going to do. And the super boost for yesterday was Buccaneers -2.5 against Falcons. Check. Vikings -2.5 against the completely defeated. Worst offense in 15 years in the NFL having. Jared Goff quarterbacking. Vikings -2.5 against the Lions, and it was there. It was there all the way until literally the last fucking tick of the clock. And when I say that we're all incredibly happy for the Lions.
Thank you. I can tell. Thank you.
We're all incredibly happy for the people of Detroit who have sat through so much shit. So much.
Yeah.
I mean, they've stunk for so long, and they've seen the Calvin Johnson curse, and they've felt it every cold winter when there was zero thought that their team would be playing extra football at the end of the season. The season was over. Hey, we're going fishing at the lake house in the middle of September. You're talking season's over quick in Detroit. No hope, really, for a long time. Coach comes. Coach goes. Coach comes. Right. Coach goes. Coach comes. Coach goes. This year, Coach comes. Everybody's excited.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
We're not on kneecaps, man.
Yeah.
What?
We're buying in. We're wearing IndyCar helmets to press conferences because the incredible IndyCar race that happens in Detroit every year is a big event in Detroit, and the people of Detroit are buying in. Chris Spielman's back there setting the culture.
Yeah, firewood.
MCDC, yeah, hey, man. He's coming in here. He's rejuvenating an entire city, and everybody in Detroit knew it was going to be a long road. Oh, yeah. It has been a long road. And it's on these back roads that have no lights, no concrete, a lot of potholes. That's what it's been like on this very long road the Lions fans have had with the Detroit Lions. And this year, after the MCDC electricity was brought to the Motor City, everybody thought maybe we'll get a chance to go ahead and do this. You trade away Matthew Stafford, get the fuck out of town, dude. He didn't want to be here. Understandable. We have stunk. We appreciate your service. Matthew, we'll pick up this guy who's been to a Super Bowl. Okay, we'll pay him $100 million.
That's right.
All right,
Smart.
This is in the whole thing, and then we'll build. There's no way you guys thought you weren't going to win a game until week 13.
No.
but goddamn, your win over Mike Zimmer's, what was he doing on defense, Vikings?
Jeez.
Last play, without Thielen, there's a lot of excuses we can make it, whatever. The Lions have stunk. But yesterday and today, it's their day. Congratulations,
Fucking
Foxy.
did it. We really fucking did it.
You did. There's a lot of people, Foxy, calling for the team to be moved out of the city of Detroit.
Not the city's fault.
It started as a joke. It started as a joke.
Yeah.
But then people were like, yeah, this is the NFL. What are we even doing? This is obviously a doomed destination for NFL players in Detroit. Here we are now on this Overreaction Monday. Big time win against a division rival.
Division rival, first victory Monday. Can I do some shout outs real quick? Are we going to get right into this?
Foxy, please.
Shout out to the Lions. All right, first win, 364 days.
Wow.
Almost a full year.
Wow. Shout out.
We got a shout out. Dan Campbell, first win as the Lions head coach. Shout out.
Shout out. CTC, where you going?
Way to go, man.
Shout out,
Hey, way to win that game, man.
Here we go, man.
Shout out Jared Goff. First win without Sean McVay.
Oh, congrats. Shout out.
Yeah. We got to shout out the city of Detroit, the people of Michigan. The last decade of sports have been so bad. We needed one.
Hey.
We needed one.
Shout out Detroit.
Yeah.
Shout out
We
Detroit.
can't forget either. Shout out Justin Tucker, ripping our hearts out earlier in the season, breaking a record against us to win the game.
Yep.
That made this one feel a lot better today.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, congrats,
Shout out.
Sully. Shout out.
All right, well, we got more. I'm not done. We got more. Shout out to the Minnesota Vikings. You guys fucking stink.
Shout out.
And last but not least,
Tim Allen?
shout out to this show. All right. Despite being the worst franchise in all of sport, we found a way to bring up the Detroit Lions every single day.
I think
that
we
is
did.
No exaggeration. We did every single day. I appreciate that so much. I know Detroit, I know Michigan appreciates that. So thank you, Pat.
No.
Thank you, boys.
No, shout out to you guys.
guys.
Now, I would like to let it be known here quickly after that Foxy does not speak for everybody in Michigan, even though he just said, I know Detroit and I know Michigan feels that way, because Foxy gets buried by some people from the UP up there. He gets buried for some people up there, up there in Canada. And, you know, some people say he's not a real Lions fan. I feel like, Foxy,
Yeah.
you've really lived and died with that team for a long time, and we mock it because, like last year, you said, I'm going to go for the Steelers just so you could use your own curse against people that, have probably said rude things to you on and off air. Nick, Diggs, CFO Phil.
Oh, man.
I mean, a lot of that. I mean, you did that on purpose potentially, but today's your day. Congratulations.
Appreciate you guys.
We're all very happy.
Soak it up, Fox.
I cannot believe we opened the show talking about the 110 and 1 Detroit Lions.
Well, we're not talking about that. Okay? I mean, we were talking about them just there, and at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt here at the Toxic Table. Great to see you, boys.
Hey, good to see you, Pat. Good to see you.
Hey, big Monday Night Football matchup tonight. I can't wait to dive into it. But before we get to that, we got to talk about the fucking heartbreak and devastation that jubilation right there caused everybody else.
Yep.
That exciting moment for Evan Fox in Detroit and the UP and everybody around that cold-ass world up there in
Lions
Michigan.
Nation.
They were so happy. I was devastated.
Yep.
How the fuck did the Vikings let that happen? You don't ever think to yourself, you know what? A guy who's going to get a delay of game on a game-winning drive with no timeout somehow is going to lead you down the field and score. How did that happen to the Vikings defense? How did Zimmer allow it to take place? And why are we sitting here, not with a 2-0 in the last two Super Boosts, but all of a sudden a 1-1 and our hearts broken on the last play of the game by a guy who I didn't know still had that in him.
No.
I mean, everybody's talking about the, Hail Mary coverage they had in. It's guard the back of the end zone.
Yeah,
All right, let's make sure we don't get anybody out of the back of the end zone. And nobody's going to toe drag swag towards the end. Not on us, said the Vikings. There's a lot of conversation about that. There's a lot of conversation about them just literally walking right down the field. Are we still trying? We're in a fucking game still.
Yep.
Okay, and I forgot about that. I'd forgotten about that. Whenever the Vikings scored a touchdown and, went up by 4 or 5 or whatever it was in the Super Boost. I completely forgot that Jared Goff might fucking walk down the field against his defense and score. They did what? have to talk about Jared Goff making that throw.
Spit it.
Yeah.
That is a hell of a throw in that moment in the NFL. Last play of the game. I mean, that is big-time mental fortitude to make it happen. Great catch, wide open. How's that happen? There's only a few people on routes, but that's a play that has... But I'm devastated, Tone Diggs. Our Super Boost was supposed to go on and live on forever. But instead, we have to have mixed emotions because a miserable fan base gets a chance to have fun for one day in literally the last year. Yeah. So this stinks, Tone. What happened?
I'm devastated too, and there's no mixed emotions. I hate that fucking franchise. Fuck them.
I mean, even more so after yesterday. It was hard for me not to feel that way. I actually called Jared Goff a son of a bitch naturally.
So MCDC goes for it on 4th and 1 on his own 25. Fucking brilliant idea. They don't get it. Justin Jefferson. I thought the Vikings were just going to run the clock out and kick a field goal to win. Because for somehow, some way, when the Lions were up, they only had one timeout left. So they couldn't really stop the clock. They did. Justin Jefferson scores a touchdown. My first worry is that fucking MCDC is going to drive down the field and kick a field goal, not knowing that 3 points is not enough to win this game.
But we still don't get the cover.
Correct. Yeah. That was my first worry. Yeah. And then, there was the first basically dropped interception. And then there was the second dropped interception in the end zone. And then Vikings defense just went out for a fucking walk.
What are they doing this last play of the game?
Hike. Let's just go down the field. And then, as you said, 10 yards in an end zone. They said, fuck the first 5 yards of the end zone. We don't have to.
Don't need it.
No reason to cover that.
Yep.
We'll just cover the back 5. Yep. And the guy he runs a hook.
Wide open.
Wide ass open.
Yeah.
Wide open.
Where was the pressure?
Where's
blitz this guy?
Are they playing with 8 guys? What happened? How is that guy wide ass open? He was all by himself on that side. You would think at least somebody has to go check outside in. Oh, look, there's a fucking guy over here. How come that didn't happen? Now I'm happy for the Lions. Hey,
of course.
Shout out.
That was coming out of a timeout, too.
Yeah.
They lined up, took a timeout, and then went back out there, and that's what they decided to run with.
Yeah, anyways, congrats to the Lions.
Congrats to the Lions.
We'll wear that one for a while.
I am very devastated. We do have a big-time announcement about who will be, garnering the reins of the Super Boost here in the next day or so. This is a big-time deal.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, are we going to bring up what, wasn't mentioned there about the Super Boost possibility
fascinating.
from last week or no?
I
thought that's what we were here for, to expose the problems that are going on.
So I'd like to let everybody know that I've been very transparent. And the fact that FanDuel is their own company and we're our own company, we can actually send emails like, no, fuck you.
Yeah,
hey,
go to hell.
It is real little competition. Now, they have seemingly made a lot of money off of a lot of the stuff that we have put up there.
Yeah.
I mean, a risk-free same-game parlay, they did not.
Right.
Almost would have lost like $8 million in one night or something like that.
A couple times.
But the risk-free, you get your $10 back. Whatever the case, other people are betting bigger. But these Super Boosts, they get that money. And that is why there's genuine frustration and pissed offness when it happens, because not only is everybody, but I would like to fucking beat them too, And Ty, I think you would like to fucking beat them.
Yeah, you goddamn right I would.
That's what we are trying to do. Like, hey, we are trying to beat these people. Yes, they are our exclusive sportsbook, okay?
Sure.
They have deemed their sportsbook to be the place where we all have to bet and attack. But now that we get access to do stuff, like, we have to take advantage of it.
That's right.
Like, these Super Boosts have to start hitting. But every single time we go to create the Super Boost, there is always a give and take between us and FanDuel. Yeah. That's like the risk-free same-game parlay. There was like 4 rules that got agreed upon in the middle of the whole thing. I was like, how would I do this? Well, we can't do that because of blah, blah, blah. Like, for instance, spread the love, the team betting aspect, basically. That was something I brought in one of our first sit-down meetings. Like, hey, I think this is a good thing to do. That has cost the risk and trading team so much money, okay? It has cost them so much money because of how big it is. I guess they file it into, marketing, which it should be for them, but there is always a give and take. Last week, we will go on record as saying, Super Boost was supposed to be Tampa, -2.5.
Okay.
Philly, -2.5.
Whoa, the Eagles?
Yeah, it was supposed to be Philly. And That's why we couldn't even hammer it as loud as we could on the show because there was a lot of conversation about the injury question marks on the Eagles. And we don't want this to turn in a way that isn't a super boost and maybe back in the bettor's favor and the super boost isn't as good. So with the less question marks, team, we'd appreciate it. So we go to the Vikings. Thielen gets hurt on the first play. I mean, what do we
Bullshit.
What do we even do? There's a lot of question marks right there. It's one of their best players. I mean, you see him do the goddamn
gritty.
I almost said the dirty. It is, dirty.
It's a dirty gritty too.
Anyways, so we were potentially on the right path, but there's rules to this, especially whenever you're super boosting odds and you're potentially taking more money than anybody else is from the goddamn.
It sounds a little fishy to me, but hey, guess what? That's why you got another opportunity. That's why you got another crack at it because, I mean, Tony was tooting that horn pretty loud, leading up into Friday's show. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And then
and the Eagles did show up, by the way.
They did.
Big time.
And Minshew Mania is a real thing. Let's get this sidebar on here and let's get to this, actually. Let's start diving through yesterday's stories. The Super Boost losing is not fun. We don't like that.
Sorry.
But let's talk about some things that should be talked about. Prime time games. The Chief squad's got a good old D on them.
They're buzzing.
Hey, they got a good D on them, the Chiefs. I mean, Patrick Mahomes made some plays. Tyreek Hill's back in there, obviously. Only 2 catches, 3 catches. Travis Kelce, same thing. That seemed to be getting a little physical for Travis Kelce last night.
Yeah.
I like when there's like actual beef. It felt like Broncos-Chiefs actual beef. Patrick Mahomes never lost the Broncos. I did not know that since he started playing. I think they said that during the program last night. It was also the first team he ever played against, which we talked about on Friday, week 17 of Alex Smith's year. He's resting because the Chiefs are already in the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes goes in and plays in Denver, gets a win, and allegedly from sources inside the building that we know, that was the day they were like, yep, we got the guy, and they decided to move on from Alex Smith, and they do their thing. Because he had been slicing and dicing as the practice squad quarterback, but that being the first game where they actually got to witness him playing against somebody else was a monumental deal. Now, the offense is going to have to get it figured out.
Yes.
Yeah.
And every week we say, hey, I'm not going to talk about their offense figuring it out because Patrick Mahomes is still like a top 3 passing quarterback in the NFL right now. Tyreek Hill is top 5 in the NFL in receiving yards, I think, still to this day. We haven't seen the updated graph, but as of last week, he was. So I think a lot of that to-do was about nothing. But watching them, you think you could be so much better. This team can be so much better. And I think that's why whenever you hear everybody talk about the AFC, and there's like 13 teams in the AFC that can still go and get it, you always hear people say the Kansas City Chiefs are a team that we like right now, even though they are not the team that looks the best right now. It's because they have that ability to flip the switch. It's just like, will they this year? Will this be the year finally that it catches up to them where they don't play their best football and then all of a sudden it gets to a big game and it turns against them? Where it hasn't happened in the past, they've been able to show up and do their thing. But I do know one thing. That defense is fucking good.
Yeah.
And they were back and they had to go through some learning curves. I think they had some people out of positions. Jones was out of position. They moved him back inside. I think Clark came back. Tyrann Mathieu is an absolute guy. I mean, he throws his body around. I absolutely love it. That team's shaping up again to be a Chiefs playoff contender. And last night, they looked nowhere near what they'll probably look like or could look like, and they still get an easy win over Teddy B and the Broncos.
It's wild because what was it, like 5 weeks ago? We put up the numbers where they were 32nd in the league in every single category on defense, and now they're winning. They're winning the last 5 games where they've won basically because of defense every single game.
Which is why everybody says, hey, the AFC is going to run through Kansas City because how good the defense is starting to play. If the offense can figure it out. I mean, tonight is a big night.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Ty, before we get to Connor, I mean, tonight we get a chance to watch the New England Patriots getting points on Monday Night Football. And this is all, and I said this last week. I don't know much about college football. I said this last week. I even said it on SmackDown.
Yeah.
I said, pretty cool. Saban's getting 6.5 points in one of these games. The New England Patriots are like the hottest team in the NFL right now. I think everybody has agreed upon that.
Oh, yeah.
Like going into this week, getting 2.5 points going into Buffalo, a team that I think maybe many have forgotten about how great they are. We got a good one tonight. Like tonight's going to be a good one, but New England feels to be the hottest team right now.
It's exactly what you said. It's everyone this weekend, gassing up Georgia and saying like, hey, like Alabama just doesn't match up with this team. That Saban's getting 6.5 points. They beat the fucking shit out of them. Everyone knew that was going to happen. And I feel like the same thing does apply with Bill and the Pats. Like they're playing so good right now. I don't, and the Bills on the other, like I feel like we still don't really know what they are. Like they can't stop the run really. Jonathan Taylor just ran right through them. Pats run the ball very, very well. Their defense is good. Like the Pats, I feel like are in that same kind of mold as like the Chiefs right now, where like everyone knows they're good, but they have so many primetime games, and we see them in these high-profile games, and they just don't look like we've seen them look traditionally.
It's crazy, right?
It's just weird. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't bet against the Pats tonight.
A lot more faith in the Chiefs when they don't play as good than people have in the Bills when they don't play as good, I think.
Sure.
You know, and I don't know why. I don't think it's fair because I think Josh Allen and Bills Mafia is unbelievable. But you look at the line earlier, it's like the Patriots are getting 2.5 points. And everybody just a couple of days ago was talking about how they're the hottest team in the NFL. Josh McDaniels deserves another head coaching opportunity. I mean, that was the convo just a few days ago. But that's what Beautiful Overreaction Monday is. I don't think any moment's too big for Mac Jones either. Feels like he thrives in all this. Connor, and the only reason why we're talking about this on Overreaction Monday when we should be overreacting is because the AFC is such an interesting story. 13 teams still in it.
Yeah, crazy.
The top of the AFC has 4 losses already in 12 games. 4 losses is not in 16-game season. 4 losses for the top dog isn't until later in the year they decide it. This year, it seems to be all hell breaking loose everywhere except for the Arizona Cardinals that we will get to, who go into Chicago in bad weather and just say, how you doing? Keep it fucking moving. How you doing? Keep it moving.
Close.
But the New England Patriots, it feels like in the middle of a run that's going to be tough to top. How do you feel going against a familiar foe in the Buffalo Bills?
I mean, definitely feel good. You just mentioned how close it is. I mean, if we win tonight, we're the 1 seed. If we lose, we're the 5 seed. I mean, that's a massive difference. So it should be good. 25-mile-per-hour winds. So the whole Mac Jones might not be rattled by every moment, but I would like to see him in a bad weather game like that. I know it was raining during the Tampa game, so he has had success in the elements, if you will, but Buffalo's a different animal. I'm pumped. This is definitely the biggest game for the Patriots since they had, TB12. We'll see what happens. They lose Trey White, their best corner. He tore his ACL last week. Kyle Duggar, the Patriots' leading tackler this season, COVID. Won't know if he's playing until 4 o'clock today.
On the Abbott. He's taking the Abbott.
That might hurt. That they do. There was a report just on Twitter that he's most likely not going to play.
Yeah, which stinks. But Jamie Collins coming off the IR, so that'll help. And to Ty's point, if it does get into a running game, us versus them, can they stop our run? I don't know.
Jonathan Taylor scored 5 touchdowns.
He scored 5 touchdowns. Can we stop their run? We've been pretty damn good defensively, but we'll see. I'm fired up.
Anytime touchdown scores, Damian and Stevenson both plus money right now.
Yes.
The running backs. They alternate series. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you parlay them or just want to plus money bet on each of them, probably make a little bit of money. Let's talk about the top of that AFC because yesterday, down there in Pittsburgh, the top dog got knocked off.
How about that?
One for the Gipper, Ben Roethlisberger, letting his family, his friends, his teammates know, his close confidants. He's saying, hey, this is my last year, all right? And if you look back, Ray Lewis did this to Baltimore. Mm-hmm. It was this storied, kind of thing where Ray told the team, like, hey, this is my last year. And everybody said, all right. And then they go fucking win a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And it's like they rallied around Ray and wanted to celebrate Ray and send him off in the right fashion. Jerome Bettis with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Super Bowl was in Detroit, his hometown. It was like the Steelers allegedly wanted to send the bus out. Because the wheels on the bus go round and round. They wanted to send the bus off on the proper note there. Now, Ben Roethlisberger lets the ones closest to him know, hey, I agree with what everybody's saying about me right now.
Yep.
All right, body doesn't feel good at all. Not throwing the ball anywhere near like I used to, even though, I feel like I can still sling it, which he drops a couple dimes yesterday.
Yeah.
Even a couple of his throwaways. So he had a couple throwaways while he was getting hit that he was maybe on like the far hash. And I was like, is that going to make it to the sideline? Because I saw like a Raven DB running. I'm like, oh, is this going to be a pick? And it was like 15 yards on this. I'm like, oh, he's still got a fucking hose.
Yeah, slinging.
I mean, he still has an absolute hose. He's an incredible player. His resume is huge. But I think he sees what everybody else sees. And he saw that, meme from earlier, gif from earlier, where he rolled to the right and just literally attacked the ground. And then threw the ball at the same time. I think he has gotten to the point where he recognizes that and allegedly has told people around him, like, hey, this is going to be the last one. What if, TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, and the boys say, hey, Ben deserves something. Let's go on and get a run. Or are the Ravens in trouble? You know, like are the Ravens in trouble? I think those are the two talking points that are coming away from this particular game. Let's go to the COVID cowboy, Tone Diggs, Pittsburgh Steelers fan himself. Tone, your thoughts on the win? Great to beat the Ravens. People have to remember, the Browns in Cleveland went to Baltimore to become the Ravens. Baltimore and Pittsburgh have hated each other in a rivalry fashion since that day Cleveland went to Baltimore, because people in Pittsburgh hated Cleveland so much. So it wasn't like the team's going to move and we're going to forget about that. There was, like come down to the south side, pick up a bat, and smash a car that was painted in the Baltimore Ravens colors, basically, the week leading up to Ravens games, back in the heyday. You got to remember, Flacco won a Super Bowl. Those Ravens teams were incredible. The Steelers won a Super Bowl. Those Steelers teams were incredible. Been in the same division as the former Browns. So these are massive games. And you heard Bill Cowher kind of talk about, this is a good Steelers-Ravens game. A little bit of a snoozer in that first half. I mean, it was tough to get through that.
Yeah.
There were some vitamins that were hitting at a particular time that felt like the melatonin level was lifting in my body quickly while watching the goddamn football that we were watching. But inevitably in the end, second half gets hot. Big 2-point conversion decision. I mean, Harbaugh said all of our corners were hurt at that point. So Harbaugh said, hey, ain't no way we're going to overtime because we can't stop a goddamn thing. Even Naj is a hell of a player. But I like that he went for it. I hate that Lamar Jackson is going to get buried because of the way the games have gone in the last couple weeks. But is this a turning point for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Tone, you were out of it last week.
Yeah.
We were actually moment of silence for the Steelers' winning record, Tomlin's winning record. And then Tomlin after the game was basically like, everybody can fuck off. It sounded like. I love that, Tone. You got to feel pretty good.
I feel great. Because beating, like you said, beating the Bengals, that's all good and stuff. But this is the rivalry. This is the one that matters. A lot of people on the internet are saying this, and Toby said it best. Ben might not be as good as he once was, but he's as good once as he ever was. Yeah. And yesterday he was that. It was awesome. Lamar always stinks against the Steelers because they make him throw and he can't throw.
Jeez. Tone, he had a sidearm. Yeah. Made a couple plays. Mark Andrews, if he makes that one spectacular one early and then end of the game, that's just that would have been insane. If he would have caught that would have been
TJ Watt is Defensive Player of the Year. He's missed 2.5 games and he's leading the league by 2 sacks. I think he's got 16 on the year already.
Oh, that's JJ Watt tweet.
He's probably going to break the all-time single season sack record. Yesterday was awesome. Are they back? I don't know. We'll see what happens on Thursday because that one day it's easy to get.
Football.
It's easy to get up for. Listen. Oh, captain, my captain, we're here. Ben's last game at Heim potentially against the Ravens. That one's easy to get up for. We'll see what happens on Thursday.
What's on Thursday?
Vikings.
They stink, dude. They just lost the Lions, but you tied.
Is worried.
No, you guys tied the Lions. You should beat them too.
True. They're better.
Yeah, because you guys are the same exact team as the Lions.
I wish football worked like that.
Well, the thing we are learning about football is nothing seems to really.
Nope.
No.
Week to week.
The Vikings just beat the Packers. That was like 2 weeks ago, a week ago.
What happened? This is this year, though, and it's just full chaos. Put that playoff picture back up there for both sides there. 13 in the AFC, 12 in the NFC, but the Giants, who aren't on the graphic, can somehow still get in.
Oh, yeah.
Like if they start winning some games. It is very fascinating to be 8-4 is the top of the AFC. Right? And in a 16-game season, that wouldn't be normal after week 12. There'd be some 10-2 team. There'd be maybe even 11-1, depending upon the dominance of a team. 8-4 is crazy. And with how many games we have left for most teams, as opposed to tonight's game, obviously, and the Colts have a bye next week, which is congrats to them, man. They made it through here.
Huge.
They made it through. I mean, that's a lot. But anyways, with the amount of games that are left, everybody can lose 4 games. I mean, there is still a chance that anybody could win 5 games or even – because I thought if the Colts lose, they're out last week. That's not the case at all. 7-6, they're about to be in the wild card after this bye week comes because they have more losses than teams that are currently in the wild card. Somebody's going to lose. They'll get in there. I mean, it is wide open in the AFC. And in the NFC, this Cardinal squad, we have to talk about.
Man.
I mean, obviously the Packers – we talk about a lot, and they're incredibly talented, and they're going to be good because they're going to be good. That's just what the Packers are, and they have Aaron Rodgers at quarterback.
That certainly helps.
The thing about the Arizona Cardinals is Kyler Murray going to take a step, right? We saw Josh Allen take these incredible steps of improvement over the off seasons of his first couple of years. He stunk. Okay?
Yeah.
Nobody's going to say it. Most rookie quarterbacks, though, do stink. I think that is something that you kind of just have to figure out and learn on the fly. You get baptized by fire. And if you're in a bad situation, it's only going to get worse. So not only do you not know what the fuck is going on, but usually the people on your team, they don't either. So, and you don't even, so it's you just got to kind of get through your rookie year. I think from listening to all the quarterbacks that have gone through it, it's like, hey, I just got to get through my rookie year, then kind of do it. Josh Allen did that, then he got better, and boom, he became a guy. Kyler Murray, first year, electrified. There was a couple plays, holy shit, I love this guy. I actually said so much, so I'm betting on this dude every single week, because if that team has this guy, if the Cardinals have this guy, they can beat anybody. That's right. Because all they need is just to happen to get him 1 against 2, 1 against 1, and it's a touchdown. But they just weren't consistent. They go on the road and they shit the bed. I mean, they would lay an egg. They play terrible against a team. Then they'd show up one game. Then they wouldn't show up. Then they bring in DeAndre Hopkins. And then Nuke brings a little stability. And then this offseason, they bring in JJ. And Chandler Jones is still a guy. And Buda Baker on that defense. And on the offensive side, we'll bring in A.J. Green. Even though he hasn't been on the field as productive, I assume behind the scenes, in the meetings, not that Larry Fitzgerald is easy to replace. I would never say that, but they have some stability. Cliff Kingsbury's getting better and better. Still looks cool.
Always.
As ever.
Always.
Hey, that snapback flat bill he had on yesterday in the middle of that pouring down rain with Nagy's crooked beanie. I mean, you just look at the two, it's like, oh, that guy's so much cooler than that guy over there. Even though you would think that the Arizona Cardinals would be fucked in that weather. Right? I mean, that is not what Arizona is.
True.
Phoenix, fourth largest city in America?
Yep.
Fourth largest city in America. Beautiful city.
Yes.
That city is fucking awesome.
Top tier.
I absolutely love Phoenix. But the thought that they would go into Arizona, first game back with Kyler, still limping pregame, but once he got that thing warmed up, with DeAndre Hopkins back, they are a wagon. They seem to be very consistent. 10-2. It doesn't feel like any moment's too big. And once we shout FaZe Clan. Kyler seems to be a guy, and that team's loaded with him. I'm super pumped for the Cardinals. Stinks for the Bears, obviously. You guys stink. Andy Dalton made some bad decisions in there. He got killed, made a couple plays as well. But the Cardinals showing up in Chicago, I think, is a big statement of who this team could be going forward.
Yeah, and Kyler, just to add to your point about who they brought in, like bringing in a veteran center who's been a Pro Bowler definitely helps with Rodney Hudson. And then another rookie who's figured it out, not a rookie anymore, but Isaiah Simmons. Like when Isaiah Simmons first came in, it was like, where the hell are they going to play this guy? Is he going to be a safety? Is he going to be a D-end? Is he going to be a linebacker? And they were just like, all right, we'll just put him in the middle of our defense and let him run around and make plays. And he's been unbelievable.
Hey, you're going to play the I position. Isaiah Simmons. Hey, do whatever you got to do. You can keep up with wide receivers. You can hit running backs, and you can take on offensive linemen. Last year, kind of lost, right?
Yeah.
You play a couple plays. He got that big pick, and anytime he was on the field, he did something. He doesn't know the full playbook yet or something like that. Now it's just like, hey, fuck a playbook, dude. Just do what you got to do. Especially because, I mean, when Chandler's humming and then Buda's doing his thing, he got caught again, by the way. Hey, Buda's a playmaker, dude. Superstar.
He should have just put on the brakes a little bit and let everyone run by him so he hit some blockers, but
he
was
did.
too excited.
Well, I would be too. I mean, he was so close.
Yeah. I mean, that grass is slow at Soldier Field, too.
Oh, in that weather, too?
Eats you up.
They don't got it.
Yeah, they
And
don't
he got his ass, though.
Yeah. I love that Cardinals team, though.
I think that is a good point, too, about them going to Chicago, because with them playing indoors and everything, like, just that mental hump of, like, hey, we can go play in, like, a very bad weather game and
I don't think he was playing that well.
Who?
Kyler Murray.
I mean,
I
He
might
had
have only
3 of those
seen-
fumbles where, like, the snap was bad and shit like that. Like, I think the defense called him out more than anything.
Hold on, there was one insane snap that happened, right? Was that Lamar? Oh, that was a play that got called timeout or delay a game beforehand. That got in there. I think Kyler had a couple of those too.
Yeah.
I think there was
Russ
a couple.
had one yesterday. yesterday too.
Yeah, the weather got terrible, huh? The weather has changed. So I didn't watch as closely as I should have for the Bears game.
The only reason those 2
was a
interceptions at
blowout
the beginning of the
early.
game was the only reason why they were up by that much.
Okay, cool. And I saw a couple runs, obviously, of Kyler where he looked very comfortable, very confident. I saw him hit DeAndre for 30 on like a 4th and 2 in a bucket if he had to.
Yeah.
So you're right. I guess I should have watched the entire game, every single snap, to see how they handled it. But I think mentally this is something they can lean on, much like you said.
Yeah, and also I think it is interesting because I saw a lot of people, at least on Twitter, were saying like it's funny because after the Rams win yesterday, like that's still all anyone's talking about. You know, like the Cardinals, I believe, play the Rams next Monday night. Yes. So like it'll be very. I mean, if they win that game, they wrap up the division pretty much. Like it'll be very interesting to see how they play against them because I think they are. I mean, outside of the Packers and the Bucks, like I feel like they can beat anybody.
Let's talk about the Rams. You guys, you're sold on. You like the Rams?
No, I don't think they're going to beat anybody. In the
I
playoffs.
didn't think yesterday was that big of a thing.
No.
I listen. I had that game on because I even live bet the Jags plus 23 or something like that. Okay. I had them at plus 23, and they started a little bit. Like, they started holding them. I think they got 6 points at one point, and it was like, I was just watching. I'm like, here we go. Let's go, Jags. Now's the time for you guys to just hang tough, hang tight. I should have known. There's no way Urban Meyer goes to Los Angeles. And then that team, there's no way.
Long weekend.
You know how many chop houses are in L.A.?
Too many.
Oh, my God. He went to an explore page of chop houses.
Yeah.
There's no way Jacksonville was going to be able to show up. They got boat race.
They did.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know, everybody says, everybody's on scholarship in the NFL, so any team, any given Sunday or whatever, and they did win a couple games here, Jacksonville has. That Houston team yesterday, with how the Colts, like what the Colts did to Houston yesterday, and I think it's Archuleta was calling that game.
Adam Archuleta.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Go on. He had personality when he was calling.
Oh, yeah.
I heard I enjoyed
a good jokes.
a lot of that. I enjoyed it, though, because the game was what it was. But they were acting as if the Colts weren't just dominating, the Texans. The way they were speaking is almost like, we thought it'd be worse or whatever. They just ran the ball right down the fucking Texans' throat. I mean, there was no patience. I mean, there was so much patience in the run game. It was like Frank listened and heard everything that was said. The offensive line heard everything that was said. They heard everything that Frank said, too, on why we were doing this. We weren't being successful in this. They just fucking demolished the Houston. 0 points for your offense. Tyrod Taylor gets hurt, by the way. Love Tyrod.
Yeah.
Hey, Tyrod, sorry about it, dude. Tease and peace, Tyrod.
Still got to do those push-ups, but
Still need public push-ups out there, but West Virginia beat Virginia Tech. That was one of the wins that we got. We are bowl eligible, too. I mean,
hell yeah.
People forget there. But the defense puts up a shutout, okay? Pick on the first play of the fucking game.
Yeah.
So, show up, how you doing, keep it moving. DeForest Buckner is a game wrecker. I mean, absolutely. Darius Leonard flies around. The team is unbelievable, but they just ran it right down Houston. And I don't even know if there was enough prayers for Jack Easterby could put last night and yesterday that can make that team stop the Colts. And I think that was a big-time statement by the Colts. Like, hey, we understand what had happened was against the Buccaneers. We will continue to feed. We will continue to go. And we'll be talking to Kenny Moore in like an hour from now. That team has to be in consideration right now, especially with only 8-4 being at the top of the AFC. Them at 7-5 or whatever the hell they are, 7-6.
Yeah.
I mean, they're right around the corner. And they are playing great. It's the Houston Texans. I actually thought numerous times during the game yesterday, how has this team won 2 games?
Yeah, I know.
How has this team won 2 games? I have no idea how they showed up for 60 minutes against an NFL team and got a win.
Titans.
Same thing with the Jags, too, though. Yeah.
They did beat, and one of the Texans' win is against the Jags.
Yeah, but the Jags also got a win against a team that's won 5 straight.
Yeah, that's right.
Crazy.
So it's none of it makes any sense, but there's some bad football going on right now.
Well, and with the Colts, because of the defense and the ground game, like we were just talking about the Cardinals being able to, go into a bad weather stadium and kind of still perform. The Colts are built for it too. Like they can play defense, they can run the ball. Those are essentially the 2 most important things when you think about like having to go up to Buffalo in January or even New England. Like that is where you would need it more than anywhere else.
Collinsworth and Al Michaels started talking about the AFC playoff picture a little bit during the game. Did they go to a studio highlight in the middle of the game?
Yeah, it was very weird.
Well, that was out of nowhere.
That was the end of the first quarter.
It was sponsored by somebody. It was brought to you by. I was like, how much?
I was confused. I thought it was halftime.
Me too. I didn't know. And I thought the game was delayed. I went to the bathroom and I came back. I was like, oh, is there a storm? and they did like a quick 1.5 minute update about what happened throughout the day. It was a ad for somebody. I forget who it was. And then they went back to the game. But Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth were talking about the AFC playoff picture. And Chris started talking about all these teams, and they showed them in there. It must have been in between. And it was almost like he had like a realization, and maybe he was setting it up the entire time. I don't know how Chris Collinsworth operates, whether or not those are all pre-canned answers or he thinks on the fly. It feels like he is a think out loud guy. At the end, he said, the Colts team, though, feels like the team that can travel right now. Patriots, obviously, same way. 2 great running backs. They run through that whole thing. But when you talk about teams that are going to be around in the end, it always revolves around who can run and who can stop the run. And the Colts are a team right now that are fucking humming, dude. It's a great time to be a Colts fan because just not too long ago, they were 2-4 or 1-5 or something like that. It's like, this team stinks. What happened? And I think they all wanted the same things they got to fix.
Well, and that's the big thing, right? It's just like them being consistent week in and week out because they'll do something like this and then next week come out and it's like, well, why didn't we do what we did last week? I feel like there's like 4 teams in the AFC. Like, you never know what the Chargers are going to do. You never know what the Bengals are going to do. Like, they could either win by 40 one week or get beat by 40 one week. Like, it makes no fucking sense, and they're all in the playoffs right now.
Zito just told me that ad was for Halo, by the way. Shout out Halo. Shout out Halo.
Shout out Halo.
Shout out Halo.
Nice.
Halo's still doing it, huh?
Oh, yeah.
No, better than ever.
No clue.
Better than ever.
That's actually a far statement, but it's very good, though.
I saw some scumbag that wrestles on Wednesday nights. He put out a big, long tweet about how awesome this newest edition is.
What a scumbag.
And although he is a scumbag, I do trust his opinion whenever it comes to this type of thing.
Yeah.
So I did find
He's
that.
like a Halo-sponsored guy.
That's
too,
what I'm saying.
sure.
Yeah. Like,
Is that piece of shit?
Yeah, the piece of shit who was over here.
Oh, that little fucker who was sitting in that seat.
Yeah.
but he gave.
He still wrestles?
I think he's thriving. I'm not 100% sure, but I do believe he's doing. I hope that thing
He's
is
a
so
piece of
loud.
shit, but,
he is such a.
But yeah, he's.
1 year ago today, by the way.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I was kicking out of Panama Sunrises, pissing off the entire IWC.
Yeah, I
suck
figured.
it. Suck it.
Figured since you stopped carrying his career, like he would just go to die.
No, that did not. I think a lot of people are actually thinking that maybe he should get a little bit.
Bigger of a push.
Really?
really?
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. He's a fucking scumbag.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
push him.
it's
But
probably
he-
because he's a huge sack of shit. That's
Oh, it's probably
like,
why,
you know.
huh? Oh, can't do it for this
Yeah,
guy.
right.
Well, it's so loud whenever he.
He's a scumbag. He's a sack of shit.
Can't do it. That's terrible. But I do trust his opinion. Sure. And he said that, he said Halo's a good game.
Mm-hmm.
So I just assume he's right. They paid enough to interrupt an entire broadcast
They did.
Yeah.
on Sunday Night Football between big time game right there.
Yeah.
And then they just have a highlight. It's like perfect for that. But you're right. Let's go to 2 of those teams you mentioned there. Chargers-Bengals met in the middle of Ohio in a pretty cold, windy day to figure out which quarterback out of that draft class is going to make the most of themselves on this particular Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Joey Burrow depicted everything that there is to be an Ohioan. All right, this guy broke his fucking pinky finger. If he would have had a pinky ring on, it would have shattered into a million pieces because the sausage hanging from his 5th metatarsal, swelled up so much from how broken it was. He was actually holding his hand behind his back during huddles, pulling his pinky, trying to keep it straight so it didn't hurt as bad. Battling through a very, very devastatingly painful injury in his throwing hand in the middle of, cold as hell weather. I have a lot of respect for Joey Burrow. I have a lot of faith that Joey Burrow is a guy. But it makes me wonder here. We're in December football.
Yeah.
What happens in December in the area of the country that we are in right now?
Typically gets cold and windy.
It's fucking freezing, right?
Yeah.
And miserable.
Yeah. Little
sleet.
Snowy.
Yeah, freezing. Yeah,
Little rain.
Ice. I'm worried that Cincinnati Bengals team ain't getting any extra reps because he had no goddamn indoor practice facility. And I ain't never seen something more prevalent than this weekend when the team from Los Angeles just came in and beat the hell out of them. Because that is what happened yesterday. Herbert showed up in a big way yesterday.
Yeah.
Herbert, by the way, celebrating in a big way. Herbert catching balls in a big way, spiking. Herbert understands the conversation, as does Joey B. That'll happen forever between the 2 of them. And the 50-50 poll that we put out was so good that Good Morning Football did it literally the day after, and the NFL Instagram did it and was like, hey, these 2 dudes are both dudes which dude would you select to lead your team if you had to? We couldn't answer that question because Herbert is 6'5", 240, absolute stud. Joey Burrow, we have no idea because he has glimpses of being the guy forever. But then there's moments where it's like, he's a Bengal, though, so he's going to be put in bad situations, and he's never really going to be able to make it. But I guess Chargers fans are saying, whoa, we'll fuck up this career, too. Do not let us get by in that whole thing. Just very fascinating career paths that we will watch probably for the entire existence of our show because of how young they are. But that Chargers team yesterday was fucking balling. That fumble recovery obviously seals it to the house, can't happen late. But that Bengals team, they've got Mike Whited, then they got Herberted yesterday. Yep. What are they going to be? And then that Chargers team, there's games where they show up like they did yesterday, and then there's games where what are they? Why is everything so inconsistent, you think, this season? I honestly wonder what the fuck it is.
Well, I just feel like every team, because they look great one week, they get a little high on themselves, and then all of a sudden they kind of fall off. Like, that's my biggest worry about the Pats. I feel like that happened with the Packers defense a little bit. Everyone's, saying how great they are, and they almost start to believe it a little bit, and then
Isn't it
the next week they get kind of exposed on where they actually do have a lot of problems.
Well, especially in a sport that involves combat, and like physical contact. Like if you start feeling yourself, there's a chance you can get your ass run over. I was never in that position though, honestly. Like when I started feeling myself, it only made me better because my confidence went up and I was able to just kind of go do my thing. I couldn't even imagine that you couldn't get to a point where you're like, I'm pretty good. And then boom, just like run over out of nowhere or take one Sunday off or have a couple bad plays that completely change the trajectory of a game. I mean, it is, I guess it's the highest level of the most popular sport in the world.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Got him right.
I don't know if that's right, by the way. There's a couple countries that are really big with a lot of people that don't necessarily love our sport, so we'll just count them as one vote.
That's right.
Yeah. Cricket in India is massive, I guess, now that you say that.
Oh, that guy?
Yeah.
He's a ball player.
Anjaraj Poon
Oh, my
Rabi.
God, dude. Dominant guy.
He can sling it.
But maybe the best ever.
Pat, how do you even know that, and why'd you look directly to Ty whenever that was brought up? Great question. Whatever observant viewer just asked right there. I was on Get Up a couple years ago, and they wanted to ask a question about somebody being the most dominant person in a sport. And I just wanted to debate, so I actually texted Ty.
Michael Jordan and Wayne Gretzky and
and I was like, I don't want to give like a regular one, so I texted Ty. I was like, this is like live on set. I text Ty, who's like a popular cricket player? Can you I don't have time to look this whole thing up. And Ty texts me back this person's name, and I go, all right, and then literally go on the screen, and they go, Pat, who do you think? And I say it with such authority,
conviction.
Oh my God. I'm so proud of him. I love that guy.
that was awesome.
He was unbelievable.
They didn't have a highlights package ready or anything like that. It's just.
All right, let's get to a break. I don't think that was the name.
It definitely wasn't. I
No, Zito just said a name in my ear.
Gotcha.
I mean, there is.
I'm getting greatest cricket player of all time. It is a fan vote, though, so that could be wrong.
No, current.
Oh, okay.
I think it's current.
Okay,
I'll find him at the break.
Donald Bradman was all time.
It was
not
not Donald Bradman. I assure you that.
No, it was not.
He's on Twitter somewhere.
Because the guy.
Yeah, he's massive.
Yeah, and he gave love, too.
Yeah.
I think we got love. I was like, hey, he is good, dude.
Yeah.
By the way, I do love a good cricket highlight.
Oh yeah. He throws it he hurls it so fucking hard.
Got
This is
spin.
Boom. And then they get the ball back.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
split the wicket in half.
Shit. We're back. 4 minutes. Cheers. It's got good bounce for this thing here. You know what I
Wait,
mean?
what's it for? Is it like a sand wedge?
Anything close to the green. It's like a 60.
Yeah.
I think it's like 60.
Little rescue club.
Yeah.
I used it one time on a course. I duffed it 4 times, and I said that one's going to stay. That one's never seen a course again.
Is that the one you gotta just use the same stroke as a putter?
No, that's the chipper. The little double
Oh,
size.
that little thing that you use in the fringe area?
Yeah. If I ever get into pro golf, which is
They're
probably
legal.
going to happen after this whole thing, That one's going to be one of the spots in my bag.
Yeah. They say use the 9.
They're illegal, though.
What?
I think those little chipper deals are illegal.
Bullshit.
You can use
It's
the
all right. You
9
won't
on.
ever get close enough.
I will, dude. Wait until you hear what we're up to. And then,
I mean, I don't care. You could put 9 golf simulators in the Coliseum. It's not going to make you a pro golfer.
You
it's
sure?
not a Coliseum, by the way. It's a fucking igloo.
It's
all
called
right?
Get
the
it right,
igloo.
You asswipe.
We've already talked about it.
Wake up.
You guys all at the same time.
Yeah, well, it's a branding thing,
How many times do we have to
I
tell
tell you
you
what,
the
it
same
is
thing?
mesmerizing just watching you do this.
It's
on the line.
crazy.
It really
How about
is.
you get some air under that thing? That's nothing. You have like 3 inches of pipe.
I mean,
You piece of shit.
How dare you?
How about you
scumbag,
have
dude.
some awareness?
All right, well, hey, Bill, we appreciate the hell out of your time, man. This was one of the best conversations I've ever had in my life. I appreciate this.
All right. Well, I don't understand why it took you so long to get me on this show. I'm
Well,
a huge
fuck-
fan of yours. I think you're hilarious. So don't be a stranger.
I don't know if you
All
mean
right.
that or not. But
No, I do. And by the way, you know what I've been singing about the Patriots season so far? It's beginning to look a lot like 2001.
All right, well, when you
Who is this Mac Jones? And we got Billy fucking B working on our fucking D, and all the Colts fans are gonna cry. Go fuck yourselves, everybody. I'll see you in Indianapolis.
yeah, I can't wait to see you.
In another week.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Bill Burr, thank you, man. Let me get the Kornacki map out. Don't you worry about that, though, because the people, we can even do this. This particular shade here, a lot of this one, right here on this side. Let's go separate. Boop, let's move it over here. They're coming out. That son of a bitch! Right, selfish prick asshole! And then this side here. Okay, and not all, but either side, not here. They're on this side. This guy, he's a hero! This guy's our hero! This is the MVP of the NFL, telling the NFL, fuck you, and telling society and everybody, I ain't doing it because I have an allergy to 2 out of the 3. The third I'm not comfortable with. This guy's our guy! This guy's our guy, but it's more complicated than that because there are some in both sides that are also against what the most of the party is. So then you got conflicting wars going on. Okay? That's what you have. You have some people that are on the left side. Well, so do I do the TV or mine? I don't know.
I don't think it matters in this case.
All right, you do the left side, and you think to yourself, oh, it's left versus right. But then if you're a human in our society and you actually pay attention at all or have friends all across the spectrum, that is not the case. This is a torn, split thing, and Aaron Rodgers was the guy here that everybody came out to, and I'm so thankful he came on and talked, but I don't know if it's going to change anybody.
Yeah.
This is still going down, and he's right here. He is right fucking here, and both of them. Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show here on this Overreaction Monday, December 6th, 2021. I think we covered damn near everything. I think.
Yeah.
Seahawks. No, we got to talk Seahawks. Let's get to the Seahawks.
There you go.
Congrats to the Seahawks. Now, before we dive into the Seahawks getting a massive win that could have been much larger if it wasn't for two, untimely, unfortunate, and huge, costly turnovers really close. Like on the half-yard line, we're talking.
Yeah.
2 touchdowns gone from 2 turnovers. Still beat the 49ers, who we thought were coming into their own. Jimmy G didn't have his best game, but before we dive into it, George Kittle.
Oh, my God.
6'4", 250. Okay? He's Iowa Hawkeye.
That's right, Kirk's dog.
And he's an absolute dog on the field. He moves bodies, picks them up and moves them. He's hilarious. He's energetic. He is an absolute superstar who's in San Francisco, and maybe that's to his detriment. If he was on an East Coast team or a little bit, I wonder if his superstardom would be bigger because he's hilarious and he's a freak show. If you look at this photo right now, his right hand is at about, 8 feet in the air, and his right toe dancing down the side, 6'4", 250, okay? While people are pushing him, trying to tackle him, scoring a touchdown, deserves to be like, hey, fucking unbelievable species.
Guy's unbelievable.
He is. It's a freak show whenever he goes out there, and it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome to watch. They stink though. The Seahawks, the Seahawks back, or what's going on? Russ, that was a great team win. Best and most clear fake punt I've ever seen in my life. That thing worked almost as good as old Cuzzy, not the most recent Titan that did it during the Hall of Fame game, but like the old school guy that did it first. This is almost like the fake punt where you act as if you're going to drop it, and then you put the ball behind your back, and then you run the other way. Almost always completely clear. There's been a couple fake punts where, the punter has run right up the gut, and it's been clear, but you normally get tackled by the returner or whatever. This fake, a little direct snap to the PP misdirection kind of end around thing that happens, amazing. Yeah. It was wide open. Now, you would think that has to be on the Niners coaches for like, hey, need an edge. Somebody needs to have an eye on the PP. Somebody needs to make sure the ball is punted. There's always eyes on that. That thing opened up so nicely, scored a touchdown. Obviously, the defense had a pick six. Russ did some stuff, but are the Seahawks back, or is this just an extension of misery, you think, in Seattle?
Well, I mean, I thought they were definitely dead, but then when you look at the actual playoff picture, like 9-8, and Tony was saying this earlier too, 9-8 might get it done. Like, you might be able to sneak in on the NFC if you do finish 9-8.
On super wild card.
Can't wait. Nickelodeon, I do believe they're doing it again, too.
Oh,
yeah.
Slime time.
Boom. Slime zones are all the way back.
Oh, yeah. God, yeah. I saw Jonathan Taylor get slimed after he scored 5 touchdowns.
T.Y.
Yeah, T.Y. Hilton dumped out. Why do we have T.Y. Hilton on the field? All right. I may or may not have had T.Y. Hilton anytime touchdown score. Sure. It's against Houston, okay? He kills Houston. We all know he kills Houston. There's a lot of red zone plays where he is nowhere near the field.
No.
Like nowhere.
What's up with that?
Except for that 4th down one.
Yeah.
From last week.
Yeah, where he scored a touchdown.
Yes. But
what
before
we don't want to score touchdowns?
I don't know.
Hey, listen, they hand the ball to John. Do what you got to do.
Yeah,
The Wildcat with him was awesome.
But T.Y.'s the guy. I don't know what we're doing, especially with all the other weapons we have. It's almost like we've been waiting for this for T.Y. I hope he's healthy. I hope T.Y.'s okay.
I think he's probably.
Anyways, yeah, he did slime the shit out of Jonathan Taylor just a week ago. Good drop on his head.
Oh, yeah.
Good
Perfect.
slime. Good amount of slime.
Good aim.
Jonathan Taylor talked about how it was a dream or whatever, but super wild card weekend. Going to be huge.
Massive.
Massive.
3 games on each side, too. Those 2 days are the best, except now they're doing a Monday Night Football, actually.
Yeah, so it'd be, 3-2-1?
3-2-1, yeah.
See, I think that's good, though.
Oh, it would be 3-3-1.
Or would it be 2-3-1?
Something was added.
Yeah, I think it was the Monday night.
3-3.
Yeah, it was.
Are they extending it more?
I think it's 2-3-1 now, because I think they're going to do the 4-8 on Saturday.
Best setup on Saturday.
All time.
And then the 1-4-8 on Sunday. And then
and then because then the next weekend will be the 4-8 both days too, and that's the best, the division weekend.
Oh my God!
I know it
That's
sucks
so
that
it's
moving this fast.
Well, it is. We're this far into the season, and it doesn't feel like it at all.
No.
And I honestly believe. I mean, I look back. I had COVID before the season.
It feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
Legit.
Yeah, we've just been going.
Yeah.
It's kind of. I don't want to say I feel like Bruce Arians, who said my son turned 40.
Yeah.
Where did years go? But I mean, it is December 6th right now, and I have no idea that is the case. I mean, for instance, supply chain, everybody needs to get their ass shopping right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Shit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I saw my wife doing the shopping this weekend on her computer or whatever, and I was thinking to myself, "Oh shit, is it? It's got to be too late at this point to really do anything."
Getting close.
Here, I'll tell you this.
So we need to fucking really go.
might have to
It
be
is
making a
December
trip to the
6th.
mall.
Yeah, that's what. But are any open? Like I
Wow.
don't even know if any have any. I don't know what the rules are.
You got to worry about 99% of the places. You stick with Prime, you'll get that shit in 2 days.
Yeah, but Prime has fucked me.
Yeah,
I am not a avid.
Really?
I am not a Prime shopper. I don't do a lot of shopping. I think people realize that. I just kind of Just kind of the same thing every day, except for shoes. Okay, I will, if I see some new shoes, I'll buy some new shoes. But I've used Amazon a couple times in the past, and I've gotten completely fucked, I think. Tank tops obviously arrived through my wife's account, but my account has failed miserably. It has gotten the lowest of level of speaker, boombox, Bluetooth that you could potentially think you were buying.
Bezos and his robot army, they're still running a type ship. The shoes, though, you might be in trouble. If you're trying to get shoes because they're coming from overseas, potentially, then you run into
I actually will tell you what, I just
problems.
ordered a couple pair of shoes from the best shoe place, and they came in 2 days. So that was literally a week ago.
So is it all fugazi?
I don't know. That was a week ago. It was 2 days. They all 4 pairs got.
What do you guys think I'm getting you guys for Christmas? Anything? Have you guys thought about that?
Cole.
Yeah. You mostly.
Wait, you're getting us something for Christmas?
Yeah, Dahn. I mean, that seems to be a trend around here. We don't do a lot of things on a recurring fashion, but it seems like Christmas is a time where stuff happens.
It's time for giving.
Are we doing a dress up Christmas?
No.
System to keep working.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Remember last time we tried to do something
fried.
fun and games.
Yeah.
The system can't handle
Oh, we're so creative.
Yeah. Can't do it.
Oh, let's do costumes.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Got destroyed.
We literally got taken out.
Yeah.
People don't know. A couple days before that, we had our power turned off by somebody.
So that happens
rewire
like
the
once every other week.
day, yeah. 'Cause there's actually a
There's just a
Switch. It's an on-off switch.
anybody that can get into this building basically can do whatever. It's amazing. It's unbelievable. Thank you for accidentally maybe bumping your jacket off of the thing that controls our entire business. It is awesome. Can't wait to get to the new place. Speaking of, we got a new hour coming in about 30 seconds. AJ Hawk will be joining us. In this hour, Kenny Moore will be here. And then next hour, Jake Paul.
Wow.
Jake Paul.
Hey, he draws instant reaction on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Said he was going to be on the show today. A lot of people saying, why? Yeah, a lot of that. Last time we talked to him, I feel like it was a pretty good conversation.
Yeah.
I honestly do believe that.
He was at his compound in Dominican?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico,
yeah.
Big fight news just happened.
Yeah.
I don't know how the combo is going to go, but I do know people are going to love it. People are going to hate it.
That's right.
Just like this show. We'll see you in about 30 seconds.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat
What the fuck are
McAfee
you
Show
doing?
starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show. Overreaction Monday, December 6, 2021. Hour 2 will begin right. Meow. Can't thank you enough for watching here at youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. Big game tonight, Connor.
Ooh, can't wait,
Big
Pat.
game tonight for all the people of the Revolution region up there.
Hell yeah, battle for the 1 seed.
Hey, Bill Belichick's getting points on Monday Night Football in the division in December. What do you think?
I think you would be a fool not to do it. I took Georgia, so I know how you would feel
Did
if you
you
were
really?
a dipshit. Yeah. The whole time I thought,
What is this guy? This guy is exactly
I
the
know.
guy that we were just
exactly.
talking about.
I know.
Yes, I thought the whole time Kirby Smart.
Are you serious? I did
That
not
guy-
expect us to have this conversation
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
that number 99. I looked up a couple pictures of him. I was like, yeah, this guy's awesome.
He is awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is good.
So is the factory.
Yeah,
in
everyone on
Alabama.
Alabama's
Yeah,
team is
78 guys standing there going to the league. But yeah, so I know how that feels. Don't feel that way. Take the goddamn Patriots.
All right, there is a decision to be made on tonight's picks or whatever. At Tone Diggs is here.
How you doing?
Hey, Tone, yesterday you and your personal team, big time win on a similar like play that actually ripped the heart out of our Super Boost. So hell of a run. You gave us a winner.
Maybe Tony. Hey, good work, Tony.
Gumpy gave a winner, then lost. I gave a winner, then lost. Diggs gave a winner, then lost. We're batting 500 in the last 6. We do apologize. It is time for us to get hot. Now I would like to formally announce right now that the man who will be saddling the Super Boost horse hails from Centerville, Ohio. He's a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, and a man that is currently in the lead on the Against the Spread picks for Week 13. Could change for tonight, though. Absolute stud of a picker, Super Boost glory taker. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, AJ!
We appreciate you, AJ. We're proud of you, man. Hey, we appreciate you.
Good job, AJ.
Hey, how could that change tonight? You can't catch up tonight in one game.
Yeah, well, actually, there was a recount, my friend.
Okay, that's interesting.
You're still in the lead. You're still in the lead. But there was 13 games. And the original record only had it for 12 games. So they had to recount, redo the math. Turns out you're only one game ahead.
Turns out you got better. I got worse somehow.
No.
Because you told me on the phone, hey, you're 8-4, bud. I'm 6-6.
Do the math.
This turns out to be 40 minutes later.
Do the math. Do the math, please.
I don't even need to do the math. It's not like the graphic means anything.
What?
Dude.
They take time on this graphic.
I mean, it's a beautiful graphic, but I'm saying the names are placed exactly where you tell them to place them.
No, I do not. I am not in on this conversation here. This is actually above me. This is in a different department. This is in Bruce, Dirty.
That's right.
The Gumpy department, I believe, is even involved. Zito's a part of this entire thing because he takes all the bets as an actual bet in a parlay every single week. There was a lot of
we'll hit one of these days.
A lot of minds that came together for this, and I was not involved in it. This is not my thing because I would not want to tamper with the outcome. Speaking of, the outcome could change after tonight's game, AJ. Right. And before we dive into this game, which sees Bill Belichick getting 2.5 points in Buffalo, we have to talk about what happened yesterday. Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Chiefs, Chargers. What do you want to dive into first, AJ? There's a lot to fucking chat about.
The Chargers, I guess, jumping out to an early lead and then running away, kind of. Cincinnati came back. I don't know if Joe Burrow's pinky is not messed up. Is it a closer game?
I don't know. I honestly have no idea. I mean, Jamar Chase did something that we hadn't seen from him since training camp, right? Mm-hmm. Remember, training camp conversation was Jamar Chase can't catch the NFL ball for whatever reason. Then he said in an interview, I think previously to getting into training camp or maybe another time, somewhere in there, that the NFL ball is a little bit harder to catch because it's bigger or something like that. That clip got taken out of context completely, and he was buried by everybody. The NFL ball is too hard to catch. He's dropping balls. This guy stinks. Then they got into the season, and Joey Burrow was like, everybody needs to fucking relax. Throws him a touchdown every single quarter, basically, to start that entire thing. He becomes a guy early, bobble, throw into the Charger guy's hand at 22 miles an hour. They're doing this, by the way, or 20 miles an hour. They're doing this, by the way. Absolutely insane play. And then that kind of just set it all up, AJ. There was a little bit of a moment there where it felt like Joey B was coming back into it, and Joey B was the ultimate Ohioan with the AJ Hawk pinky, the whole thing deal. I ain't fucking coming out. Don't wrap it. I don't need that stupid glove. It's not comfortable. Get me out of here. Don't just cut the pinky off of the glove.
No.
No. Take the whole fucking glove off. I'm from Ohio. This is Ohio. We don't have an indoor facility. Do your thing. Incredible toughness. Then that fumbles, scoop, and score. I mean, I think the Chargers won that game pretty mightily. I don't know what it looks like for the Bengals going forward. They're so hit or miss, AJ. So are the Chargers, though, I guess.
Yeah, the Bengals are, but I mean, the Bengals defense still can play at a very high level at times. I think if the pinky's not a huge deal, I think they're going to be all right, man. I don't know. Who isn't hit or miss this year, though, in the NFL? Who has been steady, consistent, we can count on you?
Okay, so let's go to that team. Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. If he's playing and D-Hop's playing, pretty consistent operation, especially with how that defense has been playing. They go into Chicago. This is a big-time statement win, I think. Not just for, us pundit idiots, but also inside the locker room. Because maybe there would be a little bit of doubt from somebody saying in the playoffs, we're going to have to go on the road and win somewhere difficult. We're going to have to deal with these, conditions that are miserable. And Cliff Kingsbury said, boys, I'm going to look cool as shit. All right, I'm gonna wear a flat bill. I'm gonna do this whole thing. Nagy's gonna have that beanie twisted on his head, and we're just gonna do our thing. Now, there was a couple bobbles and things like that, but I think the Cardinals just very much unlike last year. Last year, they were inconsistent as shit. I lost a lot of money off. I mean, so much money riding with them blindly every single week. They were so up and down. They'd be so great and then so awful. This year, it feels like they are a team 10-2 right now. Nobody's looking like that.
No, you mentioning that the fact that they went into Chicago, and it was crazy. They showed how windy it was. Was that the game where they were showing ponchos that people couldn't get off their heads? That was Chicago, right?
So that was not Zito.
That was disclaimer. That was not me.
Because it did look like a Zito production with how it looked like a garbage bag that didn't have holes, and then the person thought magically there would be holes.
Yeah. Apparently that guy did not suffocate either. A lot of people thought that he died. So
he did not die. He's actually right here.
No,
okay. No moment of silence.
Okay. There was a hot dog hole in there, though.
Oh, yeah. Call that a glory hole.
That was the only one. Yeah.
Whoa. All right, AJ.
But hey, them winning a cold, windy game, I think it proves to themselves more than
Yes.
they can. They're always wondering in the back of their mind too, like, yeah, man, we are. When we have this grass that, as you say, takes a walk outside to grow and then comes back in, and we have these perfect conditions, yeah, we're an explosive team. But if we can go on the road on the worst field in the NFL, which Chicago by far, worst grass in the NFL, with windy conditions, it's rainy, it's wet. Yeah, you can go win there. It's pretty good, man. And the Bears are still all right. You can't say like, oh, well, they beat the Bears. It's still an NFL squad and has plenty of talent on the team.
Thank you.
You talked to Andy Dalton within the last 12 hours?
I have not. Why?
How's he doing, man?
Call him up.
There's a couple.
Yeah, give him some
he made
pointers.
some plays, did some other stuff. He just every time I'm sick of seeing miserable Andy Dalton on a football field. You know what I mean? And because at Cincinnati, it was just so cool to watch. He won 11 games. 11. How many did you guys win? There was 10-win seasons in 4 or 5 straight years.
We may have won 12 the year I was there.
AFC North, he won so much, but he was this game manager. Okay,
Except when it counted.
This game exactly, and then they couldn't really get going whenever it had to happen. But also, I don't think they had a scouting department.
Nope.
No.
I don't think they had. I don't think they had a chef on. No. I'm not sure about that. They didn't have an indoor. So Andy Dalton, I think, has won a lot in conditions that not a lot of quarterbacks probably could have. So I always, wish for the best of Andy Dalton, and for Andy Dalton, because I met him down at the Pro Bowl. No big deal. I made it. Hey, that was pretty cool. I don't mean that. It's a joke. It's all a popularity thing. You got to take all of these awards that aren't being voted on by people that are actually doing it into, definitely account.
Mm-hmm. Except the Heisman Radio and the hashtag award.
Well, that's those mostly. But the entire thought of Andy Dalton being what do they do the rest of the year? Justin Fields just takes his lumps the rest of the year. They move on to Nagy. What are they? Zito, you were there yesterday trying to get that thing on. What is the feel around Chicago? There has to be some sort of optimism, I guess, because Justin Fields is there. But what if Justin Fields isn't? He might be. He might be a guy. Everything says he has the potential to be a guy, but stats and shit say there's a chance he's not as well. What is the thought around Chicago?
Chicago just wants Nagy to pace out at any cost. They
That's
just want
it.
him out. That's all it is right now.
One narrative.
They like Fields still. They liked Andy for a little bit, but they hate him now after yesterday.
Do they want them both out though, Nagy and Pace? Is it a package deal?
Well, what I heard, they're going to give Pace a higher job, like a president.
Oh, an Elway type thing.
And then bring another GM in. But
well, that's what Elway did, right? Elway's sitting up there in the top box with some. He got a whole team there. Everybody told me it was sunflower seeds. That's what the internet told me.
Not a chance.
I was like, I don't know if you've ever sat with somebody who had a massive amount of fucking dip in their mouth.
Not a chance.
That's even big time. John Elway feeling in a much better place now. He's got no control over anything. Although everybody was bashing him for starting Teddy Bridgewater over Drew Lock. I got a lot of tweets from tell him to stop, blah blah blah. It's I don't know him personally. I don't think I could tell him anything, but he got in that promotion out of an actual role thing, to himself. Now he's president of operations, then he'll be a GM. How much say does he still have? Is it still his thing, or is general manager George Patton in charge of everything?
From what I've heard, and when I say that, I mean Michael Lombardi said this on his podcast. So what he heard, or what he knows, is that Elway's still pulling all the strings and making all the decisions. They got this guy in there, and I don't know if it was PR to move Elway up to an elevated position, but he's the one pulling all the strings still.
Interesting, because that could be the blueprint for the future Why
make the move though? Why do that?
Okay, so if you think, all right, let's put the thinking cap on. I think this is pretty good.
Yeah, I need to know. Maybe you're trying to mentor him, but
no,
why you bring on an extra salary and pay another person?
No, so who cares about the salary if you're going to be good? So if you believe in somebody's plan, but the public opinion isn't a good one on this person. Okay, so you get him out of a role of public power, put him in a private role of power, let somebody else be the new face that can kind of take shots if you believe that this person's plan could eventually work without having to face the music of not making any changes to be a better team. Is that what Denver did for John Elway?
The old figurehead model.
Yeah, the old puppet model. Yeah, the whole
Isn't it possible Elway didn't want to be the guy having to make all those decisions? He's like, man, I've been performing at an elite level his whole life. did this GM thing. Like, maybe I don't want the day-to-day stress that comes with this. Let me have a role where I can go shake hands and take care of people.
First of all, what you're saying is very valid. To all the incredibly wealthy people that sign up to do jobs that require full-time bullshit, I have the utmost respect. John Elway had like 7,000 car dealerships or something like that in Denver. He's like a notorious businessman, has all that money, still wanted to work. I think a lot of Broncos fans would say, thanks for the Super Bowl. Peyton was awesome. A lot of decisions that are head scratchers. Brock Osweiler's still getting paid, I think, from the Broncos at this moment to be quarterback for them. So I agree. Maybe he is just kind of stepping down for less work and going into a consulting position where he'll come in, I don't like it. Nope. All right, oh, yeah, I like that. Don't do that. Consulting roles are the best. They're in every field, I guess. These motherfuckers have the gig. I mean, that is no responsibility, no accountability, but they got ideas. It's fucking good for them, whoever they are.
You get cash. If you're good, you can go in there, spend 3.5 days with the company and get paid nice money.
I think everything you're doing is wrong. Let me fix it. I had a guy tell me after coming out of the draft or whatever, or coming in out of my senior year into the draft, he was watching me kick down to Senior Bowl, and he said, "Oh, I see so many things wrong," or whatever. You know.
Wait, who is this guy? Who is that?
I'm not saying his name. Wait,
but he is a coach?
I don't know. I don't know what he is.
Okay,
I don't know
sorry.
what he is. He said, "I see so much wrong with you," or whatever, and I'm like, "Okay, what is it?" He's like, "Well, you pay me $13,000 a day and come out to my kicking home. We have an entire facility. I will get you right," or whatever. And I said, "What is one thing, though? You know, like maybe we could." Well, I would have to use my state-of-the-art technology to really explain everything to you at my facility.
No way. This really happened?
Really happened. Yeah, absolutely. And down to Senior Bowl, you know, you're told like, hey, be on your P's and Q's. Everybody could be like an NFL GM or whatever. So I'm like trying to have like a good conversation with this guy while literally thinking in the back of my head, I should smack this motherfucker right in the mouth. But it's like it was an interesting balance. But yeah, that's like consultants. That's what, hey, I can tell you how to fix this whole thing. Well, can you tell me one? Well, that's going to cost you. Every thought isn't free, okay, especially from me. And that's how they roll there. But maybe that's how Elway is. Maybe that's what Pace will go up to be. He'll get promoted into a consulting position where he'll get to come in and, you know, spread the good words, good thoughts whenever he wants to or has to.
Obviously, Surtain has turned into like an unbelievable corner, but wasn't that the thought on why Denver didn't take a quarterback? Because Locke was Elway's guy, and if Patton took a quarterback, he'd basically be writing off Drew Locke, and disrespecting Elway's kind of plan going forward. Wasn't that a narrative at least?
I have no
for
idea.
a little bit. I thought it was.
So then would Pace, whoever's next is like Justin Fields is Pace's guy, would be disrespectful. It's almost pretty similar. I mean, it's a pretty similar situation.
Absolutely. I mean, the Bears should bring in, you know, right now the star pupil of the Bill Belichick front office academy, Matt Patricia. Perhaps maybe have him turn the whole thing on.
Matt Patricia, the last one to sign off on Mac Jones getting drafted. Don't ever forget about it.
Boom.
AJ, don't.
I will not. I have a ton of respect for Patricia, but I do
Me
wonder,
too.
is he going to get another chance to become a head coach in the NFL?
No way.
I don't think he wants to be.
Even
right?
with time? Look, 6-7 years from now.
Feels like Matt Patricia probably doesn't want to be. I mean, after talking to him down there, Radio Row.
Oh, man.
But he wants to coach. You're saying he doesn't want to be a head coach?
I don't think he wants to be a head coach. I think he just likes. I don't think he likes dealing with all the bullshit. I think he's like, hey, a ball.
He's a football guy.
Yeah, I like ball. Yeah, he's loving ball. This guy loves
Oh,
ball.
man.
There was a lot of that yesterday on the internet.
A lot of it.
Loving ball, dude. Everybody loves ball.
Terrible. It's terrible.
Everybody loves ball. Gardner Minshew does love ball, though.
Yeah, Gardner Minshew loves his dad, too, and he's excited in his post-game celebration.
You talk about Flint?
That
Fucking
was
Flint
awesome.
Minshew, dude. Fucking A. Come on. Hey, we fucking still got it. We did it, man. Think about all the travel, all the hours, all the days.
That's so awesome.
Yes. All the days those two have spent together working on getting to this moment. Hasn't had a win as a starter since last year, week 1. Obviously, he gets thrusted into a position in Jacksonville that's insane. They move forward. He goes to Philly. He gets a chance to play again. Minshew Mania was down in Jacksonville heavy. Had bandanas and shit was being sold around the stadium. Jorts were being worn by everybody that wasn't already wearing them in Jacksonville because of this dude. And that moment between the son and dad, like, that's what gets me, I think, the most. Those are the ones in sports that get me the most because Tim McAfee had to shag like fucking 40 balls a night, and he blew out his entire shoulder while we're jumping fences to go kick on fields. So whenever I potentially kick off a Super Bowl, like I know Tim, I know he feels like, hey, we did it or whatever. That Gardner Flint situation there, so cool. That is an awesome, awesome thing there.
Well, it just seemed so authentic, an organic situation. Yeah, there's fans behind the fence yelling, but yeah, I'm sure you can relate. A lot of times when dudes get super juiced, you just beat the hell out of each other, and that's kind of what happened there. And I love seeing that. Gardner couldn't let it go. He just had to keep reconnecting. I'm like, this is awesome, and his dad was all for it.
How about Flint Minshew in there? Oh, all right, man. I don't have fucking pads on. All right, and the jacket, awesome. Good shot there. There's one.
Break every duckle.
Give me another one.
There we go.
Oh, another one. A little.
Hey, I do like when he rests his head on his dad's shoulder. It's the sweetest thing ever.
Yeah, I think so too. That's the real moment,
Right here, right there. Look at that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Hey, good for you.
Yeah.
Minshew family. Love and ball, man. Let's talk about it.
What's Sirianni?
You gotta sign that guy up, man. If you're a coach.
Yeah. All right. What is? Who? Flint.
Both of them.
Yeah, I think so. Let's talk about Sirianni though.
Yeah.
Hey, we're running the ball. Gardner Minshew's hitting the tight end a lot. Coach Sirianni, big time win over a team that, I saw Saleh down there, doing his thing. But this is a massive, massive win with Gardner Minshew at the helm. What did you see in Gardner, Coach Sirianni, and basically the team that you knew you were going to win this weekend?
Well, if you remember correctly, back to the draft, I was one-on-one with Gardner Minshew, and we took our shirts off. We were playing horse and stuff like that, and I was like, this guy is so fucking competitive. I need this guy. And it's unfortunate because bye-bye, Jalen. You're done.
No.
You're done, buddy.
No.
I got a new quarterback now. How can you say no to this guy? How can you fucking say no to this guy? Granted, you mentioned it. The Jets stink. It might be time to move on from Bob Saleh already.
Whoa.
Hey, everyone talking about Dan Campbell and all that kind of stuff. That guy is not good. Their defense stinks. I thought he was a defensive guy. He's got no juice, but Gardner Minshew is going to. We're going to win the division. Obviously, we proved that yesterday. He's going to be our quarterback moving forward.
Quarterback.
As your quarterback, let's talk about the quarterback position as a whole. You just said bye-bye to Jalen. What are you doing? You're cutting him? I thought you guys had a lot in common. I thought you saw the world the same way. I thought just weeks ago you guys were best as some friends.
No, we're not going to cut him, but guess what, buddy? He ain't playing quarterback for the rest of the season, okay? Because Gardner Jalen, what? He basically goes 9 of 18 for 112 yards and runs for 70 yards every week. That's fun. We can do that, but that's not going to win us football games down the stretch. Gardner Minshew, 80% completion percentage yesterday? This guy's unbelievable.
AJ, your question for Coach?
Coach, are you going to push the PR department to start selling Gardner Minshew headbands and do all the things that Jacksonville did and really get on board with this guy?
We'll see. I think that was kind of childish and kind of dumb. I don't know why they were doing that, but hey, you heard the fans in the stadium. They love this guy. They've already forgotten about Jalen.
Hey, Coach, real quick. Who's more jacked, you or Gardner? You said you had your shirts off playing horse.
Oh, you didn't see it in the locker room, but you saw him shoving his dad. We did that with each other in the locker room for 15, 16.
You guys already got that father-son?
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. My chest hurts so fucking bad from how much we were pushing each other back and forth.
He felt it too, though.
Oh yeah. He's gonna be pretty beat.
He's on the injury list.
Honestly, yeah. Jalen might have to play next week. We fucking went at each other big time. That's a big win. We're not dead yet.
Go ahead,
Coach CJ Mosley said that your team was fucking disrespectful to the Jets on and off the field.
Oh, yeah, no handshake.
Yeah, no handshake. What's going on with that?
Yeah, boo-hoo. That's dog mentality. That's what we preach around here. If you don't want to be a dog, hey, it's a bark or bite, and we bite. You can bark before the game, all that bullshit, but it's a dog mentality around here, always has been.
Wow. That was your best work.
Wow. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
On this Victory Monday. Oh.
Man. They got that dog mentality.
It's bark or bite, dude.
Oh, yeah.
You drive barking. Oh, my God.
Gosh.
Whew, let's get to a break. We have to.
Hey, Sirianni does have a decision. What if Gardner plays next week and lights it up again?
What? Gardner just has this, I guess it's the it thing, right?
He's got it.
Winner.
I guess that's what they say, right? I had this movie idea. What if, You know, like, we'll dump this so nobody steals this.
That's right.
What if, what if like the babies when they're born, what do they get put into over there in the hospitals? What are they?
Like an incubator.
Suitcase.
Yeah.
This guy has 4 kids. People
And then you take them home.
You've been around Uncle
People need to
Waxy too
investigate.
often, dude.
People need to investigate.
I was just trying to think of a container. That's the
This
first
guy.
thing that comes.
Yeah. Well, that's even worse. That's even worse. But what are they? The incubators. What if there is like some air that is pumped into some that is like an it factor? Because how come?
Russell Wilson would sell it if it is.
All right.
This guy's hot today.
I'm just saying, didn't he have the brain water?
Yes.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, how come? Like, how come Gardner Minshew is Gardner Minshew? Like, I assume a lot of those moments with Flint is why he is. How come some people, like, it will never make sense to me. But congrats to Gardner fucking Minshew, dude, getting another win in Minshew Mania, running wild in Philly. Let's get to a break. On the other side of this 4-minute break, we will have Kenny Moore II.
Here we go.
Spotlighted in last week's Hard Knocks episode, just an incredibly good dude around Indianapolis. We are very lucky to have him as a citizen of this community. But in football, as a slot corner, a guy that was undrafted, already had... Hey, Chris Bauer's going to have to pay him.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty good day yesterday, huh?
Yeah. First play of the game, he gets a pick, 4 pass break. I mean, he is an absolute stud, always has. Chris Bauer's going to have to pay him. Mm-hmm. Hey, we'll dump this, Chris, and not everybody hears this, but you're going to have to fucking pay this dude a lot of money.
Yeah.
He's so good. We'll talk to him on the other side of this break. Kenny Moore joins us. AJ Hawk is here, the man who will be guiding our Super Boost to hopefully a happier town than where it's been the last 6 attempts. Oh, yeah. We're back in 4. Cheers. Ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Coach Mike Tomlin.
Oh, man, Pat, it's an honor to be on with you, man. Thanks for having me.
You're a legend. Thank you for putting me through my workout and having the scouts actually come watch me kick at West Virginia. I don't think I've ever fully thanked you for that moment, Coach.
No, man, I've drank the McAfee Kool-Aid for a long time.
Let's get right into it. The locker room culture changed completely when I was in the league, from when I was a rookie to when I was done, and I retired after the 2016 season. Now it's even more different, I would assume, from when you came into Pittsburgh and everything like that. The dancing on the logo, the TikTok, everything like that you guys have had to experience. What is your messaging in there? How do you adapt and let players be themselves without, doing too much? Because that is a fine balance that you've been able to do, I think, in an incredible job with throughout your entire time in Pittsburgh.
I think for me, more than anything, I try to stay connected. Just getting a sense of where these guys are coming from, what's in vogue for their generation, what captures their attention, how do they learn, how do they communicate, how do they interact with each other formally and informally. And I think being a parent kind of helps me. My boys are 19 and 20, so it's not much difference between them and some of the younger guys that I deal with here. And so for me, it's just about gaining an understanding, working to stay connected. That's my general attitude, man. It's adapt or die for me. And I don't want to be one of them old crusty guys, man, that just refuses to adapt. Although I am one of those old crusty guys now.
Yeah, you are old as shit now. You know what I mean? I mean, you've been around a long time. I remember back in the day, whenever you showed up, there was a lot more, to the camera. There's a lot more.
Yeah.
There was a lot of that. Now you're just old ass man now, huh?
You know how it is. Years in this business will scar you, man. It'll settle you down.
That is classic. One of my favorite moments with you is when you would tell me every warm-up, I'm going to get you back to Pittsburgh when you're old and cheap. What does that mean? What did that mean? And should that have been taken as a smack in the mouth, like whenever you said that to me?
No, man, it was a tip of the cap, man. There's certain guys around this league that I'm really interested in, but I know I cannot afford. And you were one of them, so I was going to wait for you to physically deteriorate a little bit until you came back into my wheelhouse.
Yinzers are going to go bananas in Heinz Field this weekend. First time it could be filled up in a long time. I can't wait to see it, and I can't wait to... Oh, mama, I'm here for my life. Is that your alarm clock? Yeah, just say yes, by the way. Yeah.
It's my ringtone. It's my alarm
clock. We appreciate you, Coach T. Last question before we let you go. Why'd you let Troy Polamalu do what he fucking did to me? Why'd you let... I know you've heard of this. Why? Well, that's a short side of the field. That's bad football. You guys coaching unsound football over there in Pittsburgh? How did that happen?
We know you and love you as a man, But on Sundays in the fall, man, you're the nameless gray faces that we.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, never had a losing season, absolute legend, 2-time Super Bowl champion, Mike Tomlin.
Thank you, Coach.
To walk into any Howl at the Moon and go, wish you was dead from that ledge, my friend.
Jumper.
We could
Cut ties with all the lies that we've been living in.
and
If you do not want to see me again, I would understand.
that's what I'm gonna do at Howl at the Moon. Just slide on the knees with the guitar.
Howl at the Moon is just pianos usually.
No.
You wouldn't get it.
Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show here on Overreaction Monday, December 6th, 2021. Big time show today.
Oh, yeah.
You know, not because we're just overreacting to everything as AJ Hawk sips a super pH water in Ohio.
Whoa.
Sitting there like a college football national champion, Super Bowl champion that he is. And the boys are in here overreacting to everything that we saw yesterday. But because we have a guest joining us now who this year should be a surefire Pro Bowl.
Hell yeah.
All Pro.
Hell yeah.
The guy that was spotlighted last week on Hard Knocks is an absolutely incredible member of this incredible society that is Indianapolis. A citizen that makes other people's lives better off the field and on the field, absolutely dominates. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenny Moore the second.
Let's go.
Hey, what's up, dude? Team photo day. You look clean, huh? Look clean out there.
For sure. I'm trying to take out all the noise. I hope y'all can't hear too much of it.
No,
right now.
all good. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. We're in the indoor right now.
Yeah, you look incredible. Let's get to it before you have to get to your bye week. Congrats on lasting this far into the season, going through all the hurdles that you guys have been through, starting out slow, getting hot. Now a bye week is here. Just talk about the state of mind of where you guys are at right now.
We all think it's coming in at perfect timing. I mean, having that Thursday night game versus the Jets and having that mini bye week and then having 4 more games and, having that 4 more games until we reach this actual bye week, and having 4 more games to end the regular season. So we all just want to get back mentally squared away, physically squared away, and get our rest, and let's get back at it.
Hey, what's your schedule like for the rest of this week? And whenever you guys break there in Indianapolis, are you going to get to go anywhere and kind of relax for a few days?
For sure. So we'll break here after team photos, and then we'll be done until next Monday. So for myself, I'll be heading to Florida, where I live in the off season, and then I'm going back home in Georgia to give back. I have an event down there on Friday, and then I'll be able to see my college play on Saturday. So and I'll get back up here on Sunday.
Okay, well, hey, that's awesome, by the way. Always giving back. You're an incredible dude. Indianapolis is lucky to have you. You're undrafted. Now it feels like you're really coming into your own. Last week's Hard Knocks, I think, was a beautiful depiction of you as a human. Then this past game, Play 1, was a beautiful depiction of you as a player. How's that happen? You just knew what they were going to do, and you're like, you jumped the route, or are you in like the best shape of all time that Play 1, you can be the most explosive human on a play? How's that happen? That was incredible.
I mean, Pat, AJ, you always want to come out with a fast start. So y'all are normal to it. And for myself, it was Boot. He wanted to keep the play alive. I just seen him. He kept staring at number 1. And I periff 1, but I had opened up. I had an open up posture. And usually whenever a quarterback is scrambling, a receiver tries to fake like he's going deep, but he'll try to break it down, towards the sideline. So it's one of those tendencies that a lot of teams do, and I just wanted to jump it.
Is that the first time you've ever picked off the first play, like at any level that you've played?
First play, yeah, but I've done it the second play.
Hey, what do you think that does to an opposing quarterback when the first ball that leaves his hand is picked off? Like, I can imagine that would play mind games on my confidence if I was an NFL quarterback.
I mean, turning the ball over the first play of the game was pretty good, but, having JT and the offense that we have, they were able to, come up with points right there at that point in the game too. So to be able to start the game with the ball, even though you weren't supposed to get the ball, that was a pretty good spot in the game where we can take advantage of getting the ball pretty much first in the first quarter as well as in the third quarter.
Just an absolutely dominant win, literally from the first play on against Houston. Division, I mean, they're in quite a turnover, and the way you guys have been playing, to say they're a rival at this point would be, a wrong statement, but they have been through the test of time. But who cares about them now? Let's talk about you guys. In the AFC, especially in the playoff picture, as you guys go into bye week, you're going to hear all these conversations from your family and from your friends and everything. The AFC is wide open. Wide open. And there's no team, offense, defense, special teams, playing as hard as you guys, except for maybe the Patriots, and we'll find out tonight if they can maintain that. Do you guys think about that? Do you acknowledge that? Do you talk about that? Because you guys started so slow. There was a lot of what the hell happened? This roster is incredible. Is there conversation amongst you guys about you guys know exactly where you can go and what you can do with this season and how it's playing out?
No doubt. And we have the team meetings and, defensive unit meetings saying, how good we are and, who we can be and who's on our roster. But, I mean, I'm the type of player where I don't really care. I mean, I've already talked to the team and, told them who cares what any of you think, what the world thinks. It doesn't really matter until we go out there and prove it. So that's the only way we'll get our own respect. Is if we go out there and are trusting each other and make the plays that we're supposed to make. And it doesn't really matter, how anyone else sees us.
Yeah, I would imagine Frank Reich feels like he has like a steady, calm demeanor. He and Carson Wentz seems like they have a great relationship. What's that like behind the scenes? What's he like in team meetings and everything? He seems like he's kind of steady and seems to always be the same guy.
He's very consistent. I mean, like you said, even without Hard Knocks being here, without the cameras being on Coach Reich, he's always the personal guy. He's the player's coach. And I believe I saw, I'm not sure if we won or lost the game, but he said in the press conference after a game, it was a Bible verse, and he was pretty much just giving this whole spiel about, what he believed in and stuff like that. And he's like that every single Wednesday. He's like that every single Thursday whenever he come and talk to the defense. So the Frank Reich that you see in the media, that's the Frank Reich you see every single day.
How awesome is that to have just such a consistent figure? And is that why you think you were able to go through what you went through this season? Because the culture never blinked, huh? Behind the scenes, even when you guys weren't winning as many games early?
Yeah, I mean, and it's not something that, we're all new to. We've been preaching this type of thing in training camp. We were already preaching that it was going to be some type of adversity that we would go through, at some part of the season or multiple times during the season. But, we just got to, keep at our job. We just got to keep trusting in each other and in the process to come out here strong. And that's what we're here to do.
Are you near Chris Ballard right there? He's going to have to pay you. He's going to have. Hey, is he near you there? You don't have to say it. I'll say it. All right. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah. Kenny, on that interception on the first play, they actually ruled it incomplete, and then you guys had to challenge it. And I don't remember if it was before the break or after, but you and a few other guys on the defense were joking around with the referee. What was that conversation like, and do you usually kind of shoot the shit with whoever's calling the game?
Bro, the ref didn't want to give us the ball. And you know how it is. Whenever you get a turnover, you got to keep that ball. And for some reason, I thought they had swapped the ball out with another one. A ref from the sideline came out with a ball. The ref on the field already had a ball for the next play. And I was like, are y'all going for the Texans? Do y'all want us to lose this game? Or are y'all actual referees? But yeah, we were all just laughing about it, and we were just trying to put the pressure on the ref that was at the middle of the field.
It seems like your entire defense has a great time. You guys don't really talk shit much, or you do? I don't really. I can't get a good vibe because you guys have the most infectious energy, it feels like, all the time, but there's not a lot of jawing with the other team either.
It's not really about the other team, honestly. I think our energy and our fun comes from within each other. It's about putting the pressure on each other pretty much just to make the play. Before we had even reached the field yesterday, we were already coming up with the dance that we were going to do, and it was a crazy one that we all did yesterday after the first play of the game. And then after the fumble, we had already said that we would hit the quan. So Actually, it's a lot of stress that goes into a lot of, but to have fun, to be positive, to make plays, you just gotta, like I said, just trusting each other and pretty much just be kids all over again.
You guys are crushing it. Go ahead, Diggs.
Kenny, what about the slot makes it like? What about the slot that you love the most? Is it coming up and filling in the box? You get to blitz some. There's two-way goes on the wide receivers. What makes you good at that position?
Oh, it is probably I can expect action pretty much each play. If it's a run play, if it's a wayside run, maybe the runner will cut back. If it's to me, I'll have to fit up a block and go make the play. If it's a pass play, I'll obviously be guarding somebody, or I'll be sitting in the zone to bait a quarterback. It's so much stuff. But playing outside corners, a lot of corners will tell you that it's easy to go to sleep. I feel like in the league, that's probably the reason why Jalen Ramsey probably moved inside, because it just got too boring on the outside for him. Whenever a quarterback not throwing your way, it's easy to, take away a whole side of the field. So, but at nickel, I don't really think there's no taking you out of the game for the most part.
That's hilarious to think it's like baseball,
Yeah.
Sitting out there in like right field. It's like, come on. Like it's a huge compliment, obviously. It's a massive compliment. It means you're really good. That'd be hilarious to think that, like, I need to go do it. Can we switch? I'd like to come inside. Don't you think like the tight end position's getting a lot more respect? The slot, nickel, D, whatever the case is, that's become something with the way offenses have been set up. Has it already kind of been separating itself as its own linebacker, safety, corner hybrid position business-wise, or are you guys kind of slotted in to the secondary?
Ooh, I think it's making some type of step of being acknowledged, but I think there's a long way to go as far as having the respect on the position.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people know what goes into being a slot cornerback, but it's pretty much corner, safety, and linebacker all at once. And then you can say it's defensive line too, because we blitz as well. So it's pretty much all of those things all in one position, and then all the pressure falls on that one position as far as getting people lined up, communication, and just working with each other. So
it deserves a little bit more respect.
To my own
Damn
horn,
right.
but I love the position.
Yeah, it sounds.
It absolutely deserves more respect. I think how you laid it out, like, you have to be able to do everything. It's not just, hey, I'm a cover guy, or I'm a guy that's a thumper. Like, you have to do it all. Is that something? Have you always been that guy? You're a great blitzer as well, and not scared to be physical and take on blocks. Is that something you worked on when you were young and in college?
My last year in college, I was pretty much in that role, but it was at a much less degree. But being here with Coach Eberflus, he's obviously put a lot of pressure on me to, first of all, being able to learn the defense in and out, and not only learning my position, but the guys around me. And it's something that I'm still working on. And, just honing in on tackling, taking pride in, each trait of the position, and not just, covering somebody. It's not just going down and tackling somebody, but it's so many different things that you got to take pride in to be a complete player.
How'd you not get drafted? There's a lot of people that get drafted. There's a lot of people that get drafted. What happened? How'd that happen? You run slow? Did you run a slow 40 in front of some people?
No, not at all. I run a 4.4.
Woo!
Fast, huh?
Pretty quick, yeah.
I started playing football my senior year of high school, so I didn't have the experience and exposure to go to a big school, and so I just stayed in my hometown to play at a Division II school.
What'd you do before that?
Before football?
Yeah.
Basketball, track, soccer.
Oh, soccer. Oh, I see. You got good feet there. You kick a little bit, if you have to?
A little bit. Let's hit the fields.
Oh, really? You still got it? You kick field goals and stuff? All right, cool. Go ahead, Ty.
Kenny, you mentioned it earlier with Hard Knocks being there. Is that something, like, obviously they did the piece on you, but do you even notice that at all? And is that something where you'd watch those episodes on like a Wednesday, or you've already lived it, so it's not necessary?
Yeah, so the cameras are around, but they do their best to stay out of the way. And I think they've been doing a tremendous job of, just letting us hone into our job. And yeah, I do watch the episodes. At first, I didn't really want to get carried away with everything we had going on. But I think it's important to learn about your teammates, more so beyond of the surface that you talk about. Like we talk to each other, having conversations outside of football. But I think the show tells even more about someone's story, and that's something that I like about it.
You ever have Grover's wings, man? He makes them in the sink. That shit. They look incredible, though. They look incredible.
Yeah, I have. It's pretty good.
Hey, Grover's going to have his own little store chain if he gets them going. It's awesome. Kenny, enjoy the hell out of your bye week, sir. Good luck the rest of the way, and we appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. Always. Thank you.
Hey, Jim Irsay, hey, how's the photo? How's the team photo going? We already took it? Are you done taking the photo?
No, they done.
How'd it go? It's always a great day. Team photo day is always electrifying. Always.
Yeah, it's cool, but it would be great to get out of here, too.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Kenny Moore in a second. Thank you. See you, man. He's awesome.
Good dude. Yeah, great player, too.
Superstar. Like, off the field, superstar. There's been numerous stories that have kind of popped up in the local news about Kenny Moore. He gets it. He's really good. Yeah. And Chris is going to have to pay him.
Mm-hmm. Is he up after this year?
No, but his numbers.
I think he has one more after this year. He signed like a 4-year deal, 2019.
Yeah, but we went through the numbers, and I don't know.
Outperformed.
I don't know if those numbers are going to be able to keep up with old Kenny Moore right now. He is. That whole slot corner position, nickel position, I guess, used to be nickel, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's still whatever each team calls it different. You could say nickel corner.
Nickel corner. That nickel position is one, like the tight ends, I think is only going to grow in popularity as the game continues to spread out because it is like your best athlete almost. Like, hey, this is a guy who can fly around, hit, and you have to be super smart too, have to watch a lot of film, have to know everything that's going on. That's an interesting position on the defensive side of the ball that I think is going to continue to grow. Charlie Clifford.
Oh, Chuck.
Hey, Chucky. At Cliff Wish 8, Wish TV 8, local channel here in Indianapolis. Head Anthony Calhoun, legend of a human around here. First person ever put me on TV, Wish TV.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, down here at a Tuesday show, and then I got in trouble.
What do you mean?
Well, I did. Something happened, and then the show ended. But Kenny Moore, the second through 13 games this season, has 4 interceptions, which ties a career high for him. 77 tackles, 3 shy of career high already. 4 tackles for loss, career high. 11 passes defended, forced fumble, and a sack. Going to be a career year across the board for number 23, and he is a staple and a pillar of that team in the locker room. I can't thank him enough for joining us, AJ. Let's go ahead and bounce around the NFL a little bit. We didn't get your thoughts on the Lions, AJ, and we talked about this in the first hour because the Lions, congrats, Father. We're all very happy.
Congratulations, Detroit.
It ruined our Super Boost. Super Boost would have been incredibly hot. It would have been heating up. We wouldn't have needed the Hawk just yet, but now we got to call in the Hawk because the Super Boost lost because the Lions somehow walk right down the field on Zimmer. What happened, AJ?
No timeouts either. No timeouts.
He got to delay a game on a game-winning drive with no timeouts and still won the game. How's it happen to kill the Super Boost? What do you think? Is Zimmer – and Aaron did a lot of complimenting of Zimmer and his rushes and his packages and everything like that with a way to disguise with the safety. Harrison and everything, but what happened? How's that happen, AJ? As an NFL defensive player, how does that happen? I don't fucking get it.
That last play, I can understand if you're a Vikings fan how you'd be a bit frustrated. The last play they rushed 3, dropped 8, but there had to be some kind of miscommunication because their corner dropped like 4 yards deep in the end zone, and anybody knows that you have to guard the goal line because it doesn't matter. He could box you out and catch the ball an inch inside that line. It's a touchdown. So, like, you have to be on that line, basically, and then go take, like, the threat of a fade or whatever next. So it was weird. He was sitting back deep, like, looking for something else, and then they just turn around and catch it and game over.
Listen, Jared Goff made a hell of a throw, okay? So we should be happy for Goff.
Yeah, good throw, it was too easy of a throw and catch.
Yeah, for a game fucking winner, I mean, that... How's it? I don't understand how it happens in the NFL, and how does it have to happen to the Super Boost? And why are we sitting here today having to eat tweets from people saying, "Oh, you're a curse, you're a fuck you"? Okay, yeah. It wasn't. How could any of us expected that? How could any of us expected that to happen? And that's why 2021 NFL season is insane. Go ahead, Tom.
So the Vikings defense is now 0 for 8, not one stop defending game-winning or tying drives.
We were dead. We didn't even fucking know.
And
we were dead.
They are closing in on historic lows with an NFL worst in points allowed in the final 2 minutes of any half with 101 so far this season.
Shut it down!
The record is 107 points in the last 2 minutes. They set that record last year. So
how's this
the
even
final
happen?
2 minutes.
Isn't he a defensive guy, AJ?
Yeah.
Am I wrong in thinking this? Like Zimmer at Cincy, right? Defensive guru. He probably coached you, actually, right?
No, he left before I got there, but it was his defense that we were running.
What happened? Hands off? Now he's just head coach? Doesn't do the
I don't
defense?
know. Who's their D coordinator?
I think it's his son, right?
I thought he was still calling plays, though, Zimmer.
They fucking stink, Zim. What's going on?
I have a fix for the boost, by the way.
What is it?
He shouldn't be allowed to fucking bet on it.
Who?
Whoa.
Him.
Whoa.
Come on, I bet on it every week. I tweet about it every single week. I love the boost.
Tweet about it, sure. Just don't.
Yeah, especially this one was against the Lions, so it did maybe seem. I didn't even think about the condescending narrative that could have been behind that tweet you put out that I shared.
He hit Bam on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm hot right now. I
That's
hit
not the
Bama.
NFL.
He was hot.
Come on. I love the boost. Do not take the boost from me.
No boost for you, dude.
No, take it, bro. AJ
I
doesn't
don't wanna
believe
say-
in curses.
I
I
don't
can
wanna
take
say it.
AJ's boost.
I don't believe in curses
Dude,
either.
if I'm making the boost, I would like Evie to be involved.
All right, let's
All right.
go.
All right. Maybe a boost for
Come
you.
on.
Hey, let's go on a run here, Hawk.
Hey, come on, AJ.
What do you say?
Huh? Let's get the Hawkeye.
What do you say?
Let's get
What
the
do you say?
Hawkeye out.
Great gas.
Let's get it
Good
out.
to hear that Gumpy's still here.
Yeah. Let's go. Oh, my God. I just did a Hawkeye motion. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
It's going to be a conversation.
Oh,
piece.
yeah.
Oh, no. Because we know what you really mean.
Oh, my God. And I'm about to make a big... Oh,
no.
Let's go to the phones.
Why can't you do that?
No,
Hawkeye
just say
thing over
you
your
didn't
eyeball?
mean that.
No, it was for a bird.
It was Kirk's dogs.
It was Kirk's dog. How?
Yeah.
Kirk's dogs.
Man, that was a tough showing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Barking?
Kirk's dogs.
The game. No, the Big Ten championship.
Oh, yeah. They got killed. Yeah.
Yeah,
Slaughtered.
absolutely slaughtered.
I mean, that was, everybody's all up in arms about Cincinnati being in a college football playoff. Oh, they're going to get run out. They're going to get blown out of the water. Well, no shit. It's number 4 versus number 1 every year in college football. That's what happens.
Yep.
And this time, we are just incredibly pumped that guy was able to lead a team from the American Conference. Thursday Night Football on ESPN Conference. Nobody's watching against the NFL Conference.
Oh, yeah.
Small budget conference. Small exposure conference. Much different than all of the big Power Fives conference. Luke Fickell was able to get the state of Cincinnati into the college football playoff. Years after UCF thought they had earned their way in, now Cincinnati gets a chance at the title. Congrats.
Hell yeah.
Yes, dude.
But also, let's reiterate what we said earlier. Like, you're going to hear from the media all week from, like, Paul Feinbaum and guys like that. Like, hey, Cincinnati actually matches up pretty well with Alabama's
I
gonna
did not
beat
know
the
we had
fuck
Paul
out of them.
Feinbaum.
Oh, yeah.
I did not know we had Paul Feinbaum. So Paul Feinbaum saying, what about Alabama right now in Cincinnati?
Well, actually, if you look at things, Cincinnati matches up pretty well with Alabama. I mean, Nick Saban, he comes out and lays eggs in these games sometimes. So if you like Cincinnati, they might play Alabama pretty well this time.
What's the spread? 14 right now? I think?
Yeah, they're going to beat the shit out of them.
How does he say Alabama?
Alabama.
I did not know we had Feinbaum on the show this entire
Oh,
time.
yeah, we used to watch Feinbaum out there all the time.
Bro, we never talk college football. We should, though, because it's the state of Ohio versus the SEC.
Yeah.
Okay? And I like to think that we are potentially an Ohio show, even though OH!
No, not to you. You know that.
You suck.
I give it to other people all the time. I always tell them.
No, you don't.
Oh, yeah.
You've never done.
Yeah.
Let's go, Cincy, though. Huh?
Come
Let's
on,
go,
here we go,
Cincy.
boys.
Are you going to talk to them? Are you going to send them texts, tell them what they should expect in a college football playoff? You've been in the big-time game before. Should you
Yeah,
go?
I'll tell Luke what to expect coming up against Alabama because he hasn't watched 6,000 hours of their film and everything. So I said, hey, Coach, they're pretty good. Those receivers are pretty fast. You might want to stay behind them.
A quick side point here while you refuse to help anybody that isn't yourself. Continue to do that.
If anyone would ever ask me for help, I don't give unsolicited advice. You know that.
You're right. Which is, by the way, something more people should think about. So
I'm sure you love unsolicited advice.
Yeah. I'm big. Hey, come on. Yeah, keep it coming.
Hey, you know what you need to do, bud. Let me tell you something. Hey, do I know you? Why'd you just walk up to me on the street? Like
Somebody kidded me in a text. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, kid.
You got a lot to learn, kid.
Kid, they gave me one of those. Somebody did that in a text message, which is going to be awesome. I will reply to that person here in a little bit. But the entire thought that Notre Dame was going to wait for Luke Hey, we'll wait for you. Then Marcus, right, gets the head coaching job. And Marcus and Luke are like tight, right? Weren't they like in each other's weddings, I think? And
Marcus played for Luke. Marcus coached for Luke, and now he's in Notre Dame, yeah.
So Luke Fickell is like, hey, Marcus, I'm going to tell him I don't want that job. You should go if you get it, cool. If not, I'll take it. I wonder if that's how it went, or if Luke Fickell said, I don't have time for this conversation. I just got Cincinnati in the fucking college football playoff. Although Brian Kelly might go ahead and look for a better landing option while their team is still potentially going to go into the playoff. I ain't like that. Luke Fickell potentially missed out on $10, $15 million a year probably for this. Cincinnati going to be able to keep him around, you think, if he goes in this and does this thing?
Yeah, I mean, if you can keep him through this, can't keep him through most things. The timing just didn't work out for him to even explore Notre Dame, I think, with them getting into the playoff right there.
$95 million at LSU, $110 million at USC.
Did any of Brian Kelly's assistants go with him?
No. He's got no dogs in
Not
the
even the
band.
dude who was with him for like 20 years went.
Really?
Family.
My family.
My family.
Oh, no. I thought that was fake, by the way. I saw that video.
Nope. It was real. But hey, Darius Butler let us know. Brian Kelly's probably got like 4 or 5 accents in the bag. All the recruiting he's had to do. What's up, whoa? Coming in, some rooms. Family for other rooms. Brian Kelly's got them all back there. So hopefully
his wife gave him the rock. Hey, you killed it, Brian.
We're back next hour. We had a hard out there. I think we kind of hit it. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we're trying to figure out Super Bowl Radio Row right now. This will be a good conversation for after hours. Can't wait for it.
Okay.
It's going to be on lockdown, I think. I think there's going to be pretty.
Oh.
But
really?
I don't know. It sounds like there's going to be pretty stiff rules, but it's still open.
Well, and how will the Super Bowl, will it be like fans from anywhere, or will that also be part of it?
Yeah, the test, I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff, because Omicron is picking up.
Just do it in Texas or Florida.
Bring your passports.
Well, I don't know. Because LA's having games out there, fully packed stadiums, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would guess the caveat is just if you're not vaccinated, you ain't fucking stepping foot
Everything
on the
that surrounds the
premises in
Super Bowl, though, is what brings in all the giant parties and everything. That's why I'm sure it would be a lot easier if it was somewhere else.
Oh, okay. You're talking about the out-of-state parties, companies that come in, want to throw their own events.
That's what it is. It's a big corporate situation. All the hundreds of thousands of people, I feel like.
Is the view of the ocean still going to be over?
Yeah.
Better.
So we still get a little bit of this. That looks beautiful, man. All right, I'm going to do this for the next 8 hours. And then we'll go do Radio Row.
That's right.
And then I'm going to go right back to doing this for the next 8 hours. That's kind of what it is, right? I mean, California, the taxes are so high.
Yeah.
But the view is so awesome.
And the weather is beautiful.
Oh. I mean, can I wear I can wear a mask in there for that.
Sure.
Radio Row. Imagine the.
You just have to wear it walking in, right? You're not.
Well, then I think everywhere else too, probably.
When you're on the air, you're supposed to wear a mask?
No, that's the caveat or whatever.
Face shield.
I'm going back to LA this Friday.
Oh, yeah.
SmackDown's in LA. I'll tell you exactly what it's like on Friday.
That's right.
Let us know.
Also, couldn't you just have a bottle of water that was open the entire time with you, and then you wouldn't have to wear a mask?
Well, the
beer helmet.
Yeah. Well, it won't be a beer helmet. It'll be a hydration.
A water helmet.
Water helmet. Yeah.
The backpacks.
So I'm always drinking something. I'm sorry.
I'll bring my camel backpack.
There you go. Problem solved.
Oh, that's genius.
All right. I'm happy we figured it out. We'll learn more on Friday.
Okay.
We'll learn more about the rules on Friday. I'll be there.
I'm glad we figured it out.
They might change.
By now through then?
You think?
February.
I don't know.
I don't know. Omicron seems to be gaining steam.
That's what I mean.
Omicron.
No, it doesn't. Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, AJ, you don't even know it's gaining.
What do you not pay attention to life?
It was once.
You're right. I don't pay attention. You're absolutely right. Dude.
That was the first time
Me
I've
neither,
watched.
by the way. It's a big deal. I'll turn on one thing. I think what Ty's about to say.
Yeah, the nightly news after the game last night. Omicron has invaded 18 states.
Yeah, that's the only time I've seen it. I've not checked in with the real world other than what Ty just did.
Is that what Cuomo said? Was that Cuomo?
Cuomo's gone, dude.
Cuomo's gone. He's not
he got
saying-
fired?
All right.
Yeah, scumbag.
Hey, wait, check it off your list, dude. All right, we're back in 3 minutes. I got to run to the bathroom. Jake Paul is on the other side. Can't wait to chat with him.
Oh, yeah.
Should we go?
What the hell is going on that? Then we'll overreact. We'll take some phone calls. Darius Butler
Tyron
joins us.
Woodley.
Yeah, he's got Woodley for 2.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Woodley, 2. Here it comes, December 18th. Frank Gore fighting D. Will on the undercard. Here we go. Jake Paul on the other side, 3 minutes in, more overreaction. Some phone calls, 1-833-4 McAfee on a 5 Energy phone line. And also Darius Butler giving us everything we need to know on this beautiful overreaction Monday, December 6th. See you then. I have a surprise, obviously. That's what this show is all about. We have boots on the ground in Cleveland, who I assume knew this was going to happen all along. Ladies and gentlemen, live from Cleveland, Mr. Jason Glazer. Your thoughts on Kyle Pitts to Atlanta, fine sir? Oh, there's a delay.
Well, first and foremost, Pat, I'd like to say, hey, listen, thanks for having me. Cleveland is beautiful this time of year. Granted, it does smell like a mixture of poop and diarrhea and sewage.
Jesus.
It doesn't smell great down here.
Jesus.
But I'll tell you what, 27 years in this thing, I fucking live for the draft. Love being down here. Love being into Cleveland. But yeah, Kyle Pitts, listen. What do you want me to say? I knew this 2 weeks ago.
Really?
I mean, do we need to do this whole fucking song and dance?
Okay.
I'll give you guys 1 through 32 if you want to know. You know, do you want to have fun?
That's nice.
You want to not know who's going? But yeah, I had this 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm wondering is if the guy you had in your studio, Mad Mel Kiper, I know that sorry son of a bitch didn't have this 2 weeks ago.
Mike's not plugged in.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I actually just explained it.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
No,
I
you
did.
didn't. No, you
Yes, I
didn't.
did.
No,
I
you
had
didn't.
this.
I did.
Yeah,
I
no,
did.
no, you
I
didn't.
did. You
I
didn't.
had this.
I
I
did.
had
You
it.
didn't.
Trust me. Can
You
I
didn't.
talk for Christ's sake?
Okay, fine, yeah.
Can
Go
I
ahead.
talk? Okay,
Go ahead.
yeah. Like I said, Kyle Pitts,
No, you didn't.
unbelievable talent.
No, you didn't. You didn't fucking
Yes,
have
I
it.
did.
You're a bad sack of shit,
Jason.
Kiper. I know it. I looked at your mock draft.
Jason, please relax. Oh, my God. Had no idea it was going to get like that. Sorry about that, Mad Mel. Obviously, there's a little bit of content there. He's saying you don't know your ass from a fucking hole in the ground, though, Mad Mel. How do you feel about that from Jason Glazer live in Cleveland?
Well, classic move. You know, Glazer looks like he's getting ready to go to a goddamn titty bar or something like that. I mean, dress up, pal. It's the NFL draft. Look at me. I'm dressed to the nines. You know, you look like an asshole. I mean, just get him out of here, can we? I mean, is he going to stick around? Can we get him the hell out of here?
I think is his microphone still on? Jay, can you hear us? Jay, is everything good back there?
Listen, fuck you guys. I'm out of here. I'm going over to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm going to hang out with Dee Snider and Twisted Sister.
Are you serious? Okay, Jason, sorry. Thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, Jason Glazer.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show, Hour 3, Overreaction Monday, December 6th, 2021, shall begin immediately following this beat drop from Twine. There it is, here we go. Did you hear it?
Oh, yeah.
The beat did this thing. It built up, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it stopped for like a half a second, like roller coaster, or like whenever you're getting taken to the top of something, and then boom, dropped in there.
Yeah, great drop.
That's what we're waiting on. At Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt, Tone Diggs, one half of the hammer. Dahn! Cowboys is here. AJ Hawk joining us from an attic in Ohio in front of books that are real. AJ, you had an incredible weekend picking against the spread. So much so that you're one pick better than me going into tonight's Patriots-Bills game. I cannot wait for us to make our decisions on who we're betting, who we're picking, and that conversation shall come at some point down the road, because joining us right now is an undefeated boxer. A man who has trailblazed a business through the internet the likes most other business people would only dream of. He's fighting on Saturday, December 18th, not against Tommy Fury, who backed out as of yesterday or this morning. He'll be fighting Tyron Woodley for the second time, defeating him the first time. Ladies and gentlemen, Jake Paul.
Yeah!
What's up, dude?
What's going on, guys? Thank you for having me.
Hey, thank you for joining us. I mean, people mock the faces here on the screen immediately upon you arriving. You have that Ohio jawline that AJ has 2 doors over. We can't thank you enough for joining us. What happened? How long have you known you weren't going to be fighting Tommy Fury, and how devastated are you by this news?
Only about 24 hours now. To be honest, I'm pretty sad, man. You know, you get your mind so set on one opponent, and all the shit talk, all the personal shit that led up to it. I really wanted to fight this guy and KO him. You know, it was personal. And now that I don't get to do it, this is the first time I'm even talking about it. First show I'm even talking about it. So, it sucks. It sucks. And I really, really wanted to take him out on December 18th. But luckily, Tyrant stepped up to the plate. My team called me and they were like, hey, this is what's going on. I was like, okay, cool. I'll fight anybody. The show must go on.
Did they give you any kind of story? Like, what was the reason? I know what he has some kind of medical issue. And, like, was it like pretty much just 24 hours ago you found out? And was Tyron sitting back waiting as the backup all along?
Yeah, so they called me up, and at first it was a chest infection, and they said he had a cough, and they were taking antibiotics and so on and so forth to see if it would get better. And then they called up and were like, oh, and by the way, like, he also has broken ribs. So the whole thing just seems a little bit sketchy, and we can't get a clear answer, right? He also faked his mom being sick so that he didn't have to go to the press conference. So that was a red flag early on, and I think it just really comes down to this kid, for some reason, not wanting to get into the ring.
I think we all sent our positive T's and P's to his mom whenever he missed the press conference. Were those misguided T's and P's?
Yeah, I mean, it was a made-up story so that he didn't have to go to the press conference. So, you know, the Furies have a history of pulling out of fights. Tyson Fury's pulled out of 5 fights. They're just a sketchy group of people all the way around. I mean, look at John Fury. Like, the guy's a weirdo. He spent 11 years in prison. So you don't know what's going on over there. It could be a number of things.
Did you ever think about fighting the dad? Was that an alternate? was the dad maybe an alternate? Or is Tyron Woodley, as soon as that was there anybody else other than Tyron offered up to you? Or was that the first name and it was like, he's been training, here we go, let's go ahead and make number 2 happen?
It was the first name, and my manager hit him up and was like, yo, do you want to do this? And he's like, yes, I've been training. He was planning on having 3 fights in 2022, so he's already been in shape. So he was ready all along, and it makes perfect sense. He did get the tattoo, so let's run the rematch. And for me, you know, I've gotten so much better in this camp, and I want to show people that the last fight I didn't perform at my best. And I'm going to come out, put on a better performance, and hopefully get that knockout.
Hey, how's everything going? Like, I know you're very you make comments about the UFC and how they don't pay their fighters enough. You and Dana go back and forth with everything, and just what's been going on with boxing now because of you and your brother. Like, have you looked around and it's like, man, did you plan this? Did you think it would have this kind of impact?
Yeah, I mean, you know, with each fight, this just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And the analogy I use is, you know, everyone took taxis for, you know, decades. And Uber came in with a simple app and became a $1 billion company. But it was just that simple change that was needed to change, you know, transportation systems forever. We were that for boxing. We were the Uber for boxing, where we came in, saw a lot of room to innovate, and just have made a ton of different changes. I started my promotions company, Most Valuable Promotions. We signed Amanda Serrano. We're advocating for fighter pay. We're promoting fights differently, and we're showing that there's, you know, not as much of a need for promoters and all of these people in charge in the sport.
So that's kind of like Floyd Mayweather obviously has made so much money doing this. And then you and Jake getting involved has kind of taken it to a digital effect now, huge. And you did that to YouTube. I think you did that to, what was the other one? Vine? You fucking ended Vine or whatever. I mean, that's what you guys just said, all right, I'm done with that. Is your time fully committed right now in boxing and running your promotions, or do you still have other business plans and business ventures, or is everything boxing right now?
Everything's boxing right now. You know, I've fought 4 times in the past 13 months, which is really active, especially when you're doing these big pay-per-views. The only other person to really be that active is Canelo Alvarez. And it takes a lot. You have to dedicate 100% of your time to this because it's serious. This is the hardest sport in the world, the most serious thing, and your life is on the line in the ring. So I've dedicated my whole life to it. Moved to Puerto Rico, isolated myself in training, and just have been going at it. And I've gotten a lot better, so I'm excited to show off the new skills December 18th.
Do you do Oculus boxing in there, or are you like every day? What is the daily routine like? Are you eating raw ass eggs and stuff like that? Are you getting punched every day like Rocky? What is the daily routine like?
Yeah, 2-a-days pretty much every single day. Sparring, running. I'm eating raw liver, sometimes some raw eggs. Getting punched in the stomach, bare knuckle. Some people use the ball, but we use the bare knuckle because it feels more like, the actual fight where if you're going to get hit with a punch in the body. So it's a full-on training camp. Ice baths, you name it, we do it over here. It's as serious as it gets. And, if a lot of people come into this camp and say, wow, you train harder than most professional fighters.
Is that because you have to catch up so much, you think, at this point? Do you feel like that is something that is a valid argument when people, because everybody talks about your first couple fights, or, oh, he'd get killed by Canelo and everything. And then there was a couple people like, yo, this is this guy's first fucking match. This is his second. This is his third. Do you feel like you have to catch up a lot to the people you need to get to because of how late into the game you got into it?
Yeah, 100%, and I'm held to the highest standard because I'm selling, some of the most pay-per-views that anyone's selling in boxing. And so people expect me to have the same level of skill as those other people, and I like to be held to that standard because it pushes me to get better, and my back is sort of in the corner. No one in really the history of the sport has fought 8-round fights in their 4th fight, in their 5th fight, in their 3rd fight. Most times people build up 4-rounders, then they do a 6-rounder, then they do an 8-rounder in like their 10th fight. So I'm sort of coming into the highest level of the game early on, and like you said, I've had to play catch up.
I wish you would have been able to fight the pro boxer from the boxing legendary family. It's kind of, I feel like you're getting robbed of a chance to dance on everybody, and we're getting a robbed of a chance to say like, nah, the motherfucker's good. Like, hey, that is why I think it's such a bummer that Tommy Fury kind of backed out of this. Although fighting Woodley is another fucking going to be an incredibly tough fight. He's a badass of a human being. I mean, it's just for your skeptics, Jake. For the skeptics.
No, for sure, and that's what I wanted because the public and the media and the people on social media look at it and they're like, oh, you haven't fought a professional boxer. Most people aren't smart enough to realize that Woodley is way tougher than Tommy Fury. So when I announced that I was fighting Tommy, everyone was like, wow, credit, he's actually fighting a professional boxer. In my head, I'm like, yo, this kid is like an Abercrombie model. I'm going to knock him out easily as hell. And Tyron Woodley's a real killer, so this is definitely a harder fight.
All right, well, good luck on December 18th. Thank you for stopping by and chit-chatting about this. Can't wait to see what your next fight is. Can't wait to watch, and good luck in the rest of your camp, man. Don't get any chest infections or broken ribs.
I'll try not to, man. Thank you for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jake Paul, thank you, man.
Yeah!
Hey, how come he's really committed to this sport, I think, that was dying there for a bit, and the boxing people don't think about that at all, right?
No, maybe some people do. The old stooges never will. They'll never really change their mindset. But how many fights is he going to win until people do kind of take him seriously?
He had the Tommy Fury one was the one for the boxing people, I think. Because
I don't know though. Do boxing people respect Tommy Fury that much?
I don't know. That's great.
I don't know enough to know.
They're much similar in size, I feel like, and that's why people are like, yeah, this is a much more even match because of the reach and everything.
How about Woodley getting his biggest payday and being like, yeah, I'm going to keep doing this.
Yeah. Do another one of those.
I'm going to figure this one out. Oh, you guys, that's a shame. Chest infections? Yeah. Yeah, I've been on a 4-month fight camp, actually. Imagine what he's going to look like. That should be good. All right, let's get back. Hey, good luck, Jake.
Yeah, good luck.
Good luck, Jake. Way step up there, Mr. Woodley. That's good stuff. Can't wait to watch you guys fight. Frank Gore fights on the undercard there against D. Will. Everybody remembers that, obviously. All right, let's talk about the Los Angeles Rams. Okay, did they figure it out yesterday against the Jacksonville Jaguars, AJ Hawk? Do you think at this point you need to text Urban Meyer and say, hey, pal, you stink? Are you thinking about doing that, or what is the entire thought behind? I didn't learn anything from the Rams yesterday. Odell Beckham Jr. makes an incredible catch. I like seeing Matthew Stafford and Odell Beckham Jr. on the same page, but that's not the first time they've done that before on a long ball. So I don't think that was anything. Great catch, great play. It was awesome. Aaron Donald was bullying people. Okay, that forced fumble that he made, he picked that grown man up like it was an infant and punched the ball out while trying to break his face off of the ground. It was unbelievable. Jalen played. I mean, it was cool to see, but I think the big takeaway is the Jags stink. What was your big takeaway, and do you think the Rams have figured it all the way out?
Well, I think the Rams did what they needed to do, but I don't know if that gives them anything more than what we thought they had to, where just because it was against the Jags, and people know that the Jags are not very good right now, so no matter what they did, you better win by a sizable margin. And if not, we're really worried. So I think you're right. I don't know if we learned a whole lot about the Rams, but hopefully they at least got more into rhythm and they feel like they could gain some confidence moving forward.
Sean McVay shaking Urban Meyer's hand at the end. It was awesome because Sean McVay's half his age.
Yeah.
And then Sean McVay I wish Sean McVay would get him hey, welcome to the men's league, bud. All right, go and get the fuck out of here. Maybe fly back with your team this time. All right, go ahead, go on. That is because they showed he's so young. McVay is so young, but he's accomplished so much. So the expectations are so high for them to be whatever, and all the money they've invested and spent, they're going to have to be around at the end of the day. But there's another team in the NFC that's getting hot currently, and it's a similar fashion that they did last year, this late into the season. Tampa Bay Buccaneers did what they did to the Atlanta Falcons. No AB, for the next few weeks due to the fake vaccination card that he submitted alongside.
Do you think it's really possible they may cut him? I read something about that.
Okay, so I saw that as a headline written by somebody that is not in the Buccaneers building, said they could cut him for this, which I guess
they're only saying this because their head coach said if he messes up one time, he's gone. Before they signed him, right?
Yeah, and that was before that motherfucker saw Antonio Brown and Tom Brady play football together, I think.
Exactly.
I think there he is. I think there's a couple of different notices there, but that made it on the, I saw Stephen A. and Michael Irvin talking about it this morning. Could they, and I think it was on Get Up as well.
Skip and Shannon as well.
Yeah, I think everybody was talking could they, I guess they could. I guess they could. That's a conversation to be had. But if he comes back healthy, because he's still in the hyperbaric chamber because of his ankle and his foot or whatever the case is. But Tom and Gronk are hilarious. I mean, fucking hilarious. He dropped a 2nd and 8 ball, and then the next play, caught a touchdown down the thing. It was just, Gronk is a different animal. And you listen to the mic'd up situations about Tom, or you listen to Tom talk about him. He's so big. He said he had a toilet seats for hands. His catch radius is absurd. He is so fucking good at football, Rob Gronkowski. This is not a touchdown here, but literally, Tom Brady and Gronkowski, he said it's been going on since 2010. That's when we started building this entire thing. 11 years of those two dominating each other, both of them ending up on the top 100, all 100 team. It is an unstoppable thing when Gronk and Tom are going.
It's just, when I watch Gronk play, all I think about is all right, who do you cover him with? If you double him, it almost doesn't matter because of his size and how sudden he is too. He looks like he's lumbering along, but he's so sudden in and out of his breaks, that's what makes guys very difficult to cover when they almost look like they're not going full speed and bam, they break it off. And his catch radius, like you said, is so big. If Tom throws the ball in the right spot, you can't really do much to break it up.
Any spot. It's not even right spot. And I think Tom even knows that. He's like, if I just get it in the fucking area of this dude, there is
just throw it away. Even if the defender is smothered Gronk, you can still throw it behind him, in front of him, up above him, wherever you want, and Gronk can go and get it. And the DB or safety or linebacker can't really do anything about it.
At this age, with the amount of injuries that Gronk has had, and obviously Tom with how old he is, but with the amount of hits that Gronk has taken and the amount of sprints he has ran with people battering him in the retirement, he's back. You got to think the Patriots fans are watching this going, that guy's supposed to be a New England Patriot for his entire career. Imagine if he was on the team with Mac Jones.
Nah, we don't care.
Oh, my.
We don't care at all. We got 2 different tight ends. We have Mac Jones now with the 1 seed in the AFC. We don't give a shit.
Not one bit.
No, not at all. Man in the
What's
arena.
that all about?
It's because Mac Jones. If we did not have Mac Jones, and I was watching this Man in the Arena doc about, the dynasty, and we'd probably still be talking about the fact that the Patriots will probably never win anything meaningful ever again.
What you think is what that was supposed to be?
I don't
You
know.
think there's a chance that was supposed to be a dance on a grave of the Patriots? Hey, this is what it once was?
I'm not sure. Just because, I think Tony and I have talked about this before. It's weird that he's doing it now because it's almost as if he's setting up for him to call it either after this year or next year because, MJ kind of waited a long time till the next guy came along, LeBron, and then he reminded everybody, hey, let's not forget what I did. Brady's doing it right now kind of as let's relive my career, which is an unbelievable one, obviously, but let's relive it while I'm still around, and then, maybe if they don't go on a run this year.
Yeah, but he also has said he might play for until he's 50.
Yeah, he said his body will let him play until he's 50, but
does he want to?
He'll miss out on so much with his family that he...
And all of his friends, every single one of them, not only have they been retired for 10 years at this point, 15 years at this point, they all have their families and they have events they're going to and stuff they're doing. And obviously Vrabel's coaching and they're tight and everything like that. But I think, like Adam Vinatieri, I think Vinatieri saw a lot of that. He played for a long time. I think he could have continued, but I think he saw a lot of his old teammates. This is not from Vinatieri's mouth. This is me just observing. I think he saw a lot of his old teammates having moments with their kids, like at games and events and stuff like that. And, he's still out there kicking. And although he had a legacy to build and he built it, he's a Hall of Famer. Good for him. I think that wears on you as you get older as well. Even though you're getting better mentally at your sport, your body, you're trying to hang on as much as you can. There's a lot of life to be had. Is Tom Brady human enough to think about all that, AJ?
Yeah, well, I think he seems like he is very thoughtful and thinks through everything he does, especially with his family. But I don't think Tom's going to just, as long as Tom can physically still play at the level he's playing, I don't see him just walking away. You can still find a very good balance. Playing professional football is by far and away the best schedule you can have in all of professional sports. Think about it. If you're a hockey player, you're on the road half the year, 80-some games. Baseball, see ya. Your family a lot of times doesn't even live in the city that you play in. Things like that. Basketball, you're on the road all over. Football, you leave 8 times a year and you're gone for 40 hours. It's not that bad of a schedule. And you're home. You can easily be home every night to get your kids to bed and have dinner with them.
The only thing you got to deal with is Groundhog's Day every day for 5-6 months or whatever, but at least you're at home with your family. The events on the weekend you're going to miss, right?
Yeah.
Which is when most events are. So I guess that is the only thing. You're right, though. The other sports, could you imagine baseball? What the fuck?
No way. If you go to spring training down in Florida or Arizona, and then your season starts, and you're gone for 80-some games a year. Are you kidding me?
And then while you're traveling around the world or traveling around the country and playing games with no sleep, your league says, don't come to work next year. We're shutting it down. Think about that. You don't even know where you're going to be hitting balls, if you're going to be hitting balls, if the league you hit balls once in is even going to exist in the lockout. But they had to do it. If you listen to Rob Manfred, we had to do it. We signed the deals. We made
What are they going to
promises.
get from this? Who's going to win from this lockout?
Nobody.
Yeah.
What do the owners want back?
Ty, you know more about this than me, I think.
I think it's just very fishy. There's still a lot of payments that need to go to certain places from the COVID year, and I think there's just not a whole lot of money to go around. And there's
Wait, what do you mean, revenue sharing? Teams aren't doing it?
Yeah, stuff like that. And I think contracts, certain guys had to, all of a sudden when COVID hit, they're like, okay, we're only going to pay you 65% of what your contract is because that's all we can afford. And I think they kind of just pushed it off because it was okay, we need to have a baseball season, and they couldn't go on strike the year after COVID because they needed to kind of stabilize a little bit. And now it's starting to catch up.
Just so everybody, it's a lockout, not a strike. This is the owners, not the players. The players would be striking. They are the employees, not the employers. I always enjoy when a lockout happens and everybody automatically sides with the wealthier bunch that is currently holding the employees out of the building, which makes no sense. But I do believe there is a conversation to be had about, the owners not wanting to pay back money immediately that was potentially lost by the players during the COVID year and deferring payments, I assume, is what the owners are looking to do. And it's interesting because in doing so, it sounds reasonable, and it is. I assume there's a lot of players that are like, that's cool. If you want to pay us for the next 10 years, we understand. Then there's probably some other precedent that was set, though, that maybe there's some fuckery from the ownership. Owners of sports actually feel as if they never lose money, okay? No money's coming out of my actual pocket. It's only coming out of the business that I own. Every other business, if they're doing bad, the owners have to go into their own pockets and make up for it. Professional sports, never, ever, ever the case. If we're losing money, well, you're losing money. Me personally, this shit ain't happening. That team might be losing money. I am not losing money. And that's probably where, there is an argument to be had about, like, hey, if you make a contract, sign a contract, and then you make an amendment and you agree to the amendment, like, whose fault is it that the money isn't there, Especially if you're a billionaire that just signed another $400 million deal to somebody else. That's where it all gets kind of fishy for me, and it happens every single time there's a lockout. Every single time.
The players should not be scared of missing games, I think. We know that's the only way you can make any progress, is if they actually miss games. So I would assume spring training will be bumped back, right? That'll be started later or will be cut down.
Well, just like our lockout, the owners are probably saying these guys can't make it. They're not going to have enough money. We have enough money. We'll be able to hold out long enough to gain so much leverage that it's a desperate deal that it takes place. And then boom, most guys are probably going to be fucked forever. Now, we all ask a lot of questions about how baseball gets the money that they have. A lot of hats.
A lot of hats.
Is it hats? We have no idea how any of the money.
Those little helmets with the ice cream in them when you go to a game.
Oh, yeah.
Nachos. So good.
Those are good, yeah. But a lot of places, nobody's going to the game, so nobody even knows those exist. So they're like Cheesecake Factory refrigerator holding all that shit. But unlike Cheesecake Factory, they're not selling it. So it's all just sitting there. Shut it down. They're losing a lot of overhead probably in a lot of these arenas, which makes me lead even more so to where's the money coming from? So I could see how some of the owners are potentially asking some questions as well. Like, where's this money? Well, I don't have this money. What am I supposed to do? And therein lies the problem of owning a business and there being some risk being attached to it whenever you decide to sign contracts and shit, AJ.
I think you should do another Twitter poll and you should just ask, are you aware that Major League Baseball is locked out right now?
All right, let's get to a break.
For real, though, I don't think people know.
Well, that's why it doesn't matter right now, because it's like the winter meetings. Like, everything I've read has said that, like, they're not going to push back spring training. Like, we probably are. They are going to be playing baseball by opening day.
Who's saying that, though? That's Manfred coming out and saying that because he's the one locking them.
I believe Jet Pass, and I didn't get doom and gloom from his article. Granted, it was like 400 pages. I didn't read the whole thing word for word.
So we were supposed to maybe have Jet on, but he had to write that thing literally in the time that it was. We had another guest, and boom, we forgot about baseball.
And then boom, he was at the Chiefs game last night.
Boom.
What?
With Rossini out there.
Yeah, apparently he's the number one, fan.
Is he the new X Factor?
He might be.
Jet Passing saw X Factor go down with his addiction. Now, Jet Passing comes in with his cheesehead hat painted red.
That's right. Hey.
I love Jet Passing. I'll listen to whatever Jet Passing says about this entire thing, but I'd like everybody to remember, lockouts are not the player's fault. That's all.
Absolutely right. I still, no matter how many times you say it, I don't think it'll ever get the point across.
All right, we're back in 4 minutes. We'll keep banging that drum whenever it becomes relevant, like once every 10 years or so. We're back in 4 minutes with the incredible Darius Butler talking about what went down yesterday and what we can expect tonight. Can't wait to chat with him and all of you on the 5 Hour Energy phone line, 1-833-4-McAfee. Cheers. We regret to inform you that in the real world, the one that we're living in right now, this is an actual news clip about what's potentially going on amongst the fans in Kansas City. As the Chiefs seem to refine their identity, it seems like the fans are crumbling into pieces. This is, once again, an actual news piece on Fox 4 in Kansas City.
Well, if you spend any time around here on game day, you're likely to be aware of at least one of these men. The man known as the X Factor has been around for decades. He's the one seen in the video getting knocked down by another man who the people of Section 129 may know as Red Extreme.
There's X Factor.
Here it is.
This happened about 6 years ago, meeting and whooping it up with young Chiefs fans. And this is X Factor today.
Oh, no. What?
Only recognizable by his foam hat.
What?
The Broncos colors from the hospital. They kicked me out of Arrowhead. First time ever X Factor's been kicked out.
Third person.
We don't have permission to show the video of the X Factor falling after an apparent punch, but it has nearly 1 million views on Twitter. The X Factor explains what happened from his perspective and who is involved.
He's my old apprentice. I actually made him famous. Gave him the name Red Extreme. I saw him come run up the stairs at me, and he had that look, I'm going to kill you. And so I tried to grab his jersey to stop him and talk to him, and he, like the movie Friday, he deboed me one punch, and I saw stars. They took me to triage at Arrowhead, checked me out. I felt all right at the time, but then I didn't know I'd broke my ribs.
Red Extreme posted a 17-minute video message to his Facebook page following the incident. He says, "A cup of water was thrown and hit my wife in the back and splashed onto me."
Can't do that.
He continues, "I have never in my life felt so bad about feeling so good because knocking that low-life son of a expletive out was the greatest feeling I've had in a long time. My problem is it happened inside the stadium, and I never imagined in my life I would behave in that manner in the stadium." He also accuses the X Factor of being inebriated.
It says that I'm a meth addict, which I'm a cocaine addict and alcoholic. I've been clean for 4 years.
Okay,
He
much
said I
different.
threw a water
Congrats,
bottle
by
at
the
him,
way.
which I didn't. And I flipped my car a week ago Tuesday. So it's been a wild week.
What?
Wait.
Maybe he's
This makes me stronger. Jesus was persecuted.
Of course.
I'll come back fighting.
Is looking to press charges at this point, but throughout the day we did try to connect directly with Red Extreme, but were turned down. However, immediately before our broadcast we spoke by phone, and he stressed that anything that the X Factor says should be taken with a big dose of skepticism, and that he himself actually stepped away from the superfan community because of his distrust and distaste of X Factor's behavior.
Wow.
All right, Jacob Kittle.
Thank you, Jacob Kittle.
Thank you, Jacob.
It's holiday season, and you don't know what to get as a gift or a stocking stuffer.
That's right.
Never.
Well, today's sponsor, Manscaped, has the tools to guarantee you win this year's stocking stuffer competition.
Wow.
Manscaped is the leader in men's below-the-waist grooming, and they have served more than 4 million men worldwide.
How many?
Really? 4 million.
A milli.
If my math is correct, that's almost 8 million balls.
Holy shit.
Oh, depending.
Yeah,
Give or
exactly.
take. Standard deviation.
Manscaped's best-selling product is the Performance Package 4.0, which is at the top of every man's wish list this year. Inside, you'll find their lawnmower body trimmer, the best trimmer on the market for your balls, butt, and body.
Hell yeah.
And the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer. There it is, right there. Now, these are our picks for Manscaped Surefire Win Stocking Stuffers. Number 1, the Manscaped 2-in-1 Shampoo and Conditioner, which just launched. Killed 2 birds with 1 stone.
That's awesome.
The Manscaped Cologne Infused Body Wash. The Shears 2.0 Luxury 4-piece Nail Kit. The Crop Mops Ball Wipes for your stanky balls. And the Manscaped Signature Cologne. Get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com/Pat. Be the ballsiest gift giver this year with Manscaped.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Manscaped. Joining us now is the host of the Man to Man podcast, a 9-year NFL vet, and also host of Everything DB. Ladies and gentlemen, teammate of mine, incredibly intelligent man, dad of the year, Darius Butler. D-But, what's going on, man?
Not too much, man. Hanging in there. What's going on, fellas?
Just hanging out. I'm in the middle of, obviously, an epic golf ball bounce, so I apologize for not looking at the screen currently. But, Darius, let's dive right into it. What the fuck were the Vikings doing yesterday? What was that? How's that happen, D-Butt? How is that even a situation that we have to be miserable because of with the Super Boost dying as the Lions get their first win on the last second play?
I heard Tone earlier go down their historically bad 2-minute defense, which is shocking, with Zimmer obviously been at the helm. But that was terrible, man. You let Goff drive down, no timeouts, but then you got it all on line, one play. Like AJ said earlier, you got to defend that goal line. You got to defend that with your life. You have to make the receiver run you into the end zone. So the corner played it way too soft. The play call isn't terrible. Some people, you either send max pressure, you go max coverage, but either one of them, the advantage is still on the defense. You just got to execute better. Terrible by the player and bad by the coaching staff as well.
D, but on that last play, do you think it was a communication error, with the DB being 3 or 4 yards deep in the end zone? Was he waiting for some kind of inside receiver breaking out and he was protecting himself? Because if you're not in front of the goal line, they're going to score. They're going to turn around and score on it.
It's a touchdown.
Yeah, exactly. I don't see any possible communication error. Honestly, that's something you got to practice. That's something, and anybody knows on any level. Like, hey, last play of the game, 4th down. Don't let this guy in the end zone. So it was inexplicable by 27. He was almost in a bail when you look at the screenshots of it. He was bailing out like he was in the middle of the field, afraid to get beat deep and let the guy just hook it up right between him and the safeties. It was just horrible. Detroit Lions did everything they could possibly do to lose that game before that. Yeah. And then Goff and MCDC got their first win. So, shout out to Foxy.
Hey, shout out Foxy.
Shout out
Foxy. Hey, we're all incredibly happy for you.
Thank you.
Nah, you banned it from the Super Bowls. I heard that's fucked up.
No, not me. I didn't ban him. Tone did, but
that was a recommendation.
I didn't. No, Tone said, "Please, you're banned.
You're banned.
You're banned." Classic Tone, by the way. Let's move to a different story that involves Tone. Ben Roethlisberger say, "Hey, boys, one last trip around the Ferris wheel here. One more go for the old Gipper that is Ben Roethlisberger." Your thoughts on that potentially motivating the squad, and what happened to the Ravens? What's going on in Baltimore?
Ravens are looking good. Lamar's obviously he's not looking good. 4.5 points either way with this game, this matchup at this point in the season. I thought was too many points. Went with the Steelers at home. It was a lot of outside noise. A lot of stuff Tomlin had to address. Obviously, the Big Ben rumors about him retiring after this season came out. So it was kind of expected. You expect that game to come down to a last play or a field goal or something like that. It came down to a 2-point conversion. Lamar, a little overthrow. Maybe Andrew slows down a little bit. T.J. Watt gets pressure. T.J. Watt's looking like Defensive Player of the Year. Minka had a nice pick early on the season. But the recipe right now for defenses is pressure Lamar and force him to beat you with his arm.
Hey, D, but tonight the Patriots are underdogs against the Buffalo Bills. I know Bill Belichick would never publicly even let people know that he understands they're underdogs, but do you think, I'm sure he would be aware of this, he wants to run it up tonight being an underdog?
You know what? I don't think he cares much about being an underdog, but being that he's one day into having a number 1 seed in the AFC, I don't think it's a chance in hell he goes up there to Buffalo and let Sean McDermott, Josh Allen take that away from him. So I think they go up there and handle business. They get points. Saban got points this weekend. A-Rod got points at home at Lambeau. Big Ben getting points at home. I got to go with Belichick and the Patriots to cover and win tonight.
One of those things is not like the other, but nonetheless, good point was made there with Bill Belichick getting points on a Monday Night Football game.
You talking shit about Big Ben?
Huh?
You talking shit about Big Ben?
No, it's a game like 2 truths and a lie. Let everybody guess. You know what I mean? Let everybody guess. You know what I mean?
I've been watching the Ravens this last month, so that was a lot of points against that defense. But
hold on. So you think Ben Roethlisberger all the way back? This one for the Gipper thing is good news. He's going to finish this thing hot.
I wouldn't go that far, but I definitely wouldn't count him out either. I wouldn't count him out either, especially knowing he has however many games left in that stadium. I can't count him out, especially with that defense. It's not like he has to go out and put up 35, 38 points a game. If that defense can start playing well, especially when Hayden gets back in the mix, they could definitely win some games. Nobody in that division looks like a world beater. Ravens, they're down to earth. Browns suck. Bengals, who knows what Burrow's pinky's going to do the next few weeks. So, they're not dead. They're far from dead.
Okay, so to be clear, I agree with everything you just said. But you said Saban, Belichick, Aaron Rodgers, Ben Roethlisberger.
Mike Tomlin. Let's go Mike Tomlin.
All first ballot.
Okay, Mike Tomlin. Okay.
Yeah, what's the problem?
What's that?
All first ballot Hall of Famers. Every single one of them.
That's true.
All right. I mean, valid, I guess.
2 Super Bowls.
But not in the same conversation. I mean, they might be in that conversation together, but there is a different conversation. No offense, I'll never be in that conversation. Neither of those. I'll never be in any of those. But, I mean, Belichick, Saban, Aaron Rodgers.
2 Super Bowls.
Points at home. That's all I'm saying.
Mount Rushmore.
All right. Let's move on. Maybe I'm wrong. Hey, what if he goes on and wins this one, too? Just like Jerome Bettis did in his last year. What if this is the year that Ben Roethlisberger goes on a run? Let's pivot to Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. They look unbelievable. Vita Vea doesn't get talked about enough. Last week, I saw him change the identity of the Indianapolis Colts. All right? He ate a helmet with his mouth. He lost a tooth. He shut down Jonathan Taylor in the run game early, so much so that Frank actually said, fuck it. I ain't messing with Vita, Sue, and the boys on the D-line. Then yesterday, he did this swim dance. It might have been a surf dance from the Big Oos. He is a game wrecker. With the way that offense is going with Gronk, if AB comes back healthy, they might be primed to do it again, D-Butt.
Yeah, I mean, that would be my bet favorite on that side. Obviously, them and the Packers. But, I mean, Brady, he's obviously a betting favorite for the MVP. Vita Vea, he's not even back all the way back yet. He's still dominating. They got playmakers on both sides of the ball. Sean Murphy-Bunting getting back in the fold. Carlton Davis. I mean, this is the time of year last year when they got hot and went on the run. It's going to be pretty much the same this year. It's looking like I wouldn't want to play that team right now. They're a buzzsaw on offense. Gronk had that little mini break in the middle of the season, so he's going to be fresh. AB will be back in 2-3 weeks.
No,
I mean,
they're cutting him. They're cutting him. They're cutting him.
Wait, what? That came out? I didn't hear that.
No, that's a conversation. That's a conversation. That's conversation. Yeah, I didn't expect it either when I saw the headline. And I was like, oh, that's not real. And then, could you imagine if Bruce Arians was like, he fucking faked a vaccination card. Get him out of here.
That would shock me.
With everything else that has gone on. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, D-But you just mentioned the Bucs and the Packers, but what about the Cardinals? Do we think they're going to be in it towards the end? Because they seem to be a machine right now.
Yeah. Everything they've shown us this season is no reason for you not to expect them to be there. Came out of the gate week 1, and they haven't really slowed down. Even when they lost Kyler, lost D-Hop for some weeks. They look the best on both sides of the ball. The only reason I would still have them kind of in that 3 spot and everybody else in the NFC is kind of outside looking in is just because I haven't seen that team, that quarterback, that coach do it in December, do it in January when it counts the most. I've seen it in Green Bay done. I've seen it done in Tampa, in New England with Brady and those coaching staff. So I just haven't seen it yet. But, I mean, everything they've shown us this year, they'll definitely be in the end.
Kyler looks so cool.
Yeah.
You know, in the
So
highlight,
easy.
he looks so cool. And I guess I didn't watch the full game. Zito did because it was a Bears team and he's watching until, maybe they get good again in the future, which might happen. That was miserable weather. He said that Kyler did not look like perfect throughout the game, but 4th and 2, they throw a 30-yard bomb on the dime to D-Hop in the middle of that rain wind. I just think that was a big-time win for the Cardinals as a team. I think, just kind of getting back into this thing in Chicago with how miserable it was up there. I think it's going to be big for him. Go on, Ty.
D-But next to Gumpy, you are the biggest Dolphins fan I know. We were talking last time you were on Friday about whether you'd have, take Burrow or Herbert in the first round. Are we sure Tua isn't that guy? I mean, is Tua the guy moving forward? Dolphins have won 5 in a row, looking pretty good. Are they going to make, a playoff push here? What the hell's going on?
Now, I wouldn't say playoff push, but they are looking damn good. I'm still standing on that kitty table for Tua. I like him, man. He's, 4 games in a row now. I think he's got over 100 passer rating. So you got to love what you're seeing from him. You're seeing development. I think they continue to build that O-line and continue to get more weapons around him. He'll keep getting better, man. But, I mean, that Burrow-Herbert conversation, I think it's still out of those two. If you're building it, then Tua will come right after that. But he's far from a slouch. So he's looking better and better. I'm happy about it.
Those still shots of lefties throwing the ball look so awkward.
Yeah.
Because there's still shots of him. His arm just looks, it's like probably perfect form is how it's supposed to be, but that's like what the lefties are. Yeah, I mean, that just looks so awkward, but he's precise. He drops dimes. I don't know why there's all these conversations about moving on from him, why they did what they... He's a guy, it feels like, Gumpy. It legitimately feels like he might... Now, I don't know if the Dolphins will ever generate a guy. Like it takes more than just the player but it feels like he's a guy, Gump.
Yeah, and the reason the plays are short and he doesn't throw it far is because the O-line stinks. That's by design.
Exactly.
That's all they can do right now.
Yeah, he's an absolute player. Go ahead, Diggs.
Hey, D-Bud, if you're a defender, if you're a defense, who would you rather go against? Gardner Minshew or Jalen Hurts?
Oh. I mean, I would rather play against Minshew, just because he can't hurt us as much with his legs. He played great though. He played great. I would, but if I'm on that team, I would still want Jalen Hurts to be my starting quarterback going forward for sure. But I mean, Minshew, he's good enough to be a starter in this league for sure. I mean, you look around the league, he's good enough to be a starter. Can he continue? He lost a bunch of games in Jacksonville, of course, but terrible team, terrible surrounding cast, supporting cast, kind of what you talked about with Tua. But I would rather play Minshew than Hurts right now.
Hey, going back to the Bucs quick, how would you cover Gronk? Like, if you're a D coordinator, what are you supposed to do to cover this?
Man, I mean, he's one of those dudes that even when he's covered, he's open. Even at this stage
You
of
got to
his
try to
career.
jam him at the line and just make sure his release is 2 seconds late.
Yeah, you try. But I mean, but what type of you need Vita Vea to jam him to really knock him off. You know what I mean? So you can get somebody in front of him that reroutes him. But once he actually gets into that defense and gets going downfield, and you see him, they're like two kids on the sideline when they're talking about, hey, you saw it? Yeah, and it's just like he throws guys off. I mean, he's a monster. He's been one of the best. He'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And obviously, he's had the same guy throwing the ball for that long. So when they have that type of rapport, it's not much you can do. It's not much you can do with that, honestly. Especially with the other weapons around him, with Godwin, with Evans, it's just a lot.
Evans made some big time plays, and I was like, oh, Evans is back. Okay, so that's great news for everybody, including Gronk, right? But Gronk is also great news for Mike Evans, and then you add in Godwin being an absolute stud. That offense, if they continue to get hot, like they've won by double digits the last 2 weeks or whatever. It's looked rather easy for them as of late, although there has been games this season where we go, oh, the Buccaneers stink. What? How is this?
I mean, you watch them, though, even they've been winning these last couple of weeks. You watch them, and if you're watching the game, it's like, they can still play much better. Like, they didn't play, I wouldn't say they played nearly their best yesterday, but they can play better. And you said Mike Evans back. Mike Evans, the thing with him is, he controls that middle of the field safety. So regardless if he's putting up numbers or getting catches or not, if I'm a defender, D coordinator, DB coach, my post safety, wherever playing single high, I have to be leaned over the 13's way. So that's hell on whoever's guarding 87 up the seam. And then when you get 81 back outside 14. So that's the dilemma you're always met with that team.
Oh, so Tom just gets to do whatever he wants. Well. Let's talk about another team that we watch and we go, oh, those motherfuckers can get a lot better, and they're still winning. The Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes still top 5 quarterback in passing yards. Tyreek Hill still top 5 wide receiver in receiving yards. They get a win, no passing touchdowns. And the only conversation I think today, aside from how much of that tin did John Elway have in his mouth? I think he had the full thing. Aside from that conversation, it's just like, are we going to see the Chiefs ever really get fully back into that dominant offense? They can just flip the switch, which I think is why everybody still says they're the team that's going to run through the AFC, even though how hot the Patriots are and the Colts, and we'll talk about that in a second. But what do you think it is? And you think they're still going to be able to do that whenever push comes to shove down the line?
I mean, that's the team, that's the quarterback you got to trust the most right now on the AFC side, and he's not playing well. Another game, not throwing a touchdown. Kelsey, Hill, they're putting up stats, but if you're watching the game, they're not dominating the games like they're usually doing. But these last 4 or 5 weeks, the good part of it is that defense. That defense is balling. The defense is dominating. Even Sorensen got him a nice pick 6 last night, and he's been getting – beat on and picked on throughout the media and teams and stuff like that all year. So to see him get his play, but that defense is playing great. And you gotta just expect at this point in the season, this offense is going to have to click at some point. So I would still be terrified to run into that team late in the season or in the playoffs.
How about the Colts? They're getting hot right now. They fed Jonathan Taylor. It was a dominant game, literally from the first snap, with Kenny Moore, who joined us about an hour and 15 minutes ago with a pick on Tyrod Taylor, who got hurt. Moment of silence for Tyrod Taylor's health. All right. Hope you come back, Tyrod.
Good luck, Tyrod.
Shout out to Tease and Bees, Tyrod. I think he had some ligament stuff, right?
The wrist.
Week to week.
That stinks. He still owes me 20 public push-ups, but I love Tyrod Taylor, but they got killed yesterday, the Texans. This Colts team, hey, let's go, D-Butt. We're finding it. Frank Reich fed Jonathan. Why is T.Y. not down in the red zone? But Jonathan Taylor, 2 tuds. This guy's getting the rock. The team has found their identity again, hopefully.
Yeah, feed them. You guys said it, what was that, Friday? Talked about them being 31 in run defense, and they took advantage of that, obviously, fed JT. And this is what you got to do at this point in the season. When you play bad teams, you just got to beat the shit out of them. Like, you can't be close. You can't give them life early. You just got to beat the dog shit out of them. That's what they did in the division. So, it's tough going on the road in your division. I don't care, what the records are. You saw what happened in Minnesota. So they handle business, so you love to see it. This is the point of the season where it's kind of not much room for error for the Colts. Still an outside chance, we can win the division, especially what's going on in Tennessee. So I love to see it yesterday.
Well, we appreciate you stopping by. Do you respect, Kenny Morwell?
Oh, yeah. Love Kenny, man. I love the type of player he is coming in. I was with him as a rookie, and that was the year we drafted, Malik first round. We had Quincy second round. And then I think Kenny was cut from New England, and it came over right after training camp. And he was just a sponge, always on point in meetings, always paying attention. So it's not surprising me at all. We still talk a lot during the season. It doesn't surprise me at all, his success. So smart, man. He affects the game, run game, pass game, blitzing, everything. So I love to see. I love seeing Kenny ball out, man. He got to get paid, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
You paid him early. Yeah. You signed him long, smart move, but you got to cough that chicken up.
Yeah, it might happen. You got to take care of your chickens, man. Joining us every Monday. We can't thank him enough. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius Butler. Thank you, D-Butt. Hey, boy, D-Butt.
Hello, babe.
See you, D-Butt.
See you.
New England cut him, huh?
Hey, he wasn't smart enough to be a Patriot, huh?
We've cut a lot of guys. I believe we cut Chris Jones, too.
Who?
Before he went to KC. Chris Jones.
Who?
Chris Jones.
Stone Cold Chris Jones.
What?
Hey, man, he's been dominant back in there, huh?
Oh, yeah.
How about Sorensen with the He could have got called for taunting. Call him back. What are we doing?
That was sweet.
Are we not calling? I love that they let him go. Hey, read the room, ref. Good job.
Imagine if Carenti was there.
Wait.
Scumbag.
Carenti would have chased him down and batted the ball out of his hand.
TJ got one yesterday for saying hi to a guy, so.
These refs.
I'm surprised Vrabel didn't jump in when he saw them not throw the flag on Sorensen.
Hey, Vrabel tweeting at NFL officiating. Did you see this, AJ?
No, I didn't see it.
So Vrabel, I guess he had time. Vrabel was watching the Kansas City-Denver game, and the Travis Kelce catch, 2 feet down, punch out, turnover, which would have been massive for Denver, I think, at the time, gets called a no catch or whatever. How you doing? Keep it moving. NFL officiating then compounded on top of that and tweeted out, the ruling on the field in Denver versus Kansas City was an incomplete pass. After review, it was determined that Kansas City 87, Travis Kelce, did not fully complete the process of a catch because the third element of a catch, time, was not met. Therefore, the ruling on the field stood as incomplete. And I can almost see Walt Anderson tweeting that, right? As we go, a little bit of a dunk. Vrabel did not say anything other than a screenshot of Article 3 of the NFL rulebook, which is of a completed or intercepted pass. And there is there is clauses, there's an AA. So it's Article 3A, byline A, byline B, byline C. Not a single time is time mentioned in this entire thing. And Vrabel, just watching the game at home, goes, these motherfuckers can't ever get anything right, and tweets it at him. I love Vrabes, man. I absolutely love this guy. One of the most Ohio things I've seen in some time is doing this to the NFL officiating official Twitter account.
Well, how about, I don't think people are fully aware of this. What are the 3 things that you need to secure a catch?
So the third thing isn't real. Time is not a real thing. Let's pull that back up. So a player who makes a catch may advance the ball. A forward pass is complete, parenthesis, by the offense, or intercepted, parenthesis, by the defense in the field of play, at the sideline, or in the end zone if a player who is inbounds, A, secures control of the ball in his hands or arms prior to the ball touching the ground, and B, touches the ground inbounds with both feet or with any part of his body other than his hands, and C, after A and B have been fulfilled, performs any act common to the game, i.e., tuck the ball away, extend it forward, take an additional step, turn upfield, or avoid or ward off an opponent, or he maintains, can we drop the ticker? control of the ball long enough to do so. So not a single time mentioned in the entire article.
Is that the old football move? What they used to call a football move?
Yeah, I think so.
And he did tuck it.
And he did have 2 feet down.
Tweet out this time thing.
Well, because they're idiots. And I think that's what Vrabel was saying. Y'all motherfuckers don't even know your own rules, I think is what Vrabel was saying in his tweet. Although he did not say that, and there's nothing he can get fined for in this particular standpoint because he didn't say anything. Hey, I'm just screenshotting and sending over here. Unless he photoshopped, okay, if he photoshopped his own rules and took time out of it, then maybe call for a little bit of something from Roger. I don't think he can get in trouble for this.
Vrabel getting fined on his bye week, though, would have been awesome.
Yes, and from his Twitter account. Mike Vrabel got fined for his Twitter account on his bye week. Build the legend. What a guy.
So that's from the actual website. So he got it from the website.
Okay, item 1, player going to the ground. Item 2, sideline catches. Item 3, end zone catches. Quick scan, I don't see time. And I'm good at word searches.
Maintains control of the ball long enough. Is that what he's saying is time?
Yeah, I don't know.
Ooh,
Maybe.
No
But you think Vrabel 100% sober there watching that game, putting that tweet out?
He's probably at the facility breaking down film.
Yeah, probably had maybe a sick or two. He probably had a dip and a sick.
Maybe a couple heaters.
Yeah, a couple heaters maybe. Maybe, hey, he had top shelf and bottom
Oh,
shelf.
man.
Oh, yeah. Are these motherfuckers?
No sig, maybe.
I love that guy. Is he ever going to come on this show, you think?
Have we asked him?
Well, we asked the PR person. The PR person said, hey, take a hike or whatever.
Yeah, we'll see you later in the season.
Yeah, the Rams and the
I'll ask him
Titans
sometime.
PR. Yeah.
I'll
Rams
ask him
PR.
sometime. I'm sure he'll annihilate both of us the whole time.
Oh, well.
In a good, fun way.
I think that'd be good I think that'd be good internet. Like, I
Oh,
think
it'd be amazing.
that's what we're bringing Vrabel on for, right? I mean, that is.
He would be like Bill Burr just roasting us the whole time, I bet.
Hey, Bill Burr needs to relax on the Colts fans, by the way. We're a fucking wagon right now, Bill.
No, it's all right. But also, after seeing Vrabel and Man of the Arena, too, you know he would just come on here and talk shit. For the
Vrabel
entire time.
hated doing that. Did you watch it?
I didn't get to see him yet.
That'd be one of my first questions. How much did you hate doing Man in the Arena? Because there was no quotes from Vrabes.
Yeah.
A lot of quotes from Brewski, you know? And they actually bring up Teddy Bruschi saying that he got emotional, and Vrabes go, oh, of course Bruschi was emotional. And then they clipped out of it. It was like, Vrabe, what a legend, this guy. I watched the entire thing. You know, that perfect little quarterback you guys had, ain't real. He can handle some shit. And that was really all that Vrabel was. Aaron Rodgers Tuesday is back in 21 hours. We'll see you then. Cheers. That was a good hard out.
Nailed it.
That was a good hard out. We got to have Vrabes on this show, though, at some point. I don't know him at all. Am I allowed to call him that? Oh.
Of course. Yeah.
All right, good. Good. I think I sent him a DM one time about something, and he called, I think he called the whole show soft. He said a punter and a...
Yeah.
I forget the word he used.
He said something about me having long hair or something.
Yeah, with a man bun. Something he called you something old with a man bun. It was it was a very precise slaughtering, just in one message back or whatever. I can't wait to chat with him. We're going to talk about something. What was it? I said this would be good.
Oh, the
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. Yeah, we figured it out though.
We figured it out, right?
So
Well done. Ahead of
We're
schedule.
moving it.
Check
Ahead of schedule.
Look at us, dude. Are we doing?
Wait,
this?
what do you mean you figured it out?
Well, we'll figure it out LA. I'm going there on Friday. So we decided to put a pin in it. We'll circle back.
Yes.
Because we got to get a little bit of a better high level view on the things as opposed to the one email we read that could have been taken out of context because Omicron is coming through, dude. Listen, we might get freezing cold take on this Omicron, but we might.
They had Radio Row last year at the Super Bowl, didn't they?
I don't think anybody went.
Like an abbreviated version, maybe?
I think there might have been some people that pay to be a part of the NFL's media crew that had to sit far away from each other. But I don't think it was like a Radio Row.
No.
But is it like a normal Radio Row this year, but there'll just be restrictions on masking and different things?
Well, the only email that I've seen is basically like, hey, I've only seen like are you interested? Here's some of the, mandates that are potentially coming. And it was like, oh, that seems like a lot. Are we going to be able to produce like a show? And they're like, well, if you're on camera, you don't have to do all this stuff. It's just immediately once you stop. It's like, okay, because if you're going there, they're already forced interviews with people, right? They're already being forced to sell whatever shit they're selling. They're whatever they're trying to Old Spice, Gator, whatever they're trying to sell. They're coming on a Pizza Hut. They're coming on what? I mean, there's going to be all. They're coming on to sell or whatever. Everybody's coming on. But then you add in the fact that nobody's going to be anywhere near comfortable at all. Like I just think about for the good of the show. I think for the good of the show. So I'm going to have to look into it more. I'll learn more on Friday at LA.
I would imagine everyone's going to be there. I think
it's LA. I guess.
Yeah. Plus the setup that has been concocted is also perfect for this type of.
It could be, but I mean, who knows how much space?
It's all about space.
It's all about space and where you're at in there. We've seen the Radio Row setup before.
Oh, yeah.
We have experienced the Radio Row before. It ended with Drew Brees elbow and tie in the back of the head because there wasn't enough room for him to say, "What up, Cuban Zeke?"
That's right.
Oh yeah, what's up, Drew?
Sup, Drew? Hey, thanks for the peanut butter thing, man.
Hell yeah.
It was so good.
Smoothie King.
It was so good. I knew that when I was talking to him on Radio Row there. Moments before he elbow tie in the back of the head and said, "What's up to Cuban Zeke?" Who was getting shouted out by Young Jeezy and everybody. Sup, dude? Sup, dude? He was really good on the show. And I was like, oh, this guy's going to do media. I didn't know he was going to be the star of Football Night in America.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
No, I know. And I liked him before that. I didn't realize he was the biggest asshole in the United States. And then also, I mean, he brings you a very, very small, cheapskate, obviously. Can't, overhead. Can't bring you a large, whatever he's selling.
He's looking at me. I was 275.
Aaron Donald comes in, brings us fucking 3 large pies from pizza. It's like, this guy gets it. This guy gets how to do radio.
Yeah, but didn't that pizza stink?
No.
Pizza Hut. It was Pizza Hut.
He had one of them that was his own personal concoction, which was like banana peppers, cheese, no sauce.
It was cheesy. It was cheesy dough.
Cheesy bread. But then he also brought us a fucking large meat lovers because he's a good guy.
Well, Aaron, Aaron knows.
Guy.
Yeah, he knows.
And to be clear, I was 275 pounds at that time. Drew might have been looking out for me. They might have had a large, and Drew was like, "Look at the big fella. Do you know what he used to look like? Look at that jaws." And then he dumped it into a smaller cup, and then he came up. I think we got Drew all wrong strictly because he did come on down with the apex of that elbow right in here.
Is there footage of this?
No.
You could probably find it on the live show somewhere. I don't know, maybe not. And it's unfortunate because, like I said, I used to like watching Drew Brees play, and now I just, fuck the guy. I'll hate him forever.
All right, well.
I just want to see if this is exaggerated at all.
I didn't hear about. I didn't know it was happening until directly afterwards.
I believe the boys then.
Well, that's the thing. I did not see it either. This was all happening in real time, and then immediately afterwards, I go, "Oh, it's pretty good." And then somebody, I think it was Foxy, just started laughing. He was like, "Ask Ty."
Yeah. Tony watched it happen.
And
Foxy watched it happen.
Everybody was kind of like, "Just ask Ty." And I was like, "Ty, what happened?" And then Ty obviously gets into the.
And then
but after you got elbowed, was there any like, "Oh, hey, my bad"?
No.
Well,
because he's a fucking asshole.
No, I think he was on his way out.
He ball tapped me on the way out.
No, that is not true. Drew gave us a great interview. I'd like to let it be known. Drew gave us a great interview. Will we be back down at Radio Row for more of those?
What if he does? Hey, this year though, he's gonna see Ty. Hey Ty, what's up, man? Big high five. Boom, ball tap.
Oh no! If he reached out to
misdirection, dude.
If he reached out to give me a handshake, I'd fucking smack his hand on and say, "Get the
Drew
fuck
Brees,
out of my face."
He's pushing that sled further than anybody in that town that pushed the sled.
That may be true. If he tries to shake my hand, I'll fucking smack it out.
No, you guys are going to make it up. I think you guys are going to make up.
Well, hey, ball's in his court because, like I said, I will hate his guts until I die. Unless he, wants to.
So should we go? I don't know if we should go. All these people, too, are going to be there that we talk about every single day in our little bubble.
That's why I want to go.
That's not why you're worried?
Siciliano?
We don't really kill people, though.
There's been a couple, not who you. Get the fuck you.
I don't.
What?
Are you kidding me?
Who do I kill? Other than Tubin and Cuomo's.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right.
You have a whole list.
The boy, you do stoke the flames, though, of the boys in their potential burials.
That doesn't sound like me.
And I always have to go, whoa. I do a lot of those, Even people I don't know. I'm like, whoa. This guy does not deserve whatever is happening right now. I know that for sure. But imagine we go out there and we see Schrags.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Schrags! Did you see him catch a tide?
I did. He looks good, man. He should maybe try to get into a camp.
Yeah. He could definitely be a consultant.
There it goes. Man.
Maybe the USFL.
Oh.
Get Schrags in the
You guys could play together.
What's your deal? What's your
Toxic.
deal?
You got so distraught about that.
I thought we were having a.
Well,
I thought it was supposed to be a meeting.
Fox exec, though. A Fox exec.
Yeah, I thought this was supposed to be like a meeting.
So he's not a football guy.
Well, they're kind of a football place, right?
Yeah, but he's trying to tell you your career path and where you should play football.
No, this guy just threw out an idea, in the middle of a potential conversation.
You should have thrown him an idea that something he should do.
Well, I did. I feel like I kind of guided the waters in the proper fashion at the time. He knew. Everybody knew as soon as he said, "Oh, this guy's a fucking idiot." Hey, this guy probably just burned a bridge for the rest of this guy's life. Yeah, he did. And he will. It's great being on Fox every Friday night, though.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
The best. You know where we should stay out there?
Where?
That one guy on his birthday got a brand new house out in L.A. It's beautiful. AJ,
Brent Bilzerian's house.
AJ, you wished him a happy birthday. What's his name? Don't speak for yourself.
Come on, dude. Acho, you know.
Oh.
Why are we staying at Acho's house? What do you didn't Acho live there? Is that what you're
Yeah, he does.
If Acho Airbnb's his nice house, okay, for LA for Super Bowl week, I did see it. It is a nice place.
Oh, yeah.
I will look at that whole thing.
I mean,
beautiful.
If I'm Airbnb in my house, us and the boys are not who I want to rent to.
What are you talking about?
What does that mean?
I'm just saying, I'm trying to rent to some sweet old lady or something that's not going to trash line.
You think sweet old ladies coming to Super Bowl, dude? Maybe. I don't know if they're renting a house for everybody. And we take care of things. We're very proper, I think. Now, granted, if you have seats that don't handle,
there it is.
I'm heavy, and when I sit, I blew the back off of a $2,000 chair.
Or you have
nice.
an entertainment,
Very nice.
an entertainment door that we can't get through, and we have to go through it somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, so maybe you're right. I mean, there has been some cause for concern, but if you're not an asshole and have asshole,
We fixed it.
Yeah, we fix everything.
You're right.
Except the chair.
You're right.
Oh yeah, that house down in Orlando. I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
I fixed it.
I still don't remember.
We plastered it.
Oh yeah, you did it.
That door?
Yeah.
Blasted your shoulder into the door. So.
By the way, we should have been allowed access to that house. We rented the whole house. That room was one of the most important rooms.
Needed it. How did you get it done?
We never caught anything from that, by the way. That's how much we fixed it. We brought in we had somebody come fix the fucking wooden
frame. The door frame
of a door. That's how much we fix it, though. You hear that? Like, hey, we might.
I was there, yeah. I saw it. Believe me, I
AJ's
remember.
also full of shit. He has rented his house out to someone with a tumultuous past as well.
That's true.
That's true.
Oh, fucking! Isn't that interesting? Glass house. Glass house. Well.
Tumultuous past. I mean, who hasn't had a few hiccups?
Oh, that's what. He's back, by the way. We can't get into it. Yeah, we can't get into it. But he is back.
Signed an NDA.
He's taking swings. You know what I mean? He is back. Anyways, let's talk about Monday Night Manning.
Hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Can't
What's
wait.
going on tonight?
It's back.
Who is it?
The guest list out.
The guest list: David Letterman, Aqib Talib, Joe Buck. We're going down to 3 guests.
Here
This
we
is
go.
big.
Here we go.
This is big. Let's watch some.
Three potentially really good guests too. I think
Letterman and Peyton have an incredible relationship. I'd assume Eli and David also have a great relationship. Aqib Talib is an electric factory. Every time he speaks, I enjoy the hell out of it. And Joe Buck is going to do Joe Buck things. He'll probably guide that thing just like Al Michaels did a couple weeks ago. Let's have a good Monday Night Manning.
Here we go, boys.
Let's have a good Monday Night Manning here, AJ. 3 guests instead of 4. When do you think we're going to hear the Mannings talking about the game?
so. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see when these guests are put on. Hopefully, there's a big chunk of time in between some of these guests to where we do get a good, solid 20, 30 minutes of Peyton and Eli going back and forth.
Of Peyton getting pissed off about bad football, but not a lot of that's going to happen tonight.
No, I hope not. I can't wait to hear what Peyton has to say about Mac. And I think, I know Talib's a massive Belichick guy because when that whole Brady Belichick thing was going on, he took the Belichick camp. But was he
when
on?
it was anonymous source time.
Yeah, exactly. When he was just saying his own experiences. But was he on the 2015 Denver Super Bowl team? I
believe so.
And he also played for the Patriots, right?
Yeah, also played for the Patriots, won a Super Bowl.
So him and Peyton probably pretty tight. Andy's on the Patriots. Here we go. Bill Belichick, defensive guy. What are you trying to do? Listening to Peyton try to explain what it was like playing against Bill Belichick every year, by the way. It was not just in the playoffs, regular season scheduled too. It just so happened to happen that the Colts and Patriots would basically play every single year. I was at the tail end of that, and it was every time we were going to fucking Foxborough. It would have been nice to have him here. Oh, we did and we won. Melvin Bull.
Yeah.
4th and 2. No big deal.
That was a crazy game, but that is one of the best parts about the Man in the Arena is reliving the Patriots-Colts rivalry that was like.
For the Patriots fans, it's a good time.
Of course.
I've seen some Colts fans that don't necessarily love the Man in the Arena early segments here, but I'm excited for tonight, Monday Night Manning. Let's go ahead and make our picks, AJ. It is time, and then we'll get into Overreaction Monday on the Twitter, and then we'll get the hell out of here and ride into the Super Boost that'll be reigned by AJ Hawk. Woo!
Here we go.
Tomorrow. What do you got tonight, AJ? Patriots plus 2.5 going to Buffalo, AJ Hawk. This is coming at a time where everybody's talking about how hot the New England Patriots are. Now Bill Belichick gets points on the road against a Buffalo Bills squad that has been hit or miss, mostly hit, but some misses that have been devastating. What are your thoughts on how tonight's game goes, AJ Hawk?
Well, speaking with Darius earlier, just reinforced my belief in the Patriots tonight, and it's true. Like, they have a stranglehold on the AFC, and they want to keep hold of that. So I'm going to definitely take the Patriots to win and cover plus 2.5. It is crazy to me that the streak that they are on, that they are underdogs in this game.
All right, I'll take them to win, cover. Stevenson for an anytime touchdown score.
No, that's not part of it.
Yep, keep going.
Damian Harris, anytime touchdown score.
Yep, we'll allow it.
Mac Jones, anytime score.
Is that what you want? Is that what you want?
No, I don't want anything. I don't need any extras here.
Okay, well,
I want you to all of a sudden be 6-15 after tonight.
No, I'm 7 already. I'm 7 and 6 already, so it's impossible for that. What are you shaking your head for? Is he out?
No, the running backs are so hard to tell because, like, when Damian Harris scored last week, it was on a Stevenson drive, but he had a very long run. Next play, Harris run, and he scores. That's why it's such a difficult game there.
So I'm on Patriots to win and Damian Harris touchdown. If I get it, I get 1.5.
What happens if you don't?
No, because money line is
3.5.
Yeah,
there you go.
Do you want like a I told you so if Stevenson scores too?
Yeah, that'd be a 0.25.
Right.
Okay,
that would be a 0.25.
So possible 4.25.
So there's a chance I catch him.
Okay.
All right. Even though we were both on the same side tonight.
I can't wait to see the results.
I'll just take the Bills. I don't like it.
I mean, to be honest, with everybody on the Pats now, it's like similar to the Packers.
All right, I'm taking the Bills, AJ. I'm going to catch you. We're going to
It's not
tie.
a bad pick. The Bills are due, man. The Bills' offense is due.
It's my second pick.
Bills offense just scored 31 points against the Saints. What do you mean?
I got the Bills at home tonight, Monday Night Football. Are you kidding me? Let's go, dude.
You got them straight up, right? No points?
Wind. Has Mac ever played in any wind ever in his entire
That's
life?
what I'm wondering. I mean, it's all fine and dandy, down there in Alabama where the humidity is roaring and the ball is soaring. And up there in New England, they have no wind on the bay there.
No,
they have no wind at all there. Yeah. He's screwed. Josh Allen and the Bills. Give it to me. Minus 2.5. Let's go.
Okay. All right, good.
We'll see.
I'm on the record as not loving it.
I mean, and don't forget, you also have Pat's money line, Pat's spread, Damon.
No. Those are out.
Oh,
those are all out.
Okay.
All right.
Stop self-handicapping.
Oh, no. Does that mean this Friday is the first event?
What?
What?
Yeah. Zito said there's some breaking news. Just like when I was a child and they stopped school for a day on the implosion of the igloo in Pittsburgh, an era was dead where the Penguins dominated the rest of the stupid fucking NHL and we're moving into a new arena, an upgraded arena. It was a sad, sad day for all Yinzers that the Penguins were moving out of the igloo into their new igloo.
Hell yeah.
Today, it has been official. Staples Center has been removed from the Staples Center.
Oh, no.
Those are not Christmas ornaments. Those are letters that spelled out STAPLESCNTER. An era is dead with 2 cranes, a couple humans, and a big old fucking paycheck from Crypto.com.
Man.
Moment of silence, please, for the Staples Center being labeled the Staples Center with the Staples Center lettering on the outside of the Staples Center. It is dead.
What's the best event to ever take place in there?
Okay, we're having a moment of silence for that event as well.
Son of a
Celine Dion.
Bieber
Michael
sold
Jackson?
that thing. Drake sold that thing a couple
Was Michael Jackson in there?
U2 for Johnny Drummer's birthday.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome. I forgot all about that. How about Kobe putting up
81
champion?
Everything.
What?
Some moment of silence for that place. Staples Center.
Place is still there, though.
Yeah, but it's a new place.
it's not the same place.
Hey, same building. Different owner. We all know how that goes with restaurants and stuff. Imagine if they change names to Urban Meyer's Chocolate.
Oh, no.
Same kitchen, different environment. That's what's going on here at Staples Center. You can move on and take the letters down, but you'll always be the Staples Center to all of us. So is this Friday SmackDown the first one in the Crypto.com?
Yeah.
Oh.
I took the basketball games, but I'm pretty sure.
And is that where we are?
Could be at the StubHub Center.
Yeah, true.
Are we outside?
Is it in L.A.?
Could be outside.
I think it is. Could you imagine how bananas I'm going to go on Crypto.com Center on Friday?
They should do it in the StubHub Center. The weather's
you should
good enough.
refuse to call it that and just call it Staples.
That's
You
closer
are
to San
at Staples
Diego.
Center. I am in Crypto.com Center.
Yeah.
I will call it Staples Center. That's not now titled the Crypto.com Center Arena.
Can we buy those letters?
Well, I think some
Can you
really
put-
rich folks in LA are probably getting that right
Put
now.
them on the igloo.
Are we going to put letters on the igloo?
Well, I don't know, because the igloo has a nice round top, you see. So you can shoot lights onto it, like Christmas lights.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
The Lakers play there tomorrow night, and then the night after that, the Clippers.
Okay, so LeBron gets to open it, I guess. And then Paul George.
What?
And then Friday, Michael Cole and I.
What?
Roman Reigns will fully break in the Crypto.com Center.
Hell yeah.
How about Brock Lesnar? He got bigger. Did you see him on
I
Friday?
actually did see some clips of him, yeah.
Him tossing Sami Zayn around was comedy.
Poor weekend at Sammy's. Dude. Dude, his body was lifeless, perched up on the corner, and then he got speared by Roman. I mean, Sami Zayn went through it on Friday, but now we got Roman Brock day one, AJ.
Are they going to be going against each other this Friday?
No, day one.
Yep.
Day one, dude.
Day one.
Day one.
Of course, day one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, day one. If you had to
Day one.
guess what day one was, could you please give day one a go right now?
Day one, is that a pay-per-view coming up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell us
Here we
more,
go.
AJ.
Brock versus Roman Reigns, right?
Tell us more, AJ.
Hopefully Brock comes over to the table, picks up an old school monitor, and bashes you in the head for it because I'm sure you will be on Roman's side.
Well, I'm actually kind of torn between those two men, but go on. When will this be happening?
It will be happening when day one is ready to go.
And when is day one ready to go?
January 1st.
Yeah! Boy, good promo, AJ. Good
Is it really
promo.
January 1st?
Hey, this guy's a fucking promo
man.
machine.
Get him in the ring.
He just sold the fight. He just sold the potential of what could happen, when it was, where it was, how it was. Hey, boy, AJ.
Is SmackDown on New Year's Eve?
Yeah.
It's Friday.
Yeah.
There's the Scottish psychopath.
Huh? He's kind of been getting screwed in this whole thing.
A little bit. I mean, we got Punishment Hernandez back there.
No.
He's actually
No,
quite
it's Damian
cerebral.
Priest.
Excuse me. But yeah, I mean, he is.
Are you going to wear a tux?
Huh?
SmackDown New Year's Eve, you going to wear a tux?
Maybe I might have something for the occasion.
Oh.
You know what I mean, AJ?
So day one is legit on January 1st?
Yeah, you figured it out. Way to go.
So are you doing a Friday SmackDown and directly a Saturday day one? Where are they?
What? It's not in Carolina, I think.
Both of them?
I think so.
Okay.
No, Atlanta. Sorry. Jeez. I'm in LA this week. I didn't know where I
saw
was.
some WWE stuff going on. It looks scary right now.
War Games last night?
No, yeah.
One of our favorite guys.
Jeff Hardy.
Oh, yeah. What is going on?
Is he all right?
I don't know. I hope so. I have no idea. I heard about that on the internet.
I just saw a few clips and read about it.
He tagged himself out and just left in the middle of the match. And he saw the security guy who travels. Good dude. Bald-headed guy. He actually escorted the out-of-shape guy that came and speared Seth Rollins out of nowhere out of there.
Yep.
He, I don't know. I always assume everything's a work. You know what I mean?
It's probably best, right?
Well, that's kind of how I view all of life. But when I saw it, I was like, I hope he's okay. You know, he's good. I'm a massive fan of his, Jeff Hardy. Massive fan of his. Oh, my God.
He's been doing it forever, hasn't he?
Since he was in high school. Like, actually, since he was in high school. He was wrestling in the WWF at the time. Now he's still in WWE doing it. Hope he's okay. How's the gabagool? He was just on Friday night.
Yeah.
Happy Talk with the hat. How's the gabagool? Let's hit some overreactions and let's get the hell out of here, shall we? Way to go with that day one thing.
AJ. Big brain.
Figured it out.
Who do you got, Roman or Brock in that?
Who should I have?
I don't know.
I need some time. I need some time with this decision.
This is going to count towards the record, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
I'll get
week's.
back to you in a couple
This week's record.
No, you have to say it now because it counts towards this week's record.
But the match doesn't happen until January 1st.
Yeah, but we'll go back and say, actually,
Yeah, we'll remember.
Pat won that week.
I'm
Week
taking
13.
Roman. Give me Roman.
Me too.
Oh.
Okay.
But you knew I was taking Roman, so why'd you?
No, I didn't. You acted like you were torn.
I am kind of torn because when Brock walks by, it's like, I'd like to be a fan of that ox. I started calling him an ox on Friday. He really is. His back is shaped like a Texas Longhorn.
Yeah.
He is fucking massive. It makes no.
His hair is sweet too now.
It is, yeah.
Feels like the wise man is torn, too.
Yeah, what's the wise man lying all about?
I don't know.
Why you always lying? You lying. All right, let's get some overreaction, shall we? This is a recurring segment that we absolutely love. Here's hashtag PMS Overreaction Monday from Big Rye, the GOAT, at Air Norton 23. All right, here we go. Riverboat Ron and the Washington football team is going to sneak its way into the NFC Championship game. You look, says Big Rye. Taylor Heineke. Awesome to watch. They were trying to compare who he looks like, and I think Orlovsky said Tony Romo is how he plays. He literally is maybe the next Fitz. He's more athletic, I think, than Fitz, and he might be a little bit more successful in this early stage than Fitz was. But I love the way Heineke plays, and I think Riverboat Ron has got them boys running over there.
I love Heineke too. I don't know if they are, going to make a run at the NFC Championship or the Super Bowl, but yeah, I'm a fan of what Heineke can do.
I like that.
Absolutely. Chase Young is hurt though for the year. Like he would have helped if he's out there, wreaking havoc on the opposing team's quarterback. But yeah, I like what Washington's doing. Like, don't you think people already wrote them off earlier, and now hey, they're alive?
Yeah, they've made a lot of decisions outside of football that have been despicable and have been brought to light. And there's been so much adversity over there, including more poop water running in the suite just 2 weeks ago. Just 2 weeks ago, there's more poop water getting doused on people. This is multiple times now. Poop water has been associated with FedEx Field. Once again, not necessarily what the football department has to deal with, but there's been so much exposés and drama and everything. They've still been able to win. Good on them over there.
Yeah, football team.
Way to go, football team. They're debuting a new name, too, at some point here in the next couple months. Let's go to the next overreaction. This is from Travis M839-15270. All right, so this guy, random name on Twitter.
Is it social, though? It would.
Could be
839-15270. Maybe. I think it was, hey, my name's Travis M, and he probably wanted like Travis M Sweet.
Right.
Okay. Or like Travis M Dude or something.
Mm-hmm. Travis
like,
M1, and this is what they gave him.
Yeah. Like actually, there's been 8,391,527,000 of Travis M's that have tried to get in to Twitter already. Sorry about it.
Mm-hmm.
So here is your generated fucking name.
Okay. Said, fuck it, I'll take it.
Yeah, Travis is a good guy, though.
Yeah, good guy.
Hashtag PMS Overreaction Monday. Maybe it's time to ease the Tua slander. 10-7 career record. Joey B's record, 9-12-1. Hey, Travis, we're on your page here too, pal. We agree. We don't understand why Miami has treated Tua the way that they have treated Tua, but maybe he just keeps on winning. Nobody will say anything more to him.
Yeah, I don't think this is a big overreact. I think you're 100% right. People wrote him off way too early, called him a bust, say they need to get rid of him. There was all the Deshaun Watson talk. I think Tua absolutely has a chance to be the guy.
Miami did all these things.
Yeah.
The Dolphins.
And Tua, though, also with all of this stuff going on, Tua is still able to step in there and get the job done and win football games when he knows, like, in his brain, he's like, man, if I throw one incomplete pass, I might get yanked.
Well, we talked to Matt Leinart about that. Matt Leinart said he lost his confidence in Arizona whenever Wisenhunt came in and he had to look over his shoulder with Kurt Warner, and obviously Kurt Warner would go on to have great success. But that mental toughness of your team that employed you and drafts you is trying to run you out publicly. It's kind of, and then you're getting benched in prominent moments your rookie year. For a guy, the way it's been handled has obviously been less than perfect, but Tua's been able to just stand in there and continue to be efficient. Even whenever he had an offense coordinator last year, that was from 1971. I love Tua's mental makeup.
Yeah, I mean, even the Ravens game. Like, Jacoby started, Tua came in, and it really didn't seem like there was anything wrong with him. They just started Jacoby instead of him.
That was full circle.
His fingers hurt.
Tua did to Jacoby what Fitzy did to Tua. That's what had to happen.
It had to happen.
That's how it all started.
Circle of life.
Is that what B-Flow's saying? Tua has to be on the other end of this thing so we can make it right from the yin and the yang that has been going on. The risk and the reward has to kind of come back together. He has to kind of take somebody else's gig real quick, so we let him know we like him. Maybe that's what they did.
Yeah, that feels like a Patriots thing that Flores would probably do.
Flores, I don't think is operating like the Patriots, is other than paying Patriots.
Oh, true.
To play for the
I
Patriots?
didn't even think about that.
What if they do just start winning and then they just decide to slice and dice the entire team again themselves? What if that is just what the Dolphins do? What if B-Flow's only way of being a good coach is I need a new roster every single year?
Yeah.
I need new vets. I need new everything. Because you guys were pretty good last year, and fuck it. We need something brand new this year. Let's get rid of some people who are still playing very good football. But as long 5 straight is huge.
And they actually did draft well. Like Waddle's a stud. The guy that I was dogging for a bit there has 7.5 sacks now.
Van Dinky?
Phillips. He's an absolute
Van
weapon.
Ginkel is the best linebacker in the NFL
Zach
right now.
Thomas
too,
reincarnated.
Do not say that.
Van Ginkel?
Zach Thomas is an absolute legend. Van Ginkel couldn't tie his shoes.
Whoa! Van Ginkel's won last 5 straight.
Van Ginkel's playing good ball, but Zach Thomas carried the Dolphins for years.
Hey, who's the Van Ginkel for the Lions? I saw him.
Bob Carpenter 2.0.
Paisan.
Is he a Paisan?
Oh, yeah.
That long blonde hair?
Yep.
Anzalone.
Oh, he's from northern Italy. Anzalone up there.
He's actually a good player.
Yeah, he's a baller.
Anzalone, good player up there.
What part of Italy are the McAfees from?
Cork County, Ireland. Something happened. County Cork, I'm sorry. Let's go to the next overreaction. Randy Fraley. Randy don't fuck around. Sunglasses on, good photo. Hashtag PMS overreaction Monday. The Bengals, Zach Taylor, says it's inexcusable the positions I put us in. With that being said, any chance Luke Fickell can coach the Bengals and the Bearcats? Hell, they use the Bearcats indoor facility already. That's 2 birds, 1 stone. Luke Fickell, just put him up in a perch. He can coach all the players in Cincinnati. There was a rumor that Luke Fickell was interviewed for the Lions job, and there's potential other NFL gigs that might try and come and get Luke Fickell, who's focused on the Bearcats being in the college football playoff this upcoming weekend or whatever. So, Zach Taylor, he's gone a lot of passes, I think. And then he wins now. And if they start to lose, what happens with him? He's on a 5-year deal, so he's there for definitely however many years are left of that contract. But that Bengals team, how come? Why are they hit or miss, you think? And is Zach Taylor the one to blame for that?
I mean, it ultimately everything you do, good or bad, comes back to the head coach and the quarterback, really. I don't know. I mean, maybe they're just not – they're not used to winning consistently yet, so it just may take a little bit of time.
I mean, Joe Burrow's a guy, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yes.
I mean,
me too.
His pinky hurts.
Hey, that looked terrible.
That
I mean, the
thing was
sausage
huge.
on that thing.
Yeah. And he was hurt, but he does have a tendency to throw some bonehead interceptions when they really need him not to. I mean, he's just trying to do too much, I think, but it's like, oh, geez, can't be making that mistake.
Was that from injury or eating too much sodium?
Well, it wasn't gout. I don't think it was like a gout situation or a diabetes situation. I think it was
It's a weird time for it to pop up.
I think it was from a football booth.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's from a throw. I think. Was it?
There's a lot of quarterbacks getting. I have a theory. This was Russ. This was Joe. This
Taysom.
was Taysom.
Stafford.
Okay, and this is all because of fucking roughing the passer. They're afraid to get too close to him.
So now
they
they're
stay at a distance where the follow through is hurting fingies.
They're literally 3 feet away from them.
Yep.
And it's exactly where their hands are. Oh, wow.
When before this, they would be lunging at the quarterback to try to hit him. Now, Diggs, that's not a bad theory.
And the quarterback would be hitting their back or their shoulder or something.
Helmet.
Now they're hitting helmets instead. Wow.
Interesting.
Because if you look at the way guys hit now like this, somebody did a push on a quarterback or So it was fucking violent. I mean, it was a violent double hand shot. And if you're throwing your hand as hard as you can that way while that's going, you could see how it'd be incredibly painful. But if you're a Wolverine, you heal quick.
Yeah, you do.
Goddamn right.
Heal quick. That's
Stafford took one right in the chest yesterday.
Ooh, he got popped.
And they called it roughing the passer, even though I'm not sure it was.
Yeah, but dude, I mean, the Jags, what are they? What are the Jags?
They stink.
Project.
I mean, they just got a shit can, Urban.
They've lost 10 games. 10 out of the last 11 years or something like that.
That's not good.
They were doing like the first.
That's so many games losing.
Yeah. They were doing the first 11 career starts with like Trevor Lawrence and then Troy Aikman. I think even Peyton Manning, trying to like show that comparison. But the coaches for those two guys are much different than the coach for Trevor
What are you
Lawrence.
saying, Jimmy Johnson?
Yeah, and
Tony Dungy?
Yes.
No.
They get a little bit of a culture change. Maybe that'll help.
Well, Urban's coming in there to change culture.
Yeah,
what are you
that's
talking? That's
right.
what he was doing.
Yeah, but instead
He's saying, you, get out. You, get out.
Uh-huh.
I need a building really big. Need it right down there,
Mm-hmm.
Cons. I need everything. That's what Urban did.
Yeah.
And everybody's buying in. They're all going down to Duval.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what they're all
Where's
doing.
Joe Dirt?
He's there still.
Van
He's still
Dinky.
playing.
That's what we're talking about, right?
No, that's his cousin who plays for the
You should
Jags.
get
Remember he picked
Van
up Phil
Ginky,
Rivers.
Azalone, and Joe Dirt on the same football.
Well, Joe Dirt fucking cemented the Colts' loss opening week last year, so he's
Take
a player.
the shackles off. The guy's a chess piece defender.
Well, I assume Urban cut him. That guy's too awesome.
Yeah. That would make
Or Urban like stuck his fingers up his butt and he was like, "Hey, I'm not into this. I need to get out of town." Asked for his release.
I mean, all these are feasible. Let's go to the next overreaction.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Joe, who's a physical therapist, a defensive pass trainer, and a civic science coach's
son.
What the fuck? Physio Joe, dude. This guy
With the monkey doctor avatar.
Hey, this guy. Hey, Joe's gone to a lot of school. We appreciate you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
All those letters are so many years to gain of reading other people's stuff and taking it in. And we appreciate you, Physio Joe.
Thank you, Physio Joe. 5.
You want the letters?
Yeah. Physical therapist.
Yep.
Director of performance.
Doctor of physical therapy.
Oh, shit.
And then certified strength and conditioning specialist.
Ooh, this guy's a doctor and a certified strength guy. Let's go, Physio Joe. We appreciate you. The Chiefs have the best defense in the NFL and can carry their subpar offense to a superb owl victory. Hashtag PMS Overreaction Monday. I appreciate the superb owl reference, Physio Joe. Superb owl planning is right around the corner. We will have to do that for sure. The defense has been playing and winning, and I think Patrick Mahomes even said that like 7 weeks ago. He's like, this defense is much different than how it was at the beginning of the season. They've gotten very good. They're going to need that offense to turn it on, though. Everybody else that is potentially competing for the Super Bowl alongside the Chiefs, they all have an offense that can go. It seems, though, even though Patrick Mahomes, top 5 passing yardage gainer, Tyreek Hill, top 5 receiving leader, there's still a conversation about this offense not being great because I think there's so much room for improvement over there.
But we know the offense can be great, and like D-Butt said, like eventually we feel like the light's going to go on. They're going to figure it out offensively. But we were always worried about their defense before. Now you should. I think we mentioned this weeks and weeks ago. Like, hey, if their defense catches up and starts playing well, like the Chiefs, obviously they're a very scary team to face with what they can do offensively. But it does seem to be late. It's a little later in the year than I thought when this offense would start clicking.
So that was the first few weeks, because the first few weeks we just assumed that the Chiefs offense were going to go ahead and step on it.
Yeah.
And the defense was playing bad. But then the Chiefs offense, although they have had success and they have won, they've looked nothing like what I think everybody expects them to look like, which is why the conversation happens and why Physio Joe is sending out what he physical therapist, doctor of physical therapy, and a certified strength and conditioning specialist. This fucking guy plays no games. You want in the gym or to get better, to get back in the gym? Physio Joe's got you fucking figured out, dude. Let's go to the last overreaction, shall we? This is from ePelks38. What up, E? This guy's last name is Pelker.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Eric fucking Pelker, dude.
Mhm.
ePelks, how you doing? Keep it moving at ePelks 381. Where's 381 at? 381.
381.
Houston?
Think.
281. 281. 330. 8004.
He's a Pats fan.
381, is that up near you guys?
It might be up there in like northern.
You don't fucking
Vermont.
381 apparently has not been assigned.
Serbia and Montenegro.
Yes, that is a Serbian area code.
E-Pokes from Serbia says Harbaugh is a clown. Lamar is the most overrated passer we've ever seen. The Ravens are dead, and the Patriots are first in the AFC. Baby! Oh, yeah. Hashtag PMS overreaction Monday. This guy's got to feel pretty good because although the American Football Conference leading Ravens have 8 wins, I think everybody assumes they're going in a much different direction than the New England Patriots are. We'll learn a lot more tonight against an AFC division rival Buffalo Bills, but I hope the Ravens figure it out. Everybody's saying not enough star power. They don't have enough weapons. They no matter how good, no matter what they got to do, they ain't going to be able to figure it out. I don't know. Lamar is Lamar, and I love Lamar. It's like they won a playoff game last year, too. They've taken a step. It does feel as if the entire world thinks they're not going to do that this year for whatever reason. 8 wins into this thing already.
Yeah, it does, and I understand this guy's talking about the AFC picture, and it makes me wonder. Do you think Mad Dog goes over like people's Twitter accounts and their handles and their phone numbers and where they're from as much as you do? It's one of my favorite parts of the show, by the way.
Well, I appreciate you, and I apologize for delaying the inevitable of us covering what they're talking about. But if you get a guy named E-Pelks from fucking Serbia burying the Ravens, I mean, you got to talk about it.
Yeah,
you got to talk about
Serbia.
it. From Serbia.
Yes.
All
Plus,
right.
you need to know their background is to know where they're coming from with their tweets.
And if we should take them serious or not. Now,
Correct.
Physio
Some
Joe,
context, you're right.
Physio Joe could be a junior high kid. We don't know if he.
Yeah, you're right.
But he could be a great angling junior high kid who knows the hustle, and we should take it as such if he's putting all that shit behind it.
And that Travis M guy, that was definitely Gumpy.
It might have been.
Burner for Gump.
Good to know.
You think I got that kind of time, dude?
What's that? This dude's fending off a lot of shit. Right?
Yeah.
You think he's got time to be Travis M, dude?
I checked out Dr. Monkey, and I'm pretty sure he might be a monkey.
Speaking of the Macaque.
Oh, yeah.
Monkey crew.
Yeah, the macaque.
No, the Macaque was the last documentary I'd watch about animals until Friday morning, about 2, 3 a.m. when I couldn't sleep on Friday after I got home from beautiful San Antonio. And I remember that before I started this sentence that I was in San Antonio on Friday. That place was awesome, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, big shout out to San Antonio. They should get an NFL team.
Absolutely.
I mean, that place is big, awesome, spectacular, very loud arena. That arena was very, very loud. I didn't get home till late. It's way the fuck down there. Yeah. I did not know it was as far as it was down there until I'm sitting on that plane watching the little plane on the screen. I'm like, holy fuck, this entire big ass plane is already in Texas, and we are not even close to there yet. It was a haul.
You flew over Waco.
And I guess we did fly over Waco.
Yep.
David Koresh did some
he did.
shit down
He
there.
did.
he did.
Terrible.
As did the Brazos River, did some stuff to my face and my
Did you
chest.
see the Riverwalk? Did you get to see the Riverwalk?
Literally seen nothing. When I go to these towns, I land, I hop in a car, I drive to the arena, do the show, turn around, drive to the airport, I'm home. It's a shame. San Antonio seems like a place I would like to experience. Bro.
Yeah. The Alamo.
Well, I remember that a couple times. I didn't remember that it was the Alamo City until in the open, Michael Cole said, in the home of the Alamo. I was like, oh, shit, we're in the home of the... So we're live on air. And I'm like, oh, my God, I didn't even remember that. It was almost like a live moment, but it was beautiful. It was awesome. But I got home late, couldn't sleep. The Macaque Monkeys were the last crew that I learned about. They ain't got nothing like these goddamn Sed Pods, the fucking octopi.
Oh, yeah, dude.
2, 3 a.m. There's a new doc. I don't know if it's on Netflix or where it is. It's on a bunch of different animals. I think they have a cat one. They have an octopus one. You know, they originally started in shells. And then over time, they just kind of moved. And I think it's called Sed Pod. It was 2:33 a.m. Foot head or head foot or whatever because their head is right next to their tail or whatever it is. It was once a shell game. 3 a.m. maybe. These things have the ability to do whatever the fuck. Octopi are maybe my favorite things going. They're aliens.
Did you see them open a jar?
Not just open a jar. You see
From
them
the inside.
Yeah, from the inside, dude.
Dude, they
Inside man.
They fucking just change into whatever, whenever, however. They even grow like spikes if they have to. And then they're amazing.
They can squeeze into like pinholes.
They're aliens.
So they have 100,000 little baby eggs that they have, and then only a few break free. And you actually see one break free. It's like this cute little octopi, and then the mom will never see that thing again. It is gone forever. They're awesome. It was awesome. So look for some octopi drops on Friday Night SmackDown.
Here we go.
Macaque.
Did it say where they hang out? Like, why don't we see them more?
because they're smarter than you. They have the ability to hide whenever. They're just like, I always wondered, because I had my eye to the sky hoping to see a UFO like Jonathan Taylor, Aaron Rodgers, Lazar, all the other people. I look for that in the night. I'm like, hey, how come I don't see one of these fucking aliens? I'm going to keep my eyes out for it. But then you start realizing, like, oh, they probably have the capability to fucking transform into a cloud. Like, they can just show that thing as a cloud and just go along. I mean, let's assume that they have the technology to do that if they're making it all the way to here from wherever the fuck they are, right? They can probably do that.
Absolutely.
The octopi can do that with the bottom of the ocean into anything. You could have seen them maybe whenever you were on vacation somewhere, and they literally just look like sand with a wave going through it. It is unfucking believable, the shots that they had. And I'm like, well, how'd this cameraman do it? It must have been my octopus teacher where that guy fell in love with the octopi, and he's the one getting the shots, I think. It is insane what they do.
Was that a movie?
Documentary, dude.
Yeah, come on,
Come
bro.
on. No,
Learn about
he
the
falls
world.
in love with the octopus.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he falls in love. The boys here like to think that the octopi was potentially, with the guy.
Didn't that win an Oscar?
Well, it should have. It's awesome.
Fishman?
This dude.
What was that called?
Fishman.
Sound of Water?
You're talking about
Life of Pi?
No. I know what
There
you're
was.
talking
They
about.
fell in love with a fish.
The Life of Water, maybe?
No,
Life of
who
Water.
knows? That movie sucked.
So bad.
What's that?
This movie.
Yeah, there was one that won the award.
Not the octopus teacher. The octopus teacher was good.
There's a movie where this lady falls in love with a Aquaman fish.
Deaf lady
essentially.
banging a fish man.
Yes.
It's weird.
Yeah.
And didn't it win Academy Award?
Correct, that's what I'm saying.
It won Best Picture. It was terrible.
What are you guys watching?
Best
We did
Picture.
Best Picture. Watch it.
Nobody watches those best pictures. I feel like I'm probably in the majority. I watch these goddamn award shows. I know none of the things that are on there.
It just shows you the
Shape
movies
of
you don't
Water.
need to watch.
The Shape of Water. There it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
So Aquaman boning
Not
human
even
lady.
Aquaman, like
a fish
weird
man.
Fish man,
Yeah.
With
Hey,
gills.
He wasn't
beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Exactly.
Beauty is in the eye. Of the...
I mean, you just summed the movie up in one sentence right there.
Oh, that's what it is.
Essentially, yeah.
Well, it's
Kind of like Joe Millionaire.
that's happening there again.
Can't wait.
It's happening right now.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday. It's
What?
different, little
It
bit
is?
different of a version, though.
Pumped.
Pump. There's one millionaire, and then there's one broke dude, and they're both dating all these women, and they're gonna fall in love, and they're gonna find out if they're rich or not. It's awesome. That'll be awesome. That was back when like Average Joe.
Oh yeah.
Average Joe, Joe Millionaire. Those are good. Those are good reality TV. And then we'll see how it goes. We got an update from Buffalo for tonight's matchup. Scott Zolak says, been coming to Buffalo for 30 years. Never saw wind gusts like this. Look at Josh Allen over rushing as well tonight.
Yeah.
If you could maybe as a prop bet, me and the Bills tonight are doing our thing. And I hate to say it about the Patriots team who I love and I wanted to bet on not that long ago. Yeah. But all eyes are pointing towards the Buffalo Bills tonight. Even though the Patriots have a better running game.
Better defense.
All eyes are on the Buffalo Bills tonight. Ain't that right, AJ?
I guess so. We will see. Can Josh Allen? He can sling it though. He can sling it through that wind.
Yeah, Stephon Diggs, Cole Beasley, Dawson, Knox,
I mean, biggest gust in 30 years for Zolak. That's a bold statement.
Well, when I went to Buffalo and I played there, and it was within the last 30 years, it was a blizzard, and I think it was at 40 miles an hour. So Scott Zolak said, I got off the airport. He got off the plane. He must have walked right out of that airport, right past that anchor bar that is in the airport. Did a little stop. How you doing? Give me a little medium there. Thank you so much. Thanks for inventing wings. Everybody else has evolved and made them bigger, but I appreciate the fact that you guys still decide to have the smallest one. They do taste absolutely delicious, though. And he walks outside. Whoa! Wind tunnel. Scott Zolak in a bad spot. I think that is certainly a sign that the home team's going to be more comfortable with this anyway. Too.
Yeah, around like 25 miles an hour when the game's supposed to start tonight.
Those
but
are
no,
sustained.
Hey, and Josh Allen, he does sling it, but he throws it so hard. Is that 25 mile an hour matching up with his 80 mile an hour fastball he throws?
Good point. This favors us for sure, I think. We'll see.
All right. Thank you, everybody that overreacted. Shout out to Canadips. Breaking holiday news from the Dip Kings of Humboldt County, California, the nation's leading CBD dip pouch that is tobacco and nicotine free. Canadips CBD is offering you guys a holiday gift pack that includes all 5 of their flavors for 30% off.
Whoa!
Hey. That's right. For only $35 total, you can give the gift of mint, wintergreen, citrus, mango, and spice.
Okay.
$35 total right there. Head to CanadipCBD.com and use promo code LIPBOOMERS. That's LIPBOOMERS with no space in between at CANNADIPSCBD.com for 30% off Canadip's holiday box. The perfect gift for your uncle, grandpa, or best friends. No better gift for the holidays, so buy one for all of your buddies. The gift box comes branded and is ready for you to put under the tree.
Oh, nice.
Head to CanadipCBD.com and use promo code LIPBOOMERS for 30% off on the holiday box. And be a hero this December and tell somebody, hey, you don't need to be chewing that tobacco cancer shit anymore. We got a CBD pouch alternative that's going to give you the same sensation and even lift you a little bit and make your joints feel a little better with CBD.
That's right, bingo. Feels like a real chaw. It really does.
Is that the same spice that you have to use when you're getting a marijuana test?
No. It's just spice like herbs and spice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Not spice, potpourri spice.
I didn't know if they were.
Kind of like meth, which I did smoke for a little bit and gives you quite a headache, but it does not show up in drug tests, especially when they ask you to quit everything you've ever done for your entire life for 27 straight months. I mean, it's going to lead to that type of stuff. There's a chance that happens. Then you're going to have a friend say, oh, is this what the NFL's like? Huh? Smoking meth? Yeah, all right, I'll put it down. You're right. I get these headaches every single time. And then you go cold turkey for 24 months, basically doing nothing. Because you didn't know Canadip CBD boom, was out there and could have been the thing. Let's go to, should we hit phones? People have been on hold for a long time, and we have not done any phone calls. We should do one phone call.
Your call.
We should do a phone call.
Do one good one.
I had somebody tweet that said, tell Foxy not to have me on hold for 3 hours. What does Foxy have to do with the phones?
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Did you block that person?
No, I responded. What does Foxy have to do with phones? I do not know if he responded. My Twitter's been pretty active. I don't get to see everybody anymore. It's kind of a shame. I kind of missed the days where Twitter was a little bit smaller so I could see everything. Can't do it anymore. Things just get lost in the shuffle.
You should have put him on hold.
Well, I do remember his name. No, I don't remember his name. Actually, I think it was Joe. Joe in Scranton, Pennsylvania. What's going on?
Go Pack Joe G is what it was. Pat, how you doing, buddy?
Is this you? This is you from yesterday?
Yeah, it's me, actually.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Fuck.
Hey, Joe, great to talk to you. Can't thank you enough for joining us. I've been looking forward to this since your tweet, obviously. It's going to be good. I know you've been waiting on hold for a long time. You got magic that's about to spew through your mouth, through the phone line, onto this show, and I can't wait to hear it. Go, Pack, go. Joe, what's going on?
Well, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the ref in these past few weeks.
Please.
Especially, we'll go back a week because I'm a Packers fan. I wanted to get on last week. It's not a big deal. Devontae, the end of the game, let's see, was it going into halftime? I think it was going into halftime. He caught a ball, it was a little questionable. It went to the replay, and they called it a catch. It was an awesome catch.
Awesome.
It was about a buck and a half left in the half. But the week before that, Darnell Savage caught a ball, 2 minutes left. It was against the Vikings. We lost the game. Darnell Savage made a hell of a play. You look at it on tape, and they said, they went to the replay. They said it's not a catch. You put them side by side. Is it because Darnell's on defense, he doesn't catch the ball, or is it because Devontae is Devontae and he catches the ball? You'll put them next to each other. It's a fucking catch.
Joe, I appreciate you pointing out this problem in the NFL. The consistency is probably why Vrabel actually responded to the NFL officiating with that comment and said, what are we doing here? Why don't we have any type of consistency? Well, I like Go Pack, Go, Joe, bringing up a very valid point there. These refs stink.
Nobody knows what a catch is. Nobody knows. I mean, you got a head coach posting the rules for you from a Sunday night game. So they've made it so complicated and weird that we don't really know what is what anymore.
Well, in watching, you have no idea, especially when they slow it down, and you're like, wait a minute.
Keep going.
I feel pretty good. I was on a pretty good flow there. The fans were feeling pretty good, but this is a real conversation that we need to have, so I don't want to distract from it. Even watching, in real time, you think something's a catch. Then they slow it down, and a guy will clearly have a catch, but then he'll fall, and it'll move a little bit. I'm like, oh. The ball moved, and then it's like, would I know this any other time other than having an 8K camera in slow motion? And how much should that affect our judgment of the refs? I just think has to be something we could do to make these people better at what they do. They are a massive part of it. They determine games and outcomes in billions and billions of dollars. I think Go Pack, Go Joe, and I, and you, AJ, and Vrabel, obviously, are all just asking for, can we please have all hands on deck to potentially make this a much better situation because everybody's fucking sick of it.
Yeah, we just want some consistency. We want to know, not know, but we want to have a pretty good idea what is a catch, what isn't a catch, what may be a flag, what's not a flag. Nobody knows. From the top down, I feel like nobody knows what's going on.
And what's taunting, what isn't taunting.
Yeah.
There's so much because Sorensen, I mean, imagine they call that back. That entire place is going to boo that motherfucker out of there. I like that he read the room, he understood the situation, and just kind of let it fly. That's what more refs should do. Like in hockey, the refs understand the flow of the game. Now, granted, I know they don't have it figured out. But I just think these refs being all in and not being computer scientists on the side as their full-time job is something we should think about.
Well, and do we know if they're doing what they did with the pass interference where they're operating at some different level when they go into the reviews? Because it felt like last year when everyone was like, yeah, that's clearly pass interference, they wouldn't call it. And then at times when it didn't seem like it was pass interference, they would.
Well, then how about sometimes they're going through conversation or whatever, for whatever it is, however they describe it, and they fix something, and then they don't do it another game. It's like, what are you motherfuckers doing? Just figure it out. I understand it's not an easy job. I appreciate you all. I understand that nobody wants to become refs, but God damn it, can we get some sort of, let's make it good at least, or try to, with some decisions that are being made, dude?
Clear cut. If it was consistent, I mean, that would be a massive upgrade. It's just been so terrible.
Well, and just like the umpires, there's going to be, opinions and stuff like that are made, and maybe the strike zone's a little wider for one particular ref. But if that ref was always like that, it would be okay. And if that rule was, it would just, it's tough, dude. It's tough. Let's go back to the phones. Let's one last call here. Let's go to Ray in Maryland. Ray, what's going on, pal? Appreciate you calling in.
Ray Lewis?
Yo,
what up, dude?
I'm good. How are you? I don't have an overreaction. I just have a little bit of a vocab lesson for you guys.
Oh, no.
So you talk about it all the time. No. You guys self-deprecate that you're not smart. You can handle this, I promise. And Connor will appreciate it because I listen to the Mad Libs, and I know he has the sense of humor of a 13-year-old boy. So
go to hell!
Every week, you're going to love it. Every week we talk about a team that beat one team, and then that team beat another team, so the first team should be able to beat the third team. And the Ravens blew out the Chargers. Bengals blow out the Ravens. This week, the Bengals should beat the Chargers. That is called a syllogism. So you can just say there are no syllogisms in football. You can just say that from now. Now there is jism in football, and judging by the first half difference, I'm guessing Big Ben went.
Come on, syllogism. Yes. Ipso facto. If A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C. Syllogism.
Yes.
Love that.
Transitive property of equality. It's
Jesus.
TPE in mathematics.
Wow. Transitive property. Whoa, this show just got really good.
Goddamn right.
All right, I hate this show all of a sudden.
Ben does have syllogism because that is his 11th fourth quarter game-winning drive against the Ravens, the most by any quarterback against any team.
And he's done it before, so he'll do it again. No, that's anti-syllogism, right? No, that is syllogism. Syllogism tells us what future fate is?
Yep.
That makes sense. Shout out to syllogism, dude.
Shout out.
Syllogism.
It's cool. Sweet word.
I'm looking through the prism of my sailing gears around. And I don't know what is it. Here's a song for somebody. Absolutely. One Republic should take that thing and roll.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Songland. Can we get Imagine Dragons on that thing? Yes. 21 Pilots. All right, we're out of here. Tomorrow's Aaron Rodgers Tuesday. Is he on tomorrow? How was his bye week? He was in L.A., I seen.
Oh, yeah.
Was he?
I guess he was meeting with some sports surgeon, doctor guy.
Okay, then I assume he's coming on, right?
So that had to get okayed and cleared by the NFL and Green Bay for him to go do that.
Dr. Joe?
Tabloids go.
It wasn't Physio Joe, I don't think, but the tabloids,
Joe.
they get him.
Yeah, it says 2.5-hour visit.
He's got the antibodies too, so.
Well,
True.
not for the Omicron. All right, we're back tomorrow with Aaron Rodgers Tuesday. Can't thank you all enough for watching. You're the best. Boys, incredible show today. I appreciate you all so much.
Thank you.
AJ, great show. You done good today, bub.
Hey, you did great. You too, boys.
That didn't sound genuine at all.
Go to hell, AJ.
Jake Paul, thanks for the time. Darius Butler, Kenny Moore, everybody. We'll see you manana. Cheers.